Hello, 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 hello. Good evening and welcome to the Draft Day live coverage by your boy Real Talk Cowboy. What's up, everyone out there? What's up, Cowboy Nation, and to everyone else? Yes, sir. We're here tonight ready for this draft. Hey, welcome to the show, the Real Talk Cowboy Show, where I call this the Grown Man Cigar Lounge. Come in, sit down, get your favorite cigar, and whatever drink you pair with your cigar, sit down, relax, and let's talk football. Tonight, we're going to be looking at the draft live, doing commentary and talk about the draft. See a couple of you all out there looking at the show right now. And, we're going to get more coming. The draft starts at 8 o'clock. You all out there, comment. Let me know, who do you think we should pick up at the 26th spot? Should we trade up? Should we trade back? Should we stay where we are? Who do you all want Who do you all want the Dallas Cowboys to get in the first round? Let me know how I'm sounding out there. If you all hear me clear, let me know. If you don't hear me, let me know as well. Everything on my end sounds good. But again, I'm your boy, Real Talk Cowboy, one of the new upcoming Dallas Cowboy content creators. And I'm your host. And you all are my co-host, right? So we in this together. Yes, and I can't wait until the draft starts. And I can give you my opinion right now. I think we should go for offensive line first round. But if B. John Robinson falls down to 26, then I think we need to get him, right? But I don't know what Jerry and the boys got in store for us. All right, Bone. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. I don't know what he has in store for us. If who he's going to pick up, if he's going to trade and go up. It's just a lot of rumors out there, and I'm not for sure what he's going to do, right? But you all hang tight for me real quick. All right, thank you. I'm back like I never left, right? I appreciate that. Yep. So now we're just waiting. We have approximately 12 minutes before the draft starts. Let me get on over here so I can pull that draft up on this side over here. Yep, I'm still here. Let me just sign in right quick. All right. Let me get that up. I got it on my phone. I think I have to sign in. Okay, got it. Let me sign in. should have had this already up, but I thought it was going to be on that. So I'm on the NFL Network. Where do I sign in here? Come on, Jack. This is me. Okay. All right, let's do this.
Where we could find some trading up, down, up. But I do think that the Tennessee Titans would be a good fit. Vrabel obviously knows how to coach this position.
NFL
Plus. Hassan Reddick.
Well,
like
I'm
the
not getting
upside
that.
of him, not necessarily in the beginning. So that is a really nice fit. At the okay, 11 might be a little rich, but we can figure it out from there. Maybe trade down just a little bit.
Trade down and go get them. Okay, we'll give you another thumbs up for that. Yeah,
okay, so I'm like 2.5 out of 3.
2.5.
All right, I think this is it, you all.
Got 2 left to see. Let's go.
But
all
we
right,
gonna
so now
see.
we're gonna go to Zay Flowers, Boston College. I think the good fit here, a team that you're pretty.
I don't think we should pick a tight end.
He comes to Tyler Lockett. This guy actually lined up out wide,
on the first round because I have so much faith in Ferguson. I know a lot of you all don't have any faith in Ferguson, but I do because I love the way he plays. And when he got those limited opportunities last year, he capitalized on it, right? He didn't get many because he was behind Dalton Schultz, but I feel like he capitalized on and he made the most of his opportunity.
Okay, we got one more here. Okay, Emmanuel Forbes. I know he's a little bit thinner. He's a little bit thinner version of, Trayvon Diggs. He can take the ball all the way back. And I think that the Buffalo Bills, wherever their point, here we go, Buffalo Bills, who use tons of defensive backs, that could be an opportunity to get him more one-on-one situations and optimize what he does better, which is cut off the ball at the point of, where the pass is traveling, as opposed to having to do a ton of tackling.
That little cold up there in Buffalo might chill those little bones of his, but I still like it. That's strong. He's going to bulk up there, eating those wings in Buffalo. I love that, Cynthia. Good job.
All right, thanks so much. I mean, I feel like I got at least a B+.
Yeah, that was.
Hey, you all chime in. Tell me where you watching from.
Thanks, Brett.
What city and state?
Work right there, Cynthia.
Where you watching from?
Mark. And now, big part of our broadcast tonight as well. We welcome from Good Morning Football, Kyle Brandt. Kyle, great to be with you, man. Look, as you taught us last year with the consumption of day-old chicken wings during a pick announcement, you're the type of guy who eats bold predictions for breakfast. So let's feast on a couple here for this draft.
We all watching that.
Rhett,
where y'all watching
the draft room. I'm still
the draft show? Where you watching this show at?
By the end of the evening, Cynthia
whether
Freeman
it's
will
home,
solve that giant Rubik's Cube that you have.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
She will
or somewhere else, a sports
Cynthia,
bar.
I wouldn't doubt you for a second.
Talk
As
to
it
me, you
pertains
all.
to the draft tonight, my first prediction is I do not think the Houston Texans. There it is. I don't care how much you mess it up. Cynthia will have it by the end of this segment. That is a bet, Cynthia. Go get it. Trying to stay on topic. I love the Rubik's Cube, though. The Houston Texans will not take a quarterback at number 2. Now, other people have said that. That's not wildly bold. But here we go, the second layer, guys. When the Houston Texans are up again at number 12, they will also not take a quarterback. I think they will take 2 defensive players and mold this team in the image, the likeness, and the experience of DeMeco Ryans, whose entire NFL life has been played with quarterbacks like everybody from Brock Purdy to Matt Schaub to Jimmy Garoppolo. I think they go defense twice. Now, on a personal prediction, my second prediction, Tyree Wilson, my favorite defensive player in this draft, the human condor. Guys, this is the one you don't want to miss this pick. Whoever you are at home, you're watching NFL Plus, don't miss when Tyree Wilson is picked, because my prediction is he will give the greatest hug in the history of the draft. He will lift Roger Goodell above his head, above his shoulders. He did it to me on Good Morning Football. My spleen was in my trachea. This is the most powerful man I have ever encountered. He is an actual living Terminator. And after I said that, I said, how are you going to do it at the draft on draft night? So the commissioner, he said, I'm going to do the exact same thing. So Commissioner Goodell's legs may be up like a baby Bjorn around Tyree Wilson. He said he'll do it. My prediction, greatest commish hug in NFL draft history, Tyree Wilson, Texas Tech.
And we've had some pretty good ones, so that would certainly make for some entertainment out there inside that.
Let's
draft
get it
here.
on.
Kyle, thanks for being
Once
with us.
this
Can't wait
draft
to
is
join,
over,
when you join us here,
it makes
in
us
just
it
a
makes it
little while once we kick
closer
this
to
draft
football
off. So
season,
draft
right?
day in the shop, right? A new thing we've got now exclusively here on NFL Plus. Here we had a sneak peek of All-American linebacker from Alabama, Will Anderson Jr., and YouTube star Destroying, breaking down the Alabama standard of excellence, lessons learned from Nick Saban, and life-altering decisions.
And I see that
players, I don't want to say put up with
Lamar
it, players
Jackson,
go there because
non-Cowboy
of the
related
ratings,
news, but
right? Because
Lamar
the
Jackson
system works.
signs
If I
a
go there and do
5-year
my thing, I have a
deal
chance to end up in the seat
with
you're
the
in.
Ravens for
So if you realize that, like,
$260 million,
your freshman year,
making
day one,
him
you-
the highest
So I feel like
paid
it's two
player
things. Like,
in
when people say Alabama's
football.
not for everybody,
I think that's 10
it's
more
really not for
million
everybody.
than
So
Jalen
the guys
Hurts
that
from
just go there
the
for the
Philadelphia
rings, those usually
Eagles.
the guys
So
that don't make it.
these
The
quarterbacks are
ones that
getting
can
their
tough it
money.
out and have that mental maturity to go in
And
there and
think
handle their
about it,
business,
you all.
those are the ones that do
And
good.
these two quarterbacks don't even have Super Bowl rings. So I can see
Right after my freshman
these
year, after
two
COVID.
deals driving up every quarterback's contracts, right? That's just my opinion. So we're going to see how all of this plays out with all the
I
other
wish all y'all could
quarterbacks.
get scholarships so y'all can go see what really go on.
Yeah, I want to know what really goes on.
Another great piece of the draft conversation there from the shop. All right, you've heard the term coach speak. Now it's time to let coach speak here with Coach David Shaw. We're got some prospects up here. We're gonna find the right fits for them already identified here. So we got Nolan Smith. We like him there with the
What's
Ravens.
up there,
We wanna find him a different home.
YouTube Nation? I see you. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch.
House money right now. They've got a really good team. Let's find a long, physical, athletic.
Man,
quick
once
show
I can
with that rest of those guys on
get you
defense,
streaming on
take
TikTok.
pressure on the teams they play.
Keep building on a position of strength. Now,
I
Bill
mean, I could do
Mafia,
it
you might
now,
love this
but
with Dalton Kincaid, but we're going to give him a different home. Where you go?
Just
we're
got
gonna
too
take
much
him to
going
Washington.
on right
I don't know
now.
if he'll last that long, but I think it would be a perfect
16.
fit. Absolutely. You bring in Eric the Enemy.
Looks like we have 2 more minutes
and
for the
that
draft to
Chiefs
start.
West Coast offense. This guy in that offense is going to be great. They've got 2 really good receivers. Really like Howell, the quarterback.
Yeah.
And now this is a different piece that's going to change their offense, in my opinion.
Bills fans were teasing you with Kalijah Cansey here, but Coach, you want to give him a new home?
I think we're going to make Cynthia happy, hopefully, here. We'll send him to Detroit.
So, yeah, there you
Aiden
go.
Hutchinson, an absolute freak show. Had a heck
looks
of a
good.
freshman. He has a heck of a first year, but put this guy right next to him. They won't be able to double team both of them. This guy is fast. He's athletic. He's
And
explosive,
shout out
he's a difference maker.
to my boy Law
Robinson
Nation
to the Falcons, actually
and
kind
Law
of
Nation
interesting.
Sports
You got it.
Would be
for hooking me up
fascinating.
with
You know,
Boss
there's when I
Cowboy's
spent my
book
time in
that was
Baltimore,
just
there
released
was a thing that
the
was
other
highest
day.
praise
I
you could
really
give
appreciate
somebody
that,
is
Law.
watching them and saying,
I
"This is
was
good."
skimming
And
through
with
it.
this guy
Didn't
in
have time to
Baltimore
really
Ravens, you got your quarterback
get
taken
into it,
care
but
of.
it
Right.
looks
You
like
bring
it's
in
a
your number
whole
one
lot
receiver
of
in
great
Odell Beckham. You've
information,
got a very good
and I will
tight
be
end, and now
digging
you bring
deep
in this
into
guy
it
who is
and
a beast.
educating
You wanna talk about
myself.
keeping that- how much
But
money did
thank
they
you
get
so
on
much,
Odell
Law,
Beckham?
and
185
Boss
guaranteed.
Cowboy,
Let's take
great
some
work.
hits off
You
of
put
him
in
and
some
let's get this guy
time,
back.
effort.
So after a season of
I really like
uncertainty,
that.
now
And
we have
so
some
if
real
you all out
offers
there,
here
you
at
know,
Baltimore.
Law Nation, you
All right,
know,
so you've been
Boss
taking in all of our
Cowboys,
draft experts' debates and
go,
discussions, and
you
now it
know,
is your chance
click
to test
and
your
follow them as
knowledge of
well.
the NFL
And
draft
also
win
go out there
some prizes,
and
too. It's easy, free to play.
get that book.
You can just scan that
It's
QR
on
code or
Amazon,
go to NFL.com/on
written by
the
Boss
clock
Cowboy.
to play. All you have to do
Great
is
stuff.
answer a
You'll
series
like
of
it.
questions,
You won't be
follow
disappointed.
along the 2023 NFL Draft to see if your responses earn points to put you on the leaderboard. There are new games every day of the draft. Prizes include NFL Shop gift cards and
All right.
autographed footballs from this year's draft
There we
class.
go.
Come on, let's go.
Let's go.
NFL draft room getting started here shortly. We're going to put the Carolina Panthers on the clock in a matter of moments. Certainly wondering, what do we think, guys? Do you think this takes very long for the Panthers?
No, they better get this pick in there. They've had all year to get this done. Now go, but we used to do that in the draft. Let's just wait. Let's just wait. Let's get a little
Let's
TV
let them talk
time,
about us.
See
Right?
who's going to call.
Let's go.
Yeah, get the intrigue going. But hopefully they'll get it done.
Yeah.
Your boy over here sneezing.
Carolina Panthers on the board at number 1. Feels like there is some consensus.
Boy is
building in a
over here
particular direction.
sneezing.
We're going to get our answer here shortly. And then this thing is really going to start at number 2 with all that drama. The Texans.
Yes,
right
and
at
I'll
2,
be
and again at 12.
live again tomorrow.
Are they going to make the pick at 2?
Hopefully.
Is somebody going to trade in there?
I
Are they
believe so.
actually going to pass on the quarterback?
But we'll
Do
see.
we get that first defender off the board at number 2?
And
So
shout out
much
to
going on, and we've got our
West
NFL
Coast
Plus draft
Cowboy,
coverage kicking off next.
Landlord, and HTM Sports. They're out at the actual draft, and they're also Dallas Cowboy content creators, and they'll be live on their respective platforms as well. So, hey, we're doing this for you all, trying to bring you all great coverage, content, and information that you can rely on.
Intercepted. Once again, Gonzalez.
This is going to be interesting, folks. What is Jerry Jones and the boys going to do? Are they going to trade up? Are they going to wait and stick it out? Are they going to trade back? But if you've been a Cowboy fan as long as I have, you can never guess or underestimate Jerry Jones or what he's going to do.
Outside and inside the draft,
and have Will McClay and his team fully
away from putting the Carolina Panthers
inspected and done it what their due diligence on the people that they want.
Home of the champs. Now the
I feel like our team is pretty much solid right now. Anybody coming in is just an addition. Like I think a running back may be able to start right away, and maybe a tight end. Of course, I feel like an offensive lineman will be able to start right away, but I feel anyone else would be like a pick for the future that's going to be, behind who we have now.
Just among the questions that we are going to answer right here for you in the NFL Plus draft room. Great to be here with you.
I'm loving this. I'm loving this.
Here with my all-star cast. Starting down on the end, our analytics expert, Cynthia Freeland, is here. Of course, our former NFL executive, Mark Ross, and former college and NFL coach, David Shaw, has been a big part and a mainstay of our draft coverage for more than a decade.
It's showtime.
Here, part of the NFL Plus draft room. We also have a very
It's showtime.
To our
It's
draft
showtime.
cast here on NFL Plus this year. Welcoming in one of our ace researchers, Ben McWilliams. Hey, friend.
How about them Cowboys?
That's right. That's right. How about them Cowboys?
Next 3.5, 4 hours.
And I can't wait to hear this bell when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys.
Of our analytics guy for each team on the clock, because that's what we're doing here for you. We are essentially taking the shape of each franchise as they are on the clock, making our own picks, and then seeing, of course, what the commissioner ends up announcing. So let's talk about some of the
forgot to mention is up in my description, but now I'm on podcast, right? So you can go and listen to all the shows via podcast, whatever podcast platform you're using. I'm on all of them, right? So Real Talk Cowboy is doing great things. And we're also going to have shirts coming out as well. So stay tuned with that as well.
When's the wow moment? When's that going to happen? We know every draft, all the mock drafts, we got talking about it for months and months. And then the draft night hits, and it's that moment where you're saying, oh, my goodness, they actually did that, or a Laramie Tunsil situation, or Minnesota missing the clock twice. So that'll be definitely what I'll be looking for. And we used to talk about in draft rooms, too, like bounce around. What's going to be the wow moment?
Well, Cole Strange is unavailable this year for the Patriots. So we're looking forward to that wow moment. What do you think, Coach?
For me, it's the other quarterbacks.
Yes.
Right? We believe we know who's going to number one. We believe C.J. Stroud is going to be somewhere in there, the next quarterback taken. But then these other three guys, in my opinion, that could go in the first round, who likes them? Who's going to come up to get them? You've got Hooker, you've got Richardson, you've got Levis. And will they slide? Will somebody jump up and get them? Will somebody trade back and get them? As a coach,
welcome, folks. If you're just coming in, YouTube Nation, Facebook Nation, Twitch Nation, and Twitter Nation, welcome to the Real Talk Cowboys show, where I'm doing live coverage of the draft. This here is what I call the grown man's / woman's cigar lounge. So come in, have a seat, get your cigars out, and your favorite drink to pair with your cigar. Relax and let's talk football, right? I'm the host, and you're the co-host. We're in this thing together, right?
Maybe there isn't as much depth at the top of that class that we start.
You all tell me where you checking in from, what state you're checking in from, and where are you watching this content at, or even watching the draft. Tell me where you're watching it from.
And for each team, as we are making those picks, has some real world analysis for us now before we get into the fantasy part of this thing. How about some teams looking to trade into the top 10? What do you think?
Well, you could see some movement within the top 10, Rhett. No question about that. I'm keeping my eye
All
on
of the
Philadelphia
speculation
Eagles,
is
who have
about to
made
come
calls
to an
throughout the
end.
top 10. I am told to
It's
see
about to
potential
get
entry
down
points,
and
depending
busy.
on how the top 10 falls. If some quarterbacks go early, some players
In
can
the
get close to the Eagles
words
at 10. They may jump up and
of
get
my
it instead
man
of
Jimmy
waiting.
Johnson.
The Tennessee Titans have had conversations to go from 11
How about
all the way
them
up to potentially
Cowboys?
3 for a quarterback. Again, depending on how the first
How
two
about
fall.
them
Then you got the
Cowboys?
Baltimore Ravens, I'm told, have made some calls on the back end of the first round to kind of get maybe perhaps into the teens. So we'll keep an eye on them. There's also plenty of teams looking to trade
Let me
down.
know if you can hear me real clear
how
out
much
there.
time do you have?
I
Not
already
much
got
time, so I'll give you a couple here.
one comment from
Arizona
my
from
man
3,
Bone.
potentially
He
get
told
somebody to
me
go
he
out
can
for a
hear me
quarterback.
clear.
Seattle, John Schneider,
Just want
we
to
see him
double
trade
check.
back plenty. So if they don't stay at 5, that wouldn't surprise me. Vegas at 7, and even Atlanta at 8. So those are a few of the teams, Rhett, that we could see going back to pick up more capital in exchange for a team coming up.
All right, thanks very much, Mike Garafolo, giving us some of that insight and some of that potential drama that we could see unfold. Time now to look inside the green room, built by Lowe's. It is
Boys are
bustling
dressed to
right now.
impress.
All 17 prospects in there in that green room. Those that
Dressed to
are the draft
impress.
in
That's
person,
what's
of
up.
course. They've got their own personal
Their
hardline
lives
phones
about
so
to
that they don't
change
miss a
for
call
good.
from the team to tell them to get their butts on stage.
Just got to
for
put in the
making you
work.
next pick. So we are certainly excited to see that green room light up with emotion out tonight there from our host city in Kansas City.
Out there in Kansas City.
NFL draft is seconds away from officially
Shout out to my
commencing.
boys,
City of
West
Fountain.
Coast
Look at that
Cowboy,
fountain right there taking center
Landlord,
stage from the home of the
and
Super Bowl
HTM Sports
champs.
out there live,
Kansas
providing
City
that live
Chiefs, although
coverage.
those great KC fans are going to have to wait just a little bit before their team is on the clock.
Again, shout out to Law Nation with Law Nation Sports for hooking me up with the new book that was written by Boss Cowboy. If you haven't, go check it out on Amazon. Here we go, folks. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We done made it.
I got it in stereo. Okay, welcome to Kansas City and the 2023 NFL Draft. For the first time since we took the draft on the road, we get to celebrate the draft in the Super Bowl winning city with fans of all 32 teams and the Chiefs Kingdom. As you can see, I have some friends on stage with me that you might recognize. They are Kansas City natives and love this community and their Chiefs. Give it up for Eric Stonestreet and Heidi Gardner of Big Slick, Kansas City.
How about them Cowboys?
Okay, Kansas City, I'm so happy to be here. And it is my honor to bring to the stage right now Chiefs legends Dante Hall and Will Shields. Give it up!
All right, Kansas City, I want to hear you! Home of the Super Bowl champions! This is how we do it! I get the distinct pleasure of welcoming two people you might recognize. Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce!
Let me ask you all a question. Do you think Patrick Mahomes is due for a big contract like Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson? He has Super Bowl rings. Just a thought, a question I'm throwing out there.
Hold up. Kansas City, I think we can do a little bit better than that. Chiefs Kingdom, can I hear you out there? All right. Hey, Chiefs Kingdom, we in this thing or what? Hey, we fuck all right to party, baby. How about it? This thing shiny or what? You know you gonna give me this mic all night? Hey, you ready to trade up for the #1 pick this year or what? Please get a pick.
All right, Kansas City, it's time to get the show started. The 2023 NFL Draft is now officially open.
It is officially open, folks.
The Carolina Panthers are on the clock.
All right, Carolina Panthers, what you gonna do?
For some time, the Carolina Panthers officially on the clock. Their 10 minutes is now underway. Of course, acquired that #1 overall pick from the Bears. And so with that, our NFL Plus draft room now kicks off, and we are essentially becoming the Carolina Panthers draft room. So imagine that you're seeing Scott Fitterer, Frank Reich, you're seeing the coaching staff, the scouts, the college scouting department, all here.
David Tepper.
You're going to be, well, we shall see. We've got you covered. So now we are assuming the role of the Carolina Panthers. Let's make this pick. And Mark is our GM. You could certainly set the stage here for us. What is our charge here with this pick after making this trade?
What do we think, guys? We need a quarterback, right? We need a quarterback.
Well, I think we are set on that.
Naming rights are up.
Traded all the way up.
Stadium needs to be done. You need someone to sell tickets. You need a quarterback.
Okay. So who are we taking? Who are we fighting for?
Look, guys, I feel like we've been across this country, right? We've been to every pro day. We've seen them all throw in person. We've watched all the tape. Coach, the one thing that you have identified as the trait that you have to have for the face of our franchise, for our quarterback, is playmaker. The guy that makes the most plays in this quarterback class, both on the ground and through the air, is Bryce Young. Is it as simple as that for us here?
I believe it is. You know, we get to the point where we don't want to make it complicated. The best leader, the best athlete, the most efficient, the most productive, the best winner, that's who you find. And they happen to be wrapped up in one guy in this draft, and it's Bryce Young. And it's in a smaller package than we're used to, right? We've heard all the talk about it and rumors of him gaining weight just to weigh a certain amount just to get to the combine. That's all fine. You put the film on, and this is the best player that we can take at this position, and it's a position of need for us. This has got to be the guy.
I think that that's absolutely the case. And then factor in the O-line. They have we don't talk about their O-line enough. They actually have a pretty good O-line here. They could always ham it up, beef it up a little bit more, but they're not in the bottom quadrant of O-lines. So that will help because he drops back a little bit further in his stance than some of the other quarterbacks. So you just need a moment more of pass protection. And that's something that, like you talk about with instincts, we've seen him do it. And by the way, all of the guys at Alabama that he played against and with, they're the same size as the guys who's going to be
Again,
at the NFL. So it's
I
not
feel
like
that
you're
we should get
talking about a
an
small
old
school right now
lineman.
going into a
I
really
don't think things
different
on our
situation,
line,
having to
offensive
adapt
line,
both
has
size
been
and speed. It's pretty much the speed.
that
And
good
Mark,
since
he's taken
Travis
picks for us here in the
Frederick
last couple of years. I mean, you got us
retired
a
early,
run
right?
last year.
So I
You
think
gave us
like
one of those 5 building
since
blocks.
then it's
We
been
we
going
already had
down.
Taylor Moton when
Even
we
though
came
you
in here
know
and assumed
we
this
have
role
Martin
as
has
this
been
regime.
solid.
We got Brady Christensen for us as
Our
well.
boy
Bradley Bozeman
Tyron
came over in free
Smith,
agency.
he's
I feel like we have
been
built
hurt a
the
lot,
offensive
but the
line to protect
Smith,
a
the
player
rookie,
like Bryce
he's been
Young.
doing his thing. He's
Without
been
a
holding
doubt,
his
I think that's
own,
kinda
right?
underrated is how good the
So
O-line is
I'm
and other
seeing
building blocks
great
as
things
well
with
on the
him.
defensive side.
I think we
With
can
Bridges,
add
with
one or two
Burns
more
coming
pieces
off
to
the
get
edge,
back
they're
to having that
a
number
star.
one
So now we
offensive
just need to
line like
drop
we
this
used
young
to
man
having,
into
you know?
our facility. And not only is he going to make plays on the field, but he represents what you need off the field as well. Being a part of the New York Giants with Eli Manning, you could not have a better representation of the organization than Eli. When I was in Philly with Donovan McNabb, that was a big part of the process as well when we scouted Donovan. And this guy is built to handle the pressure on and off the field. And that's what you really need in a franchise quarterback. And Bryce Young is built for this. I mean, he was a star at Alabama. He's built to handle this.
Let's play devil's advocate here too, because Cynthia, obviously running our research department here in Charlotte, like I know you have run some of those numbers, and CJ Stroud does pop at the top of that list when it comes to some of the analytics associated. So, should he be a bigger part of our consideration?
To be honest, I think that you've got a really nice staff of really
Shout
good
out to
teachers,
all
and
the
teaching
Dallas
really matters
Cowboy
at the next
content
level. You've got,
creators.
obviously, Frank Reich, who knows
Just
a
shout
thing or
out
two
to
about
you
the
all, man.
quarterbacks. And then you also have Josh McCown, and he's going to help as well. He's someone who was considered for a head coaching job last season. So you have to talk about who's also in the room and going to be teaching him. Sure, you could do the same thing for CJ Stroud, but if you find consensus, whoever that is, just take him. And by the way, I love that I love that we are making everyone sweat it out just a little bit more, because why not? It's fun. We've been waiting a really long time for this.
All right, so look, let's just take a good hard look at these numbers, right? When we look at this thing in terms of production,
I do also believe or feel that we should draft a quarterback, not too early, but at least draft someone to come under the tutelage of Dak Prescott, and maybe also to put some pressure on him.
The question then becomes, do we feel comfortable enough having given up what we gave up already? Mark, I mean, you made this
so
trade,
much going on. I'm trying to keep up with
the opportunity to make this pick at number 1. But are we going to hitch our wagon to this player that is 5'10" and 200 pounds?
Look, special players deserve special consideration, and you can't make outliers the norm all the time. But you can make them the norm when
we're behind. But it looks like the Panthers drafted Hammers Bryce Young, quarterback.
The stuff that he does.
That's what it looks like.
The way he controls the game reminded me of how the greats in the NFL, Patrick Mahomes, the Joe Burrows of the world, control the game with their mind. So that's why I love Bryce Young. But we talked about CJ Stroud, but team, what about these super athletic guys, Richardson and Levin? What about these guys that I've been hearing about so much from all these people, the other scouts, how talented they are? We're not going to consider them?
Yep.
Coach?
Absolutely not. Not right now.
Not ready for it.
We're starting this thing off from the very beginning. Give me the calmest, most comfortable, most accurate.
I don't understand how
We've given
NFL
Miles
Network
Sanders and
is
Adam
so
Thielen
slow.
as well. We've gotten a great quarterback coach. We also brought in Andy Dalton, who's going to be his other quarterback coach, who's going to be in the building with him also.
That's a great point, Coach.
This is built for a young quarterback to come in who's got a history of success. And I coached a guy named Christian McCaffrey, who they told me was too small coming out of high school. It was too.
Like I said, that information I got
and all I said was
on my phone. I don't know how accurate it is.
When the game is over,
but,
you can talk about how short he is, how
looks
small
like
he
it
is. But
can
during
be.
the game, he's the biggest guy on the field. It was fascinating to watch all these guys come up after the game and shake Christian's hand just to be close to him. And they all towered over him. But during the game, they couldn't catch him. And this is what this guy.
I love that context.
That's great.
Yeah.
And look, the last thing I'll say is all of those scouts who maybe wanted a different one, help us find another edge rusher a little bit later, some wide receivers that can help cater to what Bryce Young's going to do. That's how we can use you scouts. Use us, find us how to figure out the second, third, fourth, the later rounds, because that's where we're going to need you.
At pick 39, it's going to be about supporting this player. It's going to be about helping to support this quarterback that we are going to pick.
And I'll say this too. Let's not forget, at the end of the year, this is one of the hottest teams in the league. Yeah. These guys played hard. They played for their coach. Coach Wilkes did an outstanding job. There are a lot of really good football players, and they
Pick
lost
up
a lot
that
of
phone.
close games.
Dial them up.
So
you know who it
write
is.
this name down.
You know
Bryce
who it is.
Young,
There it is.
quarterback, Alabama.
There it is. Bryce Young is our guy. He is our pick here in the NFL Plus draft room. A Heisman Trophy winner, a guy who has played in the brightest of lights, the biggest of games. We are counting on him to be our guy. And with that, let's go now outside the draft room and back into the draft theater, where the commission is going to be stepping to the podium to make this pick, the first of this draft.
With the first pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Bryce Young, quarterback, Alabama.
Okay, Panthers. Okay, Panthers. Like the pick for the Panthers.
Great job, team. We picked the right guy. Special football player to go #1 overall, and having coached the #1 overall pick before in Andrew Luck. You bring.
I like that for them.
Goes along with that, you need character, you need confidence, you need a great supporting cast. that he's going to have from this entire organization. This is our guy. We're going to give you everything you need to be successful. But he's walking in with the ability and the mindset and mentality of a winner, and we can't wait for him to lead our franchise.
So there you go. Bryce Young, pick number 1 of the 2023 NFL Draft. And with that, the drama begins. Here we go.
Everybody.
Bryce Young, there it is. He goes number 1 overall.
All right, Bryce Young, congratulations, sir. Congratulations to the Carolina Panthers for getting their man.
Draft room is changing its colors. We are now the Houston Texans draft room here at pick number 2. We are watching our phones for teams that want to come up here to get our pick. And so as our GM, Mark, you know what's in front of us here. We got 6 starting caliber players with our first 6 picks last year. They're going to be pieces moving forward, but we could get a franchise cornerstone here. Do we pass up on the quarterback? And do we take a defensive player that our head coach, DeMeco Ryans, can now build with? I think one thing to think about here is the quarterbacks that we're going to have access to if we pass up on one here. What's the guy's name over at NFL Network? He's got all the he's the best in the business. He's got all the top 50 projections. He gets them all right. He writes all the reports. It's like Jerry Danielson or something. I think he does. You know, you got to put up with all the dad jokes. But he ends up essentially getting it right. He's going to have some quarterbacks available for us at number 12. I really think we ought to consider going defense here, guys.
That's what you feel?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're struggling on offense a little bit. You talked about the building blocks we drafted last year. Don't you think we need to compete over there in the AFC with all those big dogs at quarterbacks and Mahomes of the world? You don't think we should go that route, team?
No.
Okay.
Well, look, I think the available substitutes is a different story because I think you got a guy here in Will Anderson Jr. who has one of the safest profiles in the entire draft, meaning he actually kind of is almost the same dimensions as a guy who, Coach, I know you're very familiar with. You know, he's a Bosa, the younger one. His name is Nick. He's pretty good. So he obviously knows how to succeed in a DeMeco Ryans defense. And let's start with the trenches. There were a lot of good picks last year. And I think build with what your coach excels at. Make him happy. And then I think we could take some of that 12 or maybe package up from 12 and kind of get our guy a little later if we still see who we might want.
Guys, let's take a data.
What's up for you all that's joining? Welcome to the live draft coverage.
Overall picks.
Thank you for joining in. Whether you're joining in from Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or Twitter, welcome.
I think my point has been made.
That's scary.
I'm your boy, Real Talk Cowboy.
If we pass on the quarterback here,
I'm the man behind the cartoon
make some
face.
assurances, I think. Mark, you got to find a way to go get us a quarterback for Coach.
Yeah. Does he want one though?
New up and coming Dallas Cowboys content creator
on the planet right now, and Coach Shaw here, where we are here, and think about DeMeco Ryans, defensive specialist, one of the best in the league. What they did, led by John Lynch in San Francisco, they built that team, the offensive and defensive lines in the trenches, guys that can run and hit on defense. And then when that quarterback presented himself,
my phone down,
they
folks.
got Jimmy Garoppolo.
But it looks like
they didn't
Texans
go over evaluate a quarterback.
Selected
so if CJ Stroud was our guy, great turn to pick in. But if we don't think that's
quarterback,
that
Heisman finalist.
Guy, hey, let's wait for that guy.
From Ohio State.
Year one of the franchise. We need a lot. We were 31st in yards per game on offense and 30th on defense. We need a lot of pieces. We're not a quarterback away. We're a lot of pieces away. So for me, we got 2 picks in the top 12. Let's get the top 2 defensive
if this is
players,
true,
in my opinion, or a great defensive player and a playmaker for our quarterback.
I feel that pick is good for them.
It wasn't chopped liver.
Hey, I love
60%. So we have other issues other than Davis Mills. Let's get him some weapons. Let's start stopping people on the defensive side.
Okay. Yeah, so we're not feeling great about any of the QBs.
We're a little undecided,
right? We're kind of back and forth with this, but we feel great about the defense.
Feel good about it. It's Will Anderson.
It's Will Anderson. He'll bring that energy. He'll bring production. He's walking production, Will Anderson, right?
This is where safe pick and great pick align. Will has all of it. He is a stand-up double. We are in scoring position. with Will Anderson.
And he's additive. We just talked about all the guys we drafted last year. This is another added piece to that. So we're faster, we're more athletic, and we have playmakers on the defensive side. Wow.
So it looks like it's true.
That's pretty good.
That the number 2 pick of the 2023 draft for the Texans is the Ohio State quarterback, C.J. Stroud,
defensive end,
their future
Alabama.
quarterback.
To Alabama.
So 2 quarterbacks going off the board.
Is this historical?
Ben, what's the context of that? If it happens, 2 Alabama players, 1 and 2. It's been since when?
And here is the selection.
With the second pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select C.J. Stroud, quarterback, Ohio State.
So 2 quarterbacks going off the board so far.
And he looked so sad when they showed him.
Congratulations, young man. The work begins.
Yeah, so hey, this is what I want. I'm sorry I was shut. Y'all talked me into the defensive guy, but I wanted this quarterback the whole time. Look at this young man. He is just tears of joy. He's going to go down to Houston.
So sources tell me that the Cardinals, Arizona Cardinals, have received a lot of calls regarding pick number 3. Sources say. So let's see if they're going to keep their number 3 pick or trade it away.
I think this was a great pick there by Houston. Hey, block out all the noise. Now we can start forward. We got our head coach. We got our quarterback now. Let's go compete.
I love it.
Yeah.
C.J. Stroud was my highest ranked quarterback because of his floor. Also, sounds really strange, but his base, like so the measurement of his hips, knees, and ankles gives him a really sturdy base, meaning he can withstand a lot more pressure than some of the other guys. So
it missed the nasty kind. It missed the
be ready. Day
That's
one,
right.
it's CJ.
Boy.
nasty kind. It missed the nasty kind.
Texans have a quarterback, and they are back on the
So
clock.
fun.
It stands now at number 12 as of right
It's
now.
showtime.
NFL plus draft room changing its colors once again.
That's
We are
right.
now
It's showtime,
the
fellas.
Cardinals. All right, guys.
This is what you worked your,
We got a lot on the list.
I wouldn't say your whole life, but maybe your whole life.
We have an
But
opportunity.
mostly, you
and
know,
this is where
middle
value
school,
and
high
need
school, and college career
merge
for.
perfectly. We have the opportunity to take the best defender on the board. Who's our guy?
Well, is Will off? I mean, with our exercise here, that he already got picked. We're good.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, he's available.
He's still
No,
still
he's
out there on the
available.
board.
Okay.
Yep.
We can keep
Well,
taking him until we're right.
Yeah,
Correct.
well,
In theory.
well, as you mentioned, the Cardinals, we need the Cardinals. We're the Cardinals, so yes, we need a lot. We need a lot of pieces, but we have the QB. We know Kyler's coming back, but we need help on the defensive side.
What are the
We need
Cardinals
edge
going to
rush.
do? Are they going to
Yeah,
trade
so
their number
we
3
gotta
pick
go-
away?
We got to go edge here.
They have been contacted by
you
several
for my job.
teams,
Will
supposed to
Anderson.
say,
Well,
for
there's
that
no
pick.
consideration.
Tyree Wilson.
Yeah, exactly. There's no consideration for Tyree Wilson.
We have our
because
first
his
trade
his
here.
explosiveness, those first 3 steps off the line of scrimmage, they are not only the fastest in this draft class, but like top 10 percentile in like an 8-season sample. So whether or not you can harness that strength and keep it going, now that's going to be for coach to decide, but the raw talent is there. And I believe somebody once told me you can't teach speed. So I don't think you can teach him that.
Yeah. Guys, look, I think, we've definitely talked about considering a trade out of this pick. We need a lot. Okay. As much as we love Will Anderson or Tyree Wilson, they're not going to bring us to Super Bowl next year. Let's go to our information guy, out there, with it pounding the pavement, keeping his ear to the ground, trying to figure out what might be happening. Mike, you think there's any chance that we can get out of this pick? Like, what do you think's happening right now?
I believe there's a chance, and the Cardinals have made it known for quite some time that they would love to get out of this pick right here, even if it's just to get the Colts to move up one spot to make sure that they get their quarterback, a la the San Francisco 49ers a couple of years ago when the Bears went up one spot to take Mitchell Trubisky. So I am sure that the Cardinals are trying to get that done now, or at least waiting for teams to call to get up into that spot. Now, if they don't move out, you guys mentioned Will Anderson, that is going to be awfully tempting for a guy like Jonathan Gannon, a defensive-minded head coach. But I do know this. They also love Paris Johnson, the offensive tackle who did make a visit there recently. I know that he was thought highly of inside that building, including by quarterback Kyler Murray, who sought out Johnson on his visit and asked him, hey, can you play all over the place? Could you play the right side as well? So let's see how the Cardinals handle this if they don't get out of this spot and can't find a taker to come up to take this number 3 pick.
Appreciate Mike G FaceTiming in with us here into the draft room. I think that kind of information as we go through the night is going to be important. So as we're sitting here, guys, you know, in Glendale, in this draft room here in Arizona, looking at our fans, they need hope. They need optimism. And I just feel like if we're not getting
again,
the calls,
thank you all for tuning in.
Right now,
Whether it's from YouTube,
like
Facebook, Twitch.
out there. We spent a first-round pick on him. We have
Okay, breaking news that the Arizona Cardinals is trading their picks. Their pick. I don't know who they're trading it to. That's breaking news I received on my phone. So we're listening to see how accurate that is. But as I was saying, thank you all for tuning in to your boy, Real Talk Cowboy, new up and coming Dallas Cowboys content creator.
He's golfing somewhere.
On the scene with my other guys, Law Nation, Boss Cowboy.
I would love the luxury of taking OL. If no one's going to trade for us, give me an edge rusher.
Okay.
Benny,
you got any numbers?
Sources say that the Cardinals traded with the
down
Texans
and maybe prioritizing
for the
offensive
number
line.
3
Kyler
pick.
Murray's passer rating under pressure last year
Wow.
was 12.8. That's a passer rating.
Wow.
That's last in the league.
What's it out of? 135.8?
Yeah. 158.3. So
We're gonna
Sorry,
see.
my dyslexia here. Yeah, that's not good.
Well, and here's the thing. Like, if we want to take an offensive tackle, like, guys, I feel like we can move down 6, 8, 9, 10 spots.
There are a lot of good tackles later in the
We're going to
draft.
see
I
how
would love
true
to
this
move
is.
back out, but I think we just lost our
Arizona Cardinals has traded their number 3 pick to the Texans.
Information again from
The
Mike.
Texans are not playing.
It doesn't have it yet.
If this is true.
But guys, you know, apparently somebody's been working the back channels here because we just traded this pick. The Texans are back up.
Let's go.
Back up
I
at number
love
3.
this. It's going quarterback. No, I mean, it's going edge rusher.
Yes.
It's from the quarterback.
Don't tell me they're going to get Bijan Robinson.
All right, Mike, you got something for us?
The Texans have come back up. I believe this is what
I see you, Mr. Johnson. How you doing there tonight, sir?
Back-to-back picks.
Thank you for tuning in, man.
The pick is in, by the way, so we should have that very shortly.
Okay. All right. So, all right. We are now the Houston Texans once again. Guys, this is why we wanted to take Will at 2. We weren't sure we could move back up to get the quarterback.
Who y'all going to get?
Obviously, now we have the opportunity.
Pierre, who you all going to get with the number 16 pick?
Both sides of the ball. This has got to be Will, right?
You see that it's been reported that the Houston Texans traded with Arizona to get the 3rd pick. So the Texans picked the number 2 CJ Sprout quarterback at the number 2 pick, and they got back in and got a number 3 pick.
They don't like Tyree Wilson, but I think
they ready, Doc.
All the things are aligned here. Alabama player.
He's already got his built-in
If he goes Bama,
right?
he's taking a Bama guy.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
he's got to go here. Yes, for sure. But hey, look, the cornerstone on offense now. This is a bold move by Houston.
It is a bold move.
I can't remember a time where a team is actually.
I agree. This is a very bold move.
2-3.
I don't know what they're giving up.
Amazing.
Make our pick, Mark.
Yeah. So.
For the second straight time.
Second time. Will, are you still there? Put Will back on there. Put his card again.
Yes. Pick
All right.
is in.
Oh, I'm so
and now we are headed back to Kansas City to get.
Hey, Pierre, they may be in a dump, but hey, you can see they're making moves to try to get out the dumps. I mean, and then last year, man, they played a lot of teams hard. Like, it wasn't no easy win, especially for my Cowboys. Playing them was no easy win. All right, let's check this out and see what they got to tell us.
The Arizona Cardinals have traded the 3rd pick to the Houston Texans. With the 3rd pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select Will Anderson Jr., linebacker, Alabama.
Wow. Wow. What? I didn't see that coming.
We got it right. We nailed it. We're 2 of 3. Let's talk about Will Anderson for just a second here. Now, when we're looking at comps, it's never exactly perfect. I told you size-wise, he looks a lot like Nick Bosa, but you know he actually performs a lot like.
I agree. I agree. They should have never fired him.
That's a nice, comfortable one.
Should have never fired him.
This is going to be the Texans Texans just completely changed their kind of entire fortune here in 2 picks. I absolutely love what we did here. We are amazing, us Texans.
Yes, back-to-back Texans.
But I'll give them their props for doing what they just done, man. Had the number 2 pick and then got back in and traded up to number 3.
That's what's most important. She said, you got.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think Bijan Robinson is going to be available at 26? Or do you think he's going to be gone before then?
That he's going to bring there for Houston. And I know it was a lot of angst for Houston going into it, maybe not taking Will Anderson instead of the quarterback. And now you get them both. It's probably the most joyous that Texans fans have been in a long time.
Look at J.J. Watt, H-Town making moves. Of course, finished his career with the Cardinals, who initially had that 3rd pick, and then, of course, started his Hall of Fame career in Houston, and now loving what H-Town is doing. So now the Indianapolis Colts are on the clock, and we are the Colts. Chris Ballard, new head coach Shane Steichen and company. So let's go into Indy's draft room. 2 quarterbacks off the board here, guys. Are we comfortable with the 3rd quarterback on our board here? We have Mark. Look, I love you to death, but you have tried to patchwork us with aging veteran quarterbacks for 6 years now.
Coach just wants these guys. I wanted to move, get these old guys.
Coach just wants Andrew Luck back. He's not walking through that door. Mark,
wouldn't it be great if he would?
It would.
Not gonna happen.
It would.
But do we feel good enough about any of these guys?
We shall see a lot of my mock draft.
Just keep building the infrastructure for the right moment.
He was still
Maybe
there.
the question is
Do we take that back. He wasn't in a couple of them, but a couple of them he was.
Because the truth is,
we shall see, man. I don't know what my boy's gonna do.
Yeah, we don't have
for quite some time.
I think if he's there or another good running back is there, that's what we pick in the first round. But other than that, I think we need to build our offensive line.
Right is what keeps you jobs.
I see your boys didn't pick up the 5th-year option for
we knew we were for
your end. What's his name? Chase Young. They didn't pick up his 5th-year option. So what's the deal on that?
With any of these guys, you feel great about it.
Do you think they're gonna let him go?
Gardner Minshew and in the mix there, Nick Foles.
To be quite honest, would love.
Yeah, you got the other boy too. Can't think of his name right now.
Also, a team that has a lot of wants and needs.
You have him too.
27th on offense and yards per game. Gosh, this is a tough one. I was hoping CJ Stroud would be there for us because it'd feel great about him. We don't have to move up.
It looks like what's reporting is that let me see before I even see it.
Right, I'm a Hendon Hooker.
I'm trying to think. I saw where it says the Indianapolis Colts picked up Richardson, quarterback from Florida Gators, for the 4th round pick. I'm not for sure. Don't hold me to that, folks.
A quick case.
Don't hold that against me right yet. I thought I saw it.
If we're viewing Will Levis and Anthony Richardson,
but hey,
as
it'll come back up again.
As in they don't become our franchise quarterback. Don't we all view Anthony Richardson as having a slightly higher ceiling? So why wouldn't we take Anthony? Because I feel like we have a perfect.
I agree.
Here for him, okay?
I agree. A lot of teams would love to have him. I think that injury hurt him a lot to prove what he can do. But now I guess my thinking is that he has to prove himself this year in order to get re-signed with the Commanders or get traded.
And even if Gardner goes down, we got Sam Ehlinger or Nick Foles who can step in as the starter and still keep Anthony in that role to not put too much on his shoulders.
Really quick before we get off this quarterback, just one thing. If we aren't a quarterback,
again, thank you all for joining the Real Talk Cowboy Show live draft coverage. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. Thank you all.
Got to make the call. Get the quarterback. Who are we getting?
Which one? Who do you like? Richardson?
Well, I have to agree with you there. I have to agree with you there. They were causing a lot of trouble without him.
Who else do we need?
So I have to agree with you.
The fact is, Mark, we've had opportunities to take quarterbacks during your regime, and while I respect it, we can't miss our opportunity here. So it's got to be QB. We've got to have it.
Brett, you're jumping on the table. You convinced me. We're going to go quarterback.
Okay, we're going quarterback. So now we're down to 3.
Now we're down to 3. We got to take a quarterback.
I think
I might not be here anymore.
A couple pieces away, like offensive line, maybe a linebacker, and a running back. So that's my 3 picks that I think we need.
with now.
My Gator Chomp needs some work.
All right, it's Anthony Richardson at 4 from us to join with Quiddy Pay, who's out there to rush the passer for us. I feel good about that. Now, I will say we do have to consider offensive line down the road here.
Yes.
We have waited.
I don't think he'll be there. I do not think he'll be there by 16. He's such a good player, man. I would love to have him myself.
With the
But I
fourth
just don't
pick
think he'll be
in the
there at 16.
2023 NFL Draft, the Indianapolis Colts select Anthony Richardson, quarterback, Florida.
So excited about this pick. Now, as a coach, it makes me a little bit anxious because we talked about it earlier, right?
All right, my Gators.
We talked about accuracy, but I love what we talked about, though. We're not going to put this guy out there as a starter.
All right, Anthony.
Right? You look at what they did in Chicago, right?
Look like to me, man, everybody has been picking their needs right now, man. They're doing a great job of picking, filling the needs they have with their team.
Won some games with his legs. That's what this guy can do. This guy has that kind of ability. As we continue to train him, yes, we've got a couple of other veteran quarterbacks that we're going to take first and second down and third down most of the time, but we're going to have a package for this guy. We have a package for this guy to come in and influence the game starting year one.
I love that where all the rest of us are screaming and you're like so calm and collected. You could tell you're the coach in the room because the rest of us are like, no way, this is insane.
Well, Mark, for as much crap as I was giving you there for not taking the quarterback, that smoke screen you put out on Will Levis worked to a T,
right? You love that. Love that.
That's right, man. 3 quarterbacks so far.
And look, I think the owner might have been in my office.
And what I will say is that they were badly needed by those 3 teams.
All right, welcome to the shoe, Anthony Richardson from Gainesville to Indy. Let's go. And with that, the Seattle Seahawks are now on the clock, and we are the Seattle Seahawks here in the NFL Plus draft room. Glad to have you aboard here. All right, guys. Man, I was kind of thinking that we might have a shot at Anthony.
Yes, would have been a perfect.
It's reported that Seattle has a lot of offers on the table to
for the future too.
To trade for their pick.
Gino doesn't have a lot of tread.
I don't know if they're going to do it or not.
This guy hasn't played a lot of football. He played great last year, but this is still a young body. He hasn't taken a whole bunch of hits. This is our quarterback for now and really for the next few years. So I'm very comfortable with where he is right now. But a Pete Carroll defense that finished 26th in the league in total defense in yards per game, that's not us. That's not how we won all those championships. We won those championships on defense, running the football, and some smart, sound plays by the quarterback. We need to play great defense, and I'm jumping on the table for Jalen Carter. We've done the background checks.
Yep.
All those things. This guy is.
Again, you all, thank you for tuning in to the Real Talk Cowboy Show,
best defenses in the history of college football,
where I'm the new upcoming Dallas Cowboys content creator. Again, thank you, Law Nation, for the book, for the Boss Cowboy book that he wrote, just released a couple days ago. I appreciate that, Law. Can't wait to get you on the show. You, West Coast Cowboy, Landlord, HTM Sports, Stargazer, Boss Cowboy, all of you all. Can't wait.
Snyder.
Built different.
Ultimately, what we need here is to think about the division that we're in. The O-line for the Rams probably won't get too much of help, or they're not really picking in a very advantageous spot. We know the Cardinals O-line isn't great. We know that we have to basically look at what we can do against the 49ers to absolutely just match up with
Seattle Seahawks trade with the Dallas Cowboys.
Achievable. We are
Let's do that.
Big, huge man in the middle
That's
of
not
that defense.
not any news. I'm just saying that's what I'm hoping you all.
That's how he talks.
Look, guys,
that's my guess.
Let's just recap for
when you see me looking down, I'm not ignoring you all. I'm looking because I have so much going on with my phone.
Texans,
I got all these notifications. Hey, P, I don't laugh at me, man. I'm just hoping, man.
We do with our 2 picks here. So
I'm just hoping.
Will Anderson, Anthony Richardson is gone. Look, I think I'm going to jump.
Man, let me tell you this, man. If we get him,
and the reason being, we have already started to roll the clock back to the early.
I'm kind of torn. I want him right.
Right, we brought Jaron,
but we still have to have a line to be able to block so that he can run. You know what I'm saying? And Tyron Smith coming back, but you don't know how long he's gonna last. He's always been being injured, the last several years, man. So I'm torn, man. I want him, but
here,
they're gonna
a
have
guy
to
that
promise
we could
me
pony up with
they
Trayvon Jones, who spent
want to
money
get some
on,
linemen to
This
help,
free agency,
build
great
that
signing,
line
by
like
the
we
way. I
had,
really appreciate
several years ago
And so
before
we put
Travis
Jalen Carter in
Frederick
that mix with
retired
Jaron?
early.
Well, what about we
Since
keep
he
referencing
retired early, we
AJ
haven't been the
Boone.
same,
What was that
man.
known for? The secondary, right?
Yeah.
What about Christian Gonzalez here? or
Another big
Devin
long corner.
Witherspoon
I don't hate it.
team? What do we think?
I would be on board with either one of those two. Those two top corners, or this guy in the middle of the
Yeah, and
field
I
is
don't
gonna
see
take up the gap in the
I
half.
don't see
I
Tyron Smith
agree with you 100%.
doing
We had
that.
some really good play out of our secondary last year.
I don't see him staying healthy, man.
Moments. We lost a couple of
Sorry,
tackles,
but I don't.
especially second half of the year.
Hopefully
I
he
would take the
can.
corner.
Plus he's getting
Either one
old
of
at
them
that,
good.
man.
It's hard for
So
me though to pass upon the big guy who can affect the run. Right, San Francisco's going to show up and they're going to run the football.
So when we had Jalen here and y'all talked to him, you loved him up. Did you feel confident that this young man was giving you the honest truth and that he would change and work and coach?
This is why we are confident in
Coach
Jalen
says so.
Carter. This man knows how to get the most out of players. And we have a culture here in Seattle that is going to bring this young man along with us, right? We have done it in the past. We can do it again.
And I'll bring this up to my time in Baltimore, and we just talked earlier off camera about how we got that number 10 pick and how we got Terrell Suggs.
Yeah.
But there were all these things swirling about Terrell Suggs as well. Didn't do great at the pro day, didn't run fast, didn't do what they wanted to, but we kept putting on the
Hey
film
Pierre, this is
and seeing this guy hit the quarterback.
this is what I said, man. This year he has to do something, man. I mean, he's been doing something right, but I want to see more from him. I want to see him make better decisions.
As you said, our culture here in Seattle
just get better overall, man. Like, it all doesn't fall on him, right? Because it's a team sport, and the people around him. And I felt like, the front office failed him by taking away Amari Cooper. You took him away, and then you try to play with 2 and 3 string wide receivers and expect him to shine, You know what I'm saying? It's not all on the wide receivers, but it's on Dak as well. But this year right here, invest like the Eagles did. Put around the pieces to help him win. And so we shall see, man. I think they did by the 2 off-season
our information guys back in here via
acquisitions they got with the cornerback and then the wide receiver. So
well, that is a
I see it.
conversation the Seahawks have had, and we're about to find out because this pick is not
Yeah.
going to be traded. The Seahawks
Zeke, man, it was his right hand man.
Against form, John Schneider and the Seahawks are
but Zeke lost a step because he took a pounding, man. He's been pounding so long for us, man. So I still feel like he has something in the tank. Get down in that short yardage, first down or even touchdowns.
All right,
and he can get it done. But he won't be doing it on the Dallas Cowboy team unless they come back around and pick him back up.
The spectrum of what are we getting as people as
And let me see. I think I've seen.
Our head coach is going to change it, but what about a guy you just don't even have to worry about those things? Who's just going to be a football player?
Witherspoon. Boom.
Well, all right.
Hey.
So look,
Which one are we going with? Who are we calling?
Cornerback. So it looked like the Seattle Seahawks selected Illinois cornerback Devon Witherspoon.
I didn't feel good about Jalen.
You didn't feel okay. That's fine. And that's
I love Devin.
We were talking
We'll
about top
see.
corner, and we talked about the Legion of Boom and rebuilding
Yep.
that. And this guy plays with the edge. He can play the run. He'll come up and hit you in the face, which a lot of people discount that from that Legion of Boom. Those guys were tackle tough. They were going to hit you. They played that Seattle 3. They played top down. They made a lot of plays.
Yep.
That's what this guy can do.
Coach, I see some of that edge that you saw when you were in Stanford with Richard Sherman. I see some of that edge here with Devin and the way that he
there's
plays.
no question about it. There's him and the guy he's covering. There's nobody else on the planet. He wants to dominate everybody.
Come on, can we just skip to number 26 or whenever?
Defense, and that's the way it was every single day. And that's what this guy gives us. And I love this guy. I wanted Jalen Carter, absolutely. But to take the best corner, and you've already got some pieces in there, and you've got another really good corner.
I think the Draymond Jones signing that
it's big.
Sure,
That's
that
part.
that's big.
Yeah.
From 0-star recruit coming out of high school to
Amazing.
the 5th overall
I love
pick
that.
in the draft.
I love that.
Commissioner Roger Goodell will give us the official announcement.
With the 5th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Devin Witherspoon, cornerback, Illinois.
All right.
Jair Alexander. Mark Frost nailed it with that pick. Loved the cornerback selection. This guy is probably the most polished, certainly the highest ceiling corner in all of my rankings. If you look at his change of direction speed, which is super important for cornerbacks.
Hey, Pierre,
In the top 15th
what is
percentile
it? What
in
do you
his
think your
NC
team's
10
needs are?
seasons. He can change direction
What do you
really,
think your
really
team's
well, which
needs
is
are?
very important for them.
Do you all think your quarterback
Okay,
is
so
solid
Devin
enough to be
Witherspoon,
your
first
future
corner off
and to
the
take you in?
board. Certainly wonder if we now see a little bit of a run on the corners now that we get the first one going, which means, of course, we still have Tyree Wilson and
I
Jalen
agree.
Carter out.
I agree.
Tyler Lockett, Pro Bowl receiver and all-star real estate agent, approves. Let's go Seahawks.
Think he's going to help him get a new house?
Okay, you feel like the O line? Okay.
I would be. Okay, and so with that, the Detroit Lions.
Cynthia, just go run with this, Cynthia. You've been waiting for this for a while.
Are on the clock, and we are now in Allen Park, Michigan, home of the Detroit Lions, inside their draft room here on the NFL Plus draft room.
Somebody go to Meyer.
Seems like this draft is just going so slow.
So wait a second here, guys. I mean, like, I'm still riding the high of us, winning with Aiden Hutchinson at number 2 last year. I mean, we absolutely knocked that out of the park. I really feel like we've got an opportunity to stack that position here now that Tyree is available, or we go now and get that caliber player that Aiden was with Jalen Carter on the inside. Our defensive line has the potential to be one of the best in the league if we do.
There's no question. We're coming off of being the 32nd ranked defense in the league too. So we need help on that side. Aiden was awesome, but there's another corner out there that could make a difference for us also, and Christian Gonzalez. That would be tough to pass up. But now a guy that we didn't know was going to be there in Jalen Carter, and maybe the number 2 corner, but still a really good corner on the board. That's a tough call. What do you think, GM?
Both great points. Great. Cynthia's waiting. Let's go,
I feel
Cynthia.
like I have to say this. So when you look at Christian Gonzalez's film, he actually has the best man and zone projections, like immediately. So it's a short time of, ramping up to the NFL speed. And if anyone can make this guy excellent, it's probably Aaron Glenn, who clearly knows what he's doing with defensive backs. So as much as, I just have to plead my case for that, because we just got rid of Jeff Okudah for a 5th round pick. And perhaps we'll have better luck with the Pac-12 guy than we did with the Big Ten guy.
Were we relying on Jeff anyway this year, even if he was still on our team?
At the end of the last season. But I still think the Panthers somewhere are running on the Lions last season still.
So here we got corner.
Yeah.
Or do we go edge and Tyree Wilson or Jalen Carter? Do we have the culture? We talked about the culture in Seattle. Do we think we have the culture? He's our type of guy. Is he a Lion, Jalen Carter?
Nope.
I think we can make him one. Look, I think we've invested some resources the last couple of years in defensive tackles. I don't know that we've gotten the return with Aleem McNeil, with Levi Onwuzurike. Look at what we did last year with Aiden and with James Houston in the undrafted market. He came on in a big way. I mean, it performed, and put up as many sacks as Aiden had. And we drafted Josh Paschal too. So, like, we bring him along. I think that DT is a game changer.
And I tell you what's really interesting that just hit me now, with the number 2 corner on the board, who's also really good. There are not a lot of really good corners, this level corner.
Substitution.
Look,
there are a lot of front 7 players, and we have another 1st round pick. We can come back. Absolutely. I'm all on.
I know you. Look, and
we got a lot of guys that we can take in that 2nd pick.
Yeah. I only think it's a deep corner. I love Christian Gonzalez. But isn't there a lot of guys here that we could get 2nd round, 2nd, 3rd round grades?
And we have a quick break from the fantasy of the Detroit Lions draft room, because our draft room is now changing colors. We have a trade. The Arizona Cardinals.
Brad Holmes.
Are back on
Brad Holmes are amazing. I love this.
Okay, so let's dig back in here.
Wow.
All right, we moved out of the number 3 pick. Okay, we picked up some nice resources to do that. The Texans had to come up 9. They gave us a boatload to do that, so we feel good about that. And now we've got enough to move back up here at number 6. I don't know that we expected that Tyree or Jalen were going to be available, or do we feel better about the value of taking an offensive lineman here at 6?
Do we feel the value that it's better here with Paris? If it's Paris Johnson, or could it be Peter Skoronski? Could he be in the mix here to help out our guy Kyler Murray?
Okay, let's get some more information, from our guy Mike G. Mike, what do you have for us here on what we should be thinking about?
And Rhett, when I mentioned to you earlier that Kyler Murray liked Paris Johnson, it wasn't just a matter of him making his own evaluation. He let the front office know, and those guys went out for the statue unveiling for Kyler Murray. It has all been about out in Arizona making sure that Kyler feels good about this new regime. It's not to say that they're just going to draft whoever Kyler wants, but that was a big part of this potentially if they wind up taking Paris Johnson. I talked to a Cardinal source the other day who said, quote, absolutely love the kid. He's got versatility. He's got clearly the highest upside in this draft for any offensive lineman, according to multiple teams. And there were other teams along the way as we started to get into the back end of the top 10 that would have been interested in him if indeed the Cardinals are coming up for Paris Johnson right here.
Look, I think this makes a lot of sense from an information perspective, as Mike has been telling us here with the opportunities that we have. We know what Kyler wants.
Yep.
Look, we are hot committed to Kyler Murray here at this point. Mark, you sunk
but our new head
ton of
coach
money.
is a defensive guy. Shouldn't we help out our new defensive-minded head coach with some defensive
we
players?
have a lot of needs. We have a lot of needs. One place we're not picking
Arguably
his
the most
quarterback.
needs.
Yeah, one place we're not picking his quarterback. We've got needs every place. And protecting the passer is huge. I love Peter Skoronski, but he may be a guard. He could play guard or tackle. Paris is, to me, is the highest rated tackle. If that's what we feel the most comfortable about, I have him rated high enough to be here and feel comfortable with him being our next tackle for the next 10 years. Everything he does looks easy. He's quick, he's long, he's athletic. You plug him in, he's going to play for a long time. He's got great character. You know, is he the killer that everybody wants? I was in Baltimore with a guy that was 6'9", played left tackle. The people said he wasn't a killer. He non-killered his way all the way to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But this guy's got all those ability. Personally, I would also like to have a discussion about the edge rushers because there's some really good ones on the table right now.
Who would you take? Who'd you want?
All right. I think at this point we got to help our little guy out. He's already hurt.
Okay.
Put the name Paris Johnson, Jr., Ohio State.
Great pick, Mark.
Yes.
Great pick.
We got to help
Look,
the guy.
I love this. This is a young man who played right guard in 2021.
Yes.
He has shown that he has that flexibility to help us out at maybe a number of positions. So I think he could be our future at right tackle. I think Kelvin Beachum has been a good player for us. It could help bring Paris along. Or we could maybe even use him, in at right guard if we have to in a pinch. But now we get the real pick from Commissioner Goodell.
The Detroit Lions have traded the 6th pick to the Arizona Cardinals. With the 6th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Paris Johnson Jr., Ohio State.
Yeah, so as we talked about, team, we have to help out Kyler Murray. We have to protect Kyler Murray. Did not do well at all under pressure last season. Maybe this be a little bit high for Paris Johnson Jr., possibly, but we feel good about him. We love his upside. We love the athletic ability. So I like what we've done here with Paris Johnson Jr. This is a great pick.
What I like about Paris Johnson Jr. in this role is that he has a lot of experience with quarterbacks that have a similar stature and mobility to what we've seen from Kyler Murray. Maybe not as short because obviously CJ Stroud is a little bit taller. But remember, he played with a guy who now plays in Chicago who knows how to run around and manipulate the pocket. So there is some of that kind of learning curve will be shortened when Kyler Murray returns.
Yeah, we're going to plug this guy in. He's going to play for a long time.
He's big.
If he needs to play guard, he looked great at guard a year ago.
His suit sort of looks like wood. It has like a wood print on it.
Yeah,
it's got like that wooden.
He's built like a tree with some long branches.
All right, so Paris Johnson, 6th overall pick to the Arizona Cardinals. Let's make that transition. NFL Plus Draft Room is now the Vegas Raiders draft room. All right, guys. We swung for the fences in free agency last year. We made the acquisition to get Devontae Adams. We spent a ton of money on Chandler Jones. Look, I think Chandler could be a better player this year, but I don't know that we got what we wanted out of him last year. We got an opportunity here with Tyree Wilson. And as we take a look at some more information that's kind of coming in that we've got a chance to put up on our screens here throughout just to kind of help us make this pick, I'm thinking about those possibilities out there. Jalen Carter is still out there for us. We need defensive tackle help, even more so than we need edge rusher help. But does that trump the need of quarterback for the long haul?
Yeah, do we believe in Jimmy G? Do we feel like Jimmy G can get us where we need to go? Or are we in a great position with him and bring along a young quarterback.
Look, this is what we've done. This is our record. And
That wasn't us. That was some
got
other people.
That's a good point. But this is what we have to work through, right?
So we need a short thing.
We're not counting on
We need
any
a
of those
short thing.
guys anymore, except for Josh, who we're hoping to sign to that long-term deal.
Well, I think if we're talking about the quarterback, right? The head coach and quarterback have a long history. This is who the head coach wanted. They went and got their guy. They're going to be on the same page. They signed Austin Hooper off of free agency. We took care of our running back, right? We're going to keep our running back. Got Jacoby Myers. You know,
Mark, you getting the long-term deal done with Josh or what?
Yeah, we're going to do it. Don't worry about that. We're going to get it done.
Can we talk about
28th in defense?
29th in pressure?
Yes.
Sub 25%. Not even 1/4 of the time could we pressure opposing quarterbacks.
That's
Then you got the numbers to help us make
Who?
this.
Here's a
Not
great,
good.
Here's a
It's
great. Go
bad.
ahead.
Hang on.
Let's get the
Yeah, let's see what
numbers.
Ben's got for us.
Christian Gonzalez.
Wow.
So that's where I was headed. So here's the thing. The whole thing is beating the Chiefs, right? In division, we play them twice. If you're going to get to the Super Bowl, it's going through that crazy crowd that we see out there. We know the Chiefs fans show up early and they stay late, right? We got to beat those guys. We're not going to tackle Patrick Mahomes anyway. Nobody can catch him. Can we at least give them another second to get to the rush by covering people? We need to get these guys covered on the back end and worry about when we let Max Crosby have a chance to get there by taking
Coach,
the
I know you
second
don't
best corner in the.
Do we think Chandler has anything left? We're going to get more out of Chandler. We got.
Got to get more out of it.
Go ahead.
Deep passes, like you were talking about, like those Patrick Mahomes passes. We ranked 28th last season in passer rating allowed on deep passes specifically. That isn't good. But I think it's got.
So Gonzalez is the leader in the clubhouse here.
Yeah,
at this
it seems
point.
like y'all.
But we haven't. We have not addressed our long-term future at quarterback.
No.
Will Levis is
Can we
sitting.
see their board? Look at that.
And I don't know that we have that available to us. Do we feel great about that long term, or do we know we have Jimmy G for the next two?
We do know
Can
that.
Can we address that next year? Can we address that later? Right now,
Coach,
we got.
Coach, can you rekindle what we saw from Jimmy in New England in those couple of games that he subbed in for Tommy when Tommy was suspended? Do you think you can get that out of him?
Personally, I have absolutely no doubt. Jimmy G took.
Feel good about that.
He was. People forget 2 years ago he was in the Super Bowl.
So
they were 4.
You just got to get him to make that.
They
deep
were
throw
4
to
minutes
Emmanuel
away
Sanders.
from winning the Super Bowl. But let's 4 minutes away from winning the Super Bowl.
Right.
He got them there. He played great. He was a fan favorite in the locker room, fan favorite in the community. This was their guy until he got hurt.
All right, so we feel good about that. But now we got Max, we got Chandler. You're saying he's going to be back. What about Jalen Carter? We're kind of lost over him. What about him getting in the mix there of rushing and making that front formidable? Are we passing over him? I mean, I feel good about him in Las Vegas.
I would feel wrong if I didn't say this. Coaching for the late great Al Davis. Al Davis would have turned the pick in already.
Yeah.
Would have turned the pick in already. A man with that size and those measurables that affects every single play, run or pass, would have gotten turned in. But it goes back to those conversations just we had a little while ago. Do we feel great about that, or do we take, a high-rated corner?
Quick interlude here. Reminder to follow all of the action of the 2023 NFL Draft with Gridiron as a companion game and win some prizes too. You can scan the barcode or go to NFL.com/gridiron for your exclusive bingo style grid. Tune into the draft tonight. Watch as your grid fills up with each pick. New grids available every day of the draft. Prizes include NFL Shop gift cards to buy merch of your favorite team, or maybe the newest rookie on your squad. We're also giving away exclusive autographed footballs from this year's draft class. All right, back to the business at hand here. Have we settled? I feel convinced that Coach is going to guide us in the right path with Jimmy as our quarterback.
I'm with you on that.
I think we could even I think we could even package 38 in the second round and decide to come back up to get a quarterback if we need to.
100%.
But I think the value's too good on the defense.
One last note. We did have a couple weird things happen in the past few years. So let's just keep it really, really happy. And let's go with Tyree Wilson or go with Christian Gonzalez. Let's just take Jalen Carter off the board because we have to know who we are, and we are going all character.
I'm a little worried about Jalen Carter in Vegas. I don't know if we have that infrastructure.
I think it's a fair concern.
In this city, I think Nate Hobbs might be our best corner right now. So I think Christian Gonzalez. We have to go.
And he's in the nickel.
We got to go. Christian Gonzalez here out of Oregon doesn't have to go too far. Just go down. What do we think about that?
In.
I love the way the kid plays. I love the way he plays. He plays with energy and passion. He's got a lot of confidence, and he's going to bring that swagger to the black hole.
I like it. Talent. He's the most talented guy.
All
Let's
right.
go Christian Gonzalez.
All right. Lock it in.
Christian Gonzalez, corner, Oregon. Look at that young man. He looks like a star, too.
He does. He's got the track background in his family. Sister Melissa, stud.
She might be a better athlete than him, but that's not to say anything bad about him. That's just to say she's ridiculous.
I think the family has a competitive mindset.
Yeah.
I think Christian certainly has that as well. I mean, like, you saw what he wanted to do going up against his old team in Colorado last year with those 2 picks, right? So I like the mindset. I like the athleticism. I think we have a little work to do to kind of smooth out some of the rough edges in his game.
Some coaching staff.
We're counting on you. And now we are counting down to the pick with Commissioner Roger Goodell.
With the 7th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select Tyree Wilson, defensive end, Texas Tech.
I love Tyree Wilson. I think that when you look at that burst, I told you, you can't teach speed, Rhett. And you know what you can't teach? Those first 3 yards that he travels off the line of scrimmage were the fastest. They were like a really, really big sample size, some of the fastest. So whatever they need to do to figure out how he works in their scheme. And Max Crosby, by the way, when you and I did the East-West Shrine Bowl, we saw him working out January, what day was it? Like January 25th or something crazy. That is a team that is dedicated to that front. They know how to rush the passer. They were very good at it 2 seasons ago. And this is an opportunity for them to return to that mantra, build from the trenches. It feels like a very Josh McD thing to do.
So, look, I think with Max Crosby, we now have a combined 180 inches of wingspan on the edge.
Yep.
So I feel pretty good about this.
You're not getting through Red Rover.
And if we're not getting home to the quarterback, we've got the length, right, to get our hands up and
Length and
affect the
speed
ball.
and athleticism.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, fantastic. All right. So with that, we are
Changing
now
colors.
the Atlanta Falcons on the clock, and our information guy has been working the phones. Mike, what are you hearing for us here at number 8?
Rhett, we have now entered Bijan Robinson territory. This is the first team that we were really looking at as a potential landing spot for Robinson, and the debate that we have had for weeks now, we had it earlier today on NFL Network here from this studio at NFL Films. Is Bijan Robinson worthy of a top 10 pick? This is a team in Atlanta with it. When they worked him out, they worked him out as more of a wide receiver to see if he can do those things. They know he can do traditional running back type stuff. Could he do some stuff from the receiver position that Arthur Smith would be able to capitalize upon? I was told he did an outstanding job in that regard, in that workout. Was it enough to be the pick at number 8? We're about to find out.
Okay, so Mike setting the stage for us to make the pick, which we will here in just a moment. But we've got to get back to Kyle Brandt now, who made a prediction for us, and that prediction has come true. If there was one thing we could count on, Kyle,
Told you.
we got it. Tell us about it. Let's see it.
DraftKings had the line, I think. Here's Tyree Wilson. I said it would be the hug of the night. Boom! Ground control to Major Tom. Roger Goodell appears briefly to be a 6-year-old child at an amusement park, and Tyree Wilson lifts him up like with a jetpack. I knew it would happen that way. It was like a bag of flour, you know, one of those. And I think Roger Goodell enjoyed the ride. Look at the smile. He says, put another quarter in, big man. I'll go again. And he now joins the Las Vegas Raiders with a forceful, emphatic hug that he will be attempting to land on the shoulders and waist of Patrick Mahomes. Guys, I'm in my Lions shirt because I thought I was going to be talking about the Lions pick, and then the Lions traded. I couldn't get in my Raiders shirt in time. I'm sorry, I had a wardrobe malfunction. My bad.
I'm gonna be honest, as a Lions fan, I love it.
Yeah, we do
I absolutely love it. Trading down is perfect.
Quick question for somebody who's been in and around a draft green room from your experience last year. Is there a chiropractor back there that Roger can see real quick if need be?
Right. I think you're maybe a chiropractor, an acupuncturist, something like that. I was getting a message to Goodell when Tyree comes up, sink the hips, tighten the core, squeeze the cheeks. He is going to elevate you quickly. It's like throwing those shoulders, Coach Shaw. Like, you got to get in there and get low. It's the low man wins. And
Fisher
Tyree
was a
just
sitting duck.
launched them.
Appreciate it, Kyle. Thanks a bunch. And now we are getting back to the Atlanta Falcons. All right. Look, Tyler Algier was nice for us last year. We still got Cordero, but is Bijan transcendent enough for us to make him this pick here?
Look, I love Bijan Robinson. This is nothing against him, but this is about positional value and how much you're going to pay a guy at the running back position, even with the rookie pay scale. Reminder, we ranked 22nd, or we ranked 31st in pressure percentage, 22% pressure percentage. You know who's worse than us? The Bears, who are picking behind us.
Yeah.
So are we going to address that? Now, I see Christian Gonzalez's name still up there.
Do we need a running partner for AJ Terrell? Do we need that bad? Is that up there for us?
I mean, it's interesting. And I see a lot of good defensive players still. Just a thought.
Especially one that is just right down Highway 316 in Athens. Do we need to revisit this now?
Is that close or is that too close?
Good question.
Look, I think it's fair.
I want to give Jalen Carter as much leeway as possible that this man is grown from a lot of difficult situations and has some good counseling around him. I love that staff there at Georgia. They do a great job with their guys, and this young man is going to be rebound. But sometimes the best thing for a guy like that is to get a little bit farther away.
Yeah. Well, look, guys, we just
got
traded for Jeff
Campbell,
Okudah, too.
Campbell, and we got Grady Jarrett, two stalwart veterans that could really take this young man under their wing and teach him how to be a pro. I think that counts for something in that D-line room.
Yeah, man, you're right.
Oh, look, I know there's Okudah. I know that they've added some good pieces. I know I'm very aware here that, you know, there's a lot, but in this league, this NFC South is pretty wide open. I mean, I don't know who's going to win it, and I don't even know who all the starting quarterbacks are going to be. So at the end of the day, do we just double down on that front and just really stick it to them? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
do we take the top receiver on the board? We've got a young quarterback.
3 years in a row? We're going to go Pitts, London. I mean, look, I don't hate it. We got to support our quarterback, our young QB.
We got to score points.
Let's talk about our young QB. Do we believe in this young QB? Do we believe in Desmond Ridder?
This road, are we?
Is he? Well, we are. That's why we're in this NFL Plus draft room. We're going down this road. Do we believe in Desmond Ridder?
I think for right now, what he's shown us, I think we feel good
we have
about
to.
where he is.
Best value right now is the corner.
I'm on board.
Best value is the corner. We can get a later round quarterback. There's a Tanner McKee guy that my stuff really likes, but we can get him real late and see what happens.
Jalen Carter.
Yes.
D tackle, Georgia.
GM overruled.
We gotta go. I'm sorry, guys. We gotta go. This young man.
Terry Fontenot.
Terry. Let's go.
All right, let's get to the real pick from
nasty
Commissioner Roger Goodell live in Kansas City.
For the Atlanta Falcons pick, I'm joined by Chris and Shane from Big Brothers Big Sisters of Kansas City. Chris and Shane are a true testament to the power of mentorship. The NFL and its teams work closely with Big Brothers Big Sisters of America as part of our work on social justice through our initiative, Inspire Change. The Falcons are big-time supporters of the organization, and they're thrilled to have Chris and Shane making their pick. Okay, guys, take it away.
With the 8th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Bijan Robinson, running back, Texas.
Yeah, this one is a surprise for me. Hey, look, Bijan Robinson is an outstanding player, but the value for a running back this high, it really has not been proven that this is the way you build teams nowadays. And when you look at the Super Bowl winning teams, you just Pacheco last year and you go down the line, you don't need a big time running back to win the Super Bowl. So I like the player. Don't love the value here. Don't love the pick here for Atlanta. I think they had so many more pressing needs that they could have addressed, specifically on the defensive side. This is a little bit of a tough one for me to go with.
On the positive side, Arthur Smith is kind of the play action master. Obviously, Tyler Algier was great. They made Cordell Patterson a thing. when I'm looking at what's going on in this situation for like making Desmond Ridder work, giving him a ton of running options and gadget plays, sure. Maybe that is how the play action will work. I mean, we saw it with Ryan. Arthur Smith was resurgent in Ryan Tannehill's career. So if you're going to go play action, maybe you're going all in.
And the way they built it in Tennessee was run the ball with play action. You've got a number one receiver in London. You've got a top tight end also. And you've got a young quarterback. And the best thing for a young quarterback is to be able to run the football.
And look, with Tyler Algier now, the Falcons don't have to overuse Bijan Robinson, perhaps maybe the way the Titans did with Derrick Henry. So something to think about. And with that, we've got some movement up the draft board once again. Before we take our next team, let's get out to Mike Garafolo for the latest. Of course.
The draft room right now, Rhett, it should be green. The Eagles moving up a spot from number 10 to number 9, giving up a 2024 fourth-round pick to do so. They tried a couple of different entry points in the top 10, even talked to the Falcons at number 8. No, Philly, it was never going to be for Bijan Robinson. We'll see what the pick winds up being here, but Howie Roseman and the Eagles do not value a running back this highly in the draft, even if he can do other things. So it's not going to be Bijan. Now, they have a couple of other needs and a couple of other players that we've talked about potentially them looking to take here. Offensive line being one of those potential needs is Howie Roseman looks to build for the future on an aging line. Also, defensive line as well. And obviously the biggest name right now on the defensive line is Jalen Carter. So you wonder if Howie Roseman, who has Jordan Davis from last year, would also look for Jalen Carter. We shall see what direction the Eagles go.
Yeah, this is interesting. Thanks very much, Mike Garafolo. And with that, the NFL Plus draft room now becomes the Philadelphia Eagles draft room. And look, guys, we talked about the possibility of moving up. We felt like we had to do this in order to block, right? We had somebody else wanted to get up to 9, perhaps take Jalen Carter, or to perhaps take the offensive lineman that we've been targeting as well. We had to get up there and do it. I'm glad you did it, Mark.
Yes, thank you. Yes, I had my eye on a superstar, on a top 5 talent in the draft in Jalen Carter, and that's why
we really need to go D-tackle again.
Why not?
Did it.
This is the way we win in the NFL, is getting after the quarterback. We took his teammate last year in Jordan Davis. Fletcher Cox is getting old. We got Hassan Reddick coming back. We need how much we give up in the Super Bowl last year?
Too much.
Too much. So we need to stop some people. 38 points in the Super Bowl. We need to stop some people. We need a superstar.
I'll ask you this. What about Nolan Smith, another Georgia freak show? Long, fast, explosive, athletic.
It's a good point.
Versatile. And you look at that defense, the way they play now, they move those guys all over the place. And this is a guy that can play along the lines anywhere. And I'm a huge Nolan Smith fan, as I am with Jalen Carter. And I think Nolan would be a perfect fit for this team.
Either way, I think blocking the Bears was the game plan here, because whoever we just traded with, we absolutely needed to get ahead of Chicago because they have some similar needs and some similar looks as us. I just want to make one point about the offensive linemen, because Chicago and Philadelphia, us, that we need them. So if we do want a guy like Skoronski at guard, that would be so nasty to have him at right guard.
And then we could flip, once Jason Kelsey retires, we could flip Beef Jerky up to center, and then we slide Skoronski into right guard. And Skoronski, I feel like, could even give us, if Lane Johnson, isn't long for the league, we could even move him out to right tackle. I feel like we've got so many options.
And obviously Skoronski was up at Northwestern, just down the street from the Bears. So one place where you could absolutely say, hey, whatever we believe we need to get ahead of the Bears.
So the options here, we get a guard who could be a potential Pro Bowl type guard. Well, we've got Lane and we've got Mailata. He's going to play guard for us.
For us, yes.
So do we go with that, or do we go with, again, we scored 35 in the Super Bowl.
Look, when you put it,
one of the best in the league, or are we going to go with the guy that is just going to have a
But we just paid our guys so much money. So we probably should
protect the investment, Mark.
We'll have a good protection of our investment.
We got some young guys still in the offensive line. Beef Jerky, as Rhett talked about. Lane's got a couple years left. Mailata's still young.
All right, what's our pick?
I would love to go on the defensive side.
Let's go Carter.
We got to stop some people.
We're going for the Super Bowl. We're going for the Super Bowl.
Or Christian Gonzalez.
Jalen Carter, Georgia is our pick.
All right, again, here we go. Jalen Carter is our pick. Teammate Jordan Davis.
Going big. Howie goes big. This has got to be.
All right, so let's go to the commissioner for the official announcement of this pick.
the Chicago Bears have traded the 9th pick to the Philadelphia Eagles. With the 9th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Jalen Carter, defensive tackle, Georgia.
Jalen Carter is a Philadelphia Eagle. Fly, Eagles, fly. I don't think anybody is surprised, guys. We always heard he didn't take any meetings past 10. Here we are at 9. He's a Philadelphia Eagle. I know you guys just talked about it in the draft room. They're there in the Eagles room. Nobody's surprised. They got maybe the most talented player in this entire draft. I talked to one GM that I'm buddies with a couple weeks ago. He said this draft has 3 stars. 3 stars. It's Bryce Young, it's Bijan Robinson, and it's Jalen Carter. The Philadelphia Eagles just got one. It's an incredible thing. And guys, understand the context of this pick, how much it matters, not only to the Eagles, not only to the NFC East, the whole league. The last time a team played in the Super Bowl and had a top 10 pick, it was the Patriots. Way back after Super Bowl 42, they took Gerard Mayo. It doesn't happen that teams are this good, pick this high, and they just got arguably the most talented guy in the entire draft. They are so strong on the O-line. They are so strong on the D-line. They are definitely the NFC favorites, and this helps immeasurably.
Absolutely. And also,
all right, so I'm back.
Outfit change. No one can match that. You are A+ Super Bowl style.
No Eagles traded up, huh?
If we ask Ben, because Ben is actually an Eagles fan.
Hey, P, I don't know where Raw at. I don't know where Raw at.
Great, and I'm going to give you guys a quick history lesson. Since Howie Roseman became GM, twice they've picked a defensive tackle in the first round. Twice they've traded up for him. Those guys are Fletcher Cox and George Davis.
The Eagles are not playing, huh?
Why aren't they clapping?
Still going to lose to us.
They just standing there, very stoic. Not so much fun in that room. It looks a little boring in there.
My guess is they're not done. They got a lot more.
Hey, Pierre, that go Raw.
Fair,
We didn't used to celebrate.
They'll still be back up. They'll still be back
That's
up
not
at
fun.
30.
It's business. You get fired
I'll
after.
tell you what,
Business can be fun.
I tell you what, you can make an argument after number 1. This might be the best pick so far.
Well, that's what. Yeah.
What's up there, Raw?
This guy is an outstanding football player.
Again, thank you all for tuning in to the Real Talk Cowboy live NFL draft coverage. I've been missing in action for the last 20 minutes. Hey, but I'm back like I never left.
Well, it's going to the
Let's
right
see
place.
those.
Jalen Carter needed to go to the right organization, the right place. Philadelphia has
Won't
the
call him
infrastructure.
dumb.
They have the coaching. They've got Fletcher Cox.
The Eagles
in there
been
to
traded
mentor
up.
This young man.
They've got his
Get
best friend.
They've got
Jalen
his buddy there. This is
Carter.
the perfect place for him to go.
Okay, and with that, we now move to the Chicago Bears, who moved back one spot and might still get the guy that they were ultimately targeting overall. So with that, we are the Chicago Bears draft room. Guys,
we don't even need to talk about this. We're taking Peter Skoronski.
We're
I don't
taking
care
Peter
which
Skoronski.
who you try to sell.
Yes,
we're taking
we are.
Skoronski.
Yes, we are. You better believe it. Look,
I need to give a number. I've been waiting for this number.
Okay, bring it.
36.1. That's the amount of pressure. 36.1% of the time. That ranks 31st in the league. That is what
Not good
Justin
enough.
Fields, who is mobile, faced.
Okay.
Yes.
End of story.
So that means
Skoronski.
Yes. Yes. So, I mean, look, I think it's, if we wanted to take Jalen Carter, we could have just stayed at 1. If we wanted to, if we didn't feel good about Justin Fields, we could have taken a quarterback at 1. We feel good about Justin. We feel good enough about our defense at this point to move back to 9 and further protect our young quarterback. Mark, this feels like it's signed, sealed, and delivered.
it has to be. It just makes too much sense.
Again, I'm back, you all.
For us next year.
Welcome to the grown man
Or guard if we need to.
And kudos to
and
our GM,
women's
we finished 28th
cigar
on
lounge.
offense, 28th on 29th.
Grab your favorite cigar
We need a lot. So we've traded back twice. Now we're picking up more and more. picks,
along
and
with
we're
your
getting
favorite
top
drink to
tackles.
pair with your cigar.
Top end.
Number
Sit down,
one,
relax,
the draft-
and let's
the
talk
pick-
football.
When we switched picks,
Dallas
with the Bears, that was
Cowboy
the top of the
football.
market, so we got the best haul there.
Yeah.
Now we switch
I'm your
down
boy,
and we get
Real
the
Talk
same player
Cowboy,
we would have gotten
new
at 10.
upcoming Dallas Cowboys
job,
content
Coles.
creator.
Hey, sorry about this, Rye, but we kind of opened up.
Thank
the
you all for
draft
tuning
room,
in.
To a bit of a
I am
fan
the host,
promotion
and you
that
all
they
are
were
my
gonna get a
co-hosts.
direct line to us inside the draft room. So hang on a second. We want to run this pick by. Apparently, we had to get approval from an actual fan. Kyle, congratulations on winning that contest and getting a chance to help us make this pick.
I feel like I'm running the 3-cone at the combine trying to change all these outfits for you guys. I mean, it's really tough. There's going to be just a deplorable pile of laundry at the end of this night, but it's worth every penny. I got a Jim McMahon jersey on right now. I represent the Chicago area, 847-773-312. I'm with
Make
you
sure
guys.
you all follow
Listen,
me on
I
all
just
of my
want
social media
anybody to be in
platforms
front of Justin Fields.
at Real
Paris
Talk
Johnson,
Cowboy.
Skoronski, I don't care.
TikTok
Any of the team boss,
is Mr.
just
Real
put
Talk
some warm
Cowboy.
bodies in front of Justin Fields,
And
because
also
he has been effectively a crash test dummy for the
newly,
first
or
2
however
years,
you
and
want
I
to put
think
it,
he's good,
we
but
have been
need some bleeping
added,
linemen in front of him.
created
For
a
the love of God,
podcast.
Alice Hall and Lake
So now
Forest,
you can
Illinois,
go
the
on
linemen,
all of
please,
the
thank you.
podcast
I think it's fair,
platforms
and we might have to get
and look us up.
we might have to
Real
get our
Talk
superfan number 10
Cowboy Show.
jersey,
The
because I
Real
think number
Talk
10,
Cowboy Show.
we're going to get a multi-time Pro Bowler
We're
here
doing
to
big
protect Justin
things.
Fields.
Yeah, this
We'll
just
have
makes too
shirts
much sense.
available.
But let's just
available.
say anyone else out there that we've been talking
Let me
about
hear myself.
Gonzalez for the last few
We
picks.
have shirts available.
And let's
Hats.
let's not
be great, but we got
And some more things.
got a lot
Also
going on
doing
here.
giveaways, raffles, and all that and much more.
Tackle.
Come the football
Okay,
season.
we're gonna go. We can start him at left. You want to start him at left?
Play him at left. He can do it. He can do
Look
it.
at that face.
The technique.
Looking to go live at least
Technique, the balance,
2 times
movement.
a
He can
week.
do it.
Anything else, it'll be
I love
breaking
it.
news
Look,
or
Braxton was nice,
impromptu,
as a 5th-round pick for us last year, but I
uncut
think it's time to upgrade at this position. Let's
shows.
take a pick from the commission.
With the 10th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Darnell Wright, offensive tackle, Tennessee.
Okay.
Skoronski. They eschewed the local product down the street in Evanston, Northwestern player, instead went 6'5" tackle from Tennessee. Guys, what did I just say? I don't care who it is. I don't care where they played school. I don't care where they went to school. Put them in front of Justin Fields. Darnell Wright in a surprise pick. One of the first true surprises through 10 picks of this draft. This is not the guy who's in the mock. Certainly not.
PA,
up here,
you said
but
it.
I can't complain. It's the guy who beat
Bijan
Alabama
won't
in
be
the
there
SEC, and now he's blocking for Justin Fields.
at that pick,
Bear
and he
down.
wasn't.
Job well done, and Ryan Poles isn't done yet.
All right, Kyle Brandt giving us some reaction there to the pick of Darnell Wright, who, look, I think if you wanted to talk about a guy who, and he kind of perceived this as a slight, but as maybe the best right tackle in this draft. And if we're satisfied now, I guess, Mark, you didn't really tell us, but I guess you were more into Braxton Jones than we were at left tackle. But look, I appreciate the upgrade at any spot.
Yeah, I think any offensive lineman would have helped Justin Fields. We have to do everything possible to help this young man. So that's why we went with Darnell Wright here. Definitely a surprise with Skoronski not going. It seemed like that made way too much sense, but obviously Poles and the organization felt that Darnell Wright was a better player and a better fit for what they're trying to do.
Yeah. Okay, and with that, here we go. Time to get into the green room built by Lowe's, where getting a handshake from Ohio State.
Now that Bijan Robinson is off the board,
Of course, knew him from his time in the
what
Big
do
Ten.
you all feel
Levis as
would
a
be
former
another
Big
option
Ten
for
transfer
us?
to Kentucky, where his star started to rise. And with that,
Talk
let's
to
get
me. What
Mike
would be another
Garafolo.
option
Mike,
for
this
us?
has been an interesting connection. Will Levis in Tennessee. Any thoughts here?
I do know there's more good running backs
Yes,
out there.
this is a guy in Will Levis who, during the pre-draft process, was asked basically why he didn't capitalize this past season on higher expectations for him, and sometimes his answers rub some teams the wrong way. Now, there
Talk to
certainly
me.
is a great makeup
YouTube,
with Will Levis as far as his
Facebook,
arm strength. He does have
Twitch,
the ability to move, by the way. It's
Twitter.
not like he's a statuesque quarterback.
Now that
Sometimes you see those
Bijan
guys
Robinson
tend to
is off
slide
the
in
board,
the draft as well.
who
But
do the
sometimes
Dallas
Levis's
Cowboys
answers
go
to
after
teams during
at
these
26?
I'm told just did not check out.
Do we
with what
move up?
they wanted to hear. So the
Do we
slide
stay
is on to
put?
Levis. We thought it
Or
might
do
be
we
Richardson,
move
but
back?
Richardson going at that
Again,
spot at number 4 now has
my scenario
Levis
was that
free
if
falling at this point, and this right now
we
coming up with the
didn't
tightest
get, if
pick.
Bijan
You
Robinson
think,
was there,
as you
then
start
we
to look
pick
at the
him
draft
up.
board,
If not, we
be
go with an
the one
offensive lineman.
opening as we
And
get into
Edward,
the teens for Will
he
Levis. So if
says,
it's not Levis
Zach,
here to Tennessee,
I don't even know how to
further can he
pronounce
fall?
his last
Basically,
name, and I haven't
perhaps
even
where
looked him
Daniel
up. But give me
Jeremiah
one
has him
moment.
in his mock draft, which is at the
Let
end
me
of the
look
teens,
this fella
right
up.
after the 20.
It sounds like he could be
I
a
think that's
lineman,
an
offensive
interesting,
lineman.
Opportunity there.
Hey,
for,
Edward.
For a team,
Let
maybe
me
that
look
didn't
right
think he was
quick.
going to be there, and now he is. So we'll We'll consider that as we turn our attention to the Tennessee Titans draft room. Welcome in, everyone. So with that, all right, look, first year as a GM, are you ready to
Let's
kind of
see,
make your mark on
Edward,
this franchise
who this
here,
young man
Ran,
is.
as taking
Oh,
a quarterback
UCLA
in
running
Will
back.
Levis?
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Never judge a book by its cover.
Ryan Tannehill.
Because I sure looked at the name and was like, oh, he looked like he could be an offensive lineman by his name.
To help these guys.
We need speed.
We got to take one more crack at this thing with our nucleus that we have. So we got to help those guys.
Who's
Okay, I have
coming up
one number
behind
for you.
us? Just out of curiosity, the Lions are on the clock at 12, right? So just kind of considering things that might happen here. Go ahead, Sin. What do you got?
39%. That's the pressure rate allowed on Ryan.
Looks
Tannehill
like
last year.
Yep, that's what I was about to say. Looked like he transferred from Michigan,
who started almost every game
and played with the UCLA in 2021. I'm looking at his stats now. 6'1".
Skaronski's still there.
Let me go
He
to
gives us positional versatility.
my
I would say
PFF.
this, so what we said earlier, like we're trying to make a move this year, and maybe a young offensive lineman. We need to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right. It's going to be.
Let
our
me go
quarterback, It's going to be our
here.
nucleus. Let's give this guy Zay Flowers. Let's give him a route running receiver, a guy who can get open, make yards after catch.
We need
be
speed.
the
We need speed.
play action guy down the field, but then also let's take some of these cheapies. Let's throw him the RPO game, let him catch and run, and get us some pressure off the quarterback, some pressure off the running game, and a guy who can win those one-on-one battles.
Yeah, I mean, we got Treylon.
And let's see what
after that. Not much there in the
they have to
receiving.
say about this guy here.
Speed, or what about Jackson? Are we sure Zay's the right receiver if we go that route? Or
To me,
Jackson
that's-
Smith
That's why you make the big bucks here,
well,
bud.
I'm asking my scouts. You've been at the schools all year long trying to find these
What do
guys.
you want? Right? Do you want a guy who played a lot in the slot? We know he's really effective out of that, and a really
So what are they
route runner in
saying is
JSN? Or do we
he's a
want guy
third
who can
rounder,
kind of be shifty
but
and elusive,
this
not the most
PFF
pristine route runner, but
information,
he's always open because
We've got
you
our
know,
slot.
isn't
We've got Kyle
truth
Phillips.
or
He's going to be
you
better than he
know.
was last year. We need a perimeter receiver. What do you got?
make the pick, buddy.
Zay Flowers, receiver, Boston College. My coach
Let's
wanted
see.
him. Gotta go. My coach wanted him. We're
Take
gonna
some
help the
pressure
coach.
off the
Let's see.
quarterback. Derrick Henry is still the guy.
Yep.
He still can win games almost by himself. We're going to get one-on-one coverage
Let's
outside.
see,
This is the guy
just
that you want
looking.
outside getting one-on-one coverage.
I'm into it. He's a 5'10" receiver that plays bigger than his frame would suggest. He has made contested
Let's see the
catches
top
in the air. He can make
running
the
back.
50-50
All
balls.
week we've heard the comparison to our colleague, right, Steve Smith Sr.
Yes.
I coached a guy named Doug Baldwin, they also told me with 5'10" was too small. He went to a couple Pro Bowls and helped the team win a Super Bowl.
Got that
but
right.
he won those one-on-one battles
He didn't even
in
get
the slot
drafted.
and outside.
That's right.
Yeah, this guy is a difference maker. He's a guy that gets open and catches the ball, and that's what the position is.
And Zay Flowers lined up 67% of the time out wide. He's not a slot guy.
Right.
It just wasn't. And no, I went to BC. I can say it. The
Okay.
quarterback was not good. So he had to catch some interesting passes.
Yeah. So, look, I think the other consideration could have been, previous regimes swung big on Caleb Farley as a projection at corner in the first round. It hadn't worked out yet. I don't know if we're going to hitch our wagon there. Our secondary, I like Christian Fulton a little bit. I like what we got out of Roger.
Speed is a
McCreary last year.
4 in the 44.5.
Here, but I think you guys did a nice job. And we're going Zay
He
Flowers.
weighed 214. They have him as 6 foot. Let's see. We'll do overall.
With the 11th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Peter Skoronski, offensive tackle, Northwestern.
Yeah, this is a really good pick. He's a really
Okay.
good football player. I wanted the
Hey,
receiver,
Edward, do
but
you
yes,
think
this big, long,
we should go O-line first round?
projection of pro guard.
Or if Zay Flowers is there, do we pick up Zay Flowers?
For us to Stanford, but he decided to stay in the Midwest and play at Northwestern. But this guy's a good football player. When he walks in the room, he's a square-bodied guy. You look at him and say offensive line.
You get him off. You get him eventually.
You get him
right?
eventually.
Good
High
for you.
character, toughness, athleticism, versatility.
Yep.
This is a very, very good pick. Hopefully, he can help us this year. This is a critical year for us. We need to try to get to the Super Bowl. So if we think
Folks,
this guy's
again,
gonna
thank
play
you for
us,
tuning in
this pick makes sense.
to the
I
Real
can say this
Talk
now that the pick has been
Cowboy
made
Show.
because I went to Northwestern,
I am Real
so I
Talk.
vetted
I'm
my
Real
data
Talk
with them.
Cowboy.
I got to see their
I'm your
practice
host, and
footage
you all are
and
my
his
co-host,
footwork, so
right?
his ability like to
I
stay
am a
low,
new
old man wins, all
up and
that stuff.
coming
His
Dallas
thumbs stay low
Cowboys
to
content
keep
creator.
good leverage. It ranks
Shout out
up
to
there
all the
with a guy
fellas
like,
that's in
Taylor
this arena
Lewan,
here.
who was very,
Law
very
Nation
good for
boss,
the Tennessee Titans for a
Cowboy,
long time.
West Coast
Again, had to
Cowboy,
keep it
Could
low.
challenge Andre
Landlord,
Dillard right away,
HTM
or
Sports,
we could put him in a guard.
I think this
Stargazer,
guy's an
to
instant
all of you
starter,
all.
no matter where you play him. And just real quick, Rhett, I know we're going to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
ad nauseam,
and that's what
the
I'm
best
thinking,
player
man. I'm
on our
thinking, like I
board.
said,
Every pick,
I always
would
had said from the
guarantee that he
beginning,
was
if
the
Bijan
best
Robinson
player
was
on our
available,
board.
pick
I
him.
would guarantee
And
that.
with
If
that, the
not,
Detroit
we go
Lions
O
are
lineman,
now
man.
back on the clock.
I
So
don't
good
think the
news for Kyle
Cowboys have
Brandt.
been
He can
right
get that
since
t-shirt back
Travis
on and
Frederick
actually make some good use of
retired
it.
early.
For us, Kyle.
So I want to get back to those days where our line was
Well,
just
listen, I think now
manhandling
it's time to
other
have the
teams, man.
conversation,
So,
the Will Levis conversation.
you know,
I know Detroit
once we
has
get
come
back
up
to
a little
that
bit
point,
there.
I
He is
think
still
that'll be
sitting
so good
there,
for us,
and
man.
I
And
don't see a team very
kind of
soon.
plug
I would
any
be
running
very
back back there,
surprised if
but
Detroit
also
did
has
it.
to
And
be
in
a
fact, I
quick
would say,
running back.
I'd
And
be
I do
shocked. I know
believe
that name has
we
come
need
up a
to
little
stick to
bit.
that
Jared Goff,
two-headed
his contract.
monster.
I think
Now
Greg
that
Campbell
Zeke
is
is
more of a
gone, who is
culture
going to
guy.
be
I
that
think Goff
second
fit in perfectly, and they won a lot of
person
games last
along
year.
with
You
our
start to look
boy?
at it,
You know,
Cynthia
he's
mentioned
out
this
hurt.
earlier. We were in this
Tony
fairy tale
Pollard,
run for the
I
Lions
don't
for
know
6 weeks that would have
when
ended in
he'll
the
be able
playoffs
to
if they
play,
didn't get
and when he
absolutely
come back,
stomped by
how
a
long
weird
will it take
Carolina
him to
Panthers
get
team that
back
ran for
to
320 yards on him.
himself?
I think this
So
will be a
that's some big
defensive
questions
pick.
there
I know Nolan
that,
Smith
you
is still
know,
there, and him and
Jerry
Hutchinson
Jones
would
and the
be wicked.
team
I think
in
they
the
go
front
defense.
office have
All
to
right, Mark.
take a look
We
at.
don't have much time left on the clock here. What do you
Gonzalez
like?
is there. Gonzalez is there.
I agree. I agree. We have to protect him and give him time.
Right?
Yeah,
Because as you can see, when he's under pressure,
corner,
he
Oregon.
makes a lot of
Good call.
Easy. That
crazy
was
decisions.
Easiest one you've made.
And I'm
since
pretty
last
sure a
time
lot of
you swung
quarterbacks
and absolutely
do the
hit a
same
home
when they're
run
under
with an
pressure.
Oregon player in
Make a
today's
lot
zone.
of
So way to work.
crazy,
Our West Coast scouts
decisions.
taking some
But we,
serious
I
days.
want Dak to get a little better in that department of decision making
That's a
and
long time.
situational
Pick in the
football.
2023 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Jahmyr Gibbs, running back, Alabama.
I was thinking him for the Cowboys,
So I guess if you're going
but
to
don't look like he will make it
you
to us.
now have a different philosophy. You already brought in David Montgomery. This one's just a little bit confounding. This is nothing against Jahmyr Gibbs. I actually really like him. He was my number 2 ranked overall running back.
Well, I didn't know we didn't like DeAndre Swift that much.
That's what he must. Maybe he's more hurt than we thought. I'm not entirely sure. They did make a number of free agent moves in this offseason at the cornerback position, so perhaps they think that they're okay there.
So Pierre, he's saying that his team, which is the Commanders,
So they do have
needs a
some veteran presence
linebacker
there, and
or
you know,
O-line.
Joseph was good. I don't love it.
Kyle, thoughts?
Running backs are back.
Appreciate
guys.
you, Pierre, for
They're
coming
back.
over here in the
I can't
Dallas
believe what I'm looking at right now.
Cowboys
2 running
Nation,
backs in the top 12. We didn't know if
chilling with
anybody
us,
was in the first round.
talking that
Listen, I'm not giving
Cowboy
backflips to the
talk,
pick. David
and with
Montgomery's
this
getting
live
real money to cover
NFL
for the
draft.
Bears,
Thank
and
you,
I don't know if
sir.
they're doing the math and saying, well, you know, Jamal
Just
scored
know
so
when the
many
season
touchdowns
start,
for
we're
us
back
last year. He
enemies
broke
again,
Barry
my
Sanders'
friend.
record. Almost all of those were inside the 3 and 5 yard line. He was
Yes.
basically a goal line specialist. I like Jahmyr Gibbs as much as the next guy. 12 seems really, really rich for a team that was ready to make the leap. Guy, I'm genuinely shocked. I think this is the most surprising pick so far in the draft.
Yeah, I would
Again,
agree.
stay tuned
And so with that,
throughout
Green
the
Bay
season,
Packers are
off
on the
season.
clock. And as we, of course,
We'll be doing
welcome you back in.
giveaways,
If you're just joining us
raffles.
to the NFL Plus draft, we are
We'll be
assuming
having my
the
Real
draft room
Talk
of each team
Cowboy
that is on the
shirts
clock. It is now
available,
the Green Bay
hats
Packers.
available.
All right,
Also,
guys.
we'll
We finally
be bringing
were able
on
to
a lot
start
of
this new
other
era.
Dallas Cowboys content creators on the show. You have Law Nation, Boss Cowboy, West Coast Cowboy, Landlord, HTM Sports, Stargazers, and more. Not only will I be bringing on the show other Dallas Cowboys content creators, but also other teams like the Eagles,
I would love to see our
excuse
young
me,
quarterback have
the Giants, other content creators for other teams, you know, will make this exciting, get different perspectives on different topics, questions.
I just want to plant a seed here real quick for our ace
Oh,
numbers
yeah.
guy, Benny McWilliams.
Welcome,
Give us
everybody.
a
I
second to look
appreciate
this
you for
up.
tuning in.
Benny,
You could have been somewhere else tuning in to someone else or doing something else, but you chose to tune in here
Just
with
research it for a
Real
second and
Talk
let us know you got
Cowboy,
it.
and I
We'll come back to
appreciate
you here in
that.
a second because, guys, if we want to make this dude comfortable in Jordan Love, like, let's let him sit back there there and have a minute to throw.
For sure. So We're all in
You
agreement.
know,
with
I
Jordan
was
Love, some kind of way.
born in the
For tight end,
80s,
O-line,
so I was
right?
able
Another
to
back gets
witness
taken, we take the back.
3 of our Super
All
Bowls.
right, our options are okay. If we do want to go O-line,
Those
who's the
Super
O-line?
Bowls spoiled
Broderick
me.
Jones, who could, I
So
thought could
yes,
have been a first one off
so
the
you'll
board.
know where I'm coming from.
He's now going to be the fourth.
And
I
it's
think
time
this
for
is
us
a
to
pretty
get
good
back
value here, or I think Dalton
to the Super
Kincaid
Bowl.
gives us an opportunity to help out our young quarterback as
And
well.
I
don't
feel
mind
we
the
are
receiver
putting
either.
pieces together to do that right now.
What he did last year, right?
So I'm looking forward to this season. I'm looking forward to our number 1 pick tonight.
Benny, hold on a second. Let's get to Benny just to make sure we can get clarity on this here. Benny, what do you got
over
for
the
us?
last 2 years, Rhett.
Hey, Edward, I think, man, I would want to address the linebacker issue and the defensive tackle.
Our medical
I don't
earn their money
remember
now?
Okay.
the last player on the defensive tackle in the defensive tackle position where we were able to like stuff the middle and stop the run. You know, our defensive line has been struggling the last several years, man. I mean,
fulfill some of those objectives.
not the season past, but the season before that. I mean, we got gashed in the run, you know, and we got gashed in the run again this year. So we're going to need a defensive tackle, run stopper, and then I also feel we need a linebacker.
They're going to go fast.
I do.
Coach.
Because we're bringing up our free safeties and strong safeties to play linebacker, man. And as you know, last season they ended up getting hurt, and they got hurt because of bringing them up and playing as linebackers, man. So you know, you keep doing that, then you're not going to have your, you know, strong guys for your safeties to be back there playing the position they're supposed to be playing. So yeah, and that comes from trying to make up for not having that good linebacker, you know.
And so if we want to come back around in the second round,
pick 42 and 45 are next.
I think we may lose out on Matthew Bergeron. He may find his way into the back end of the first round based on this run.
Yeah, and we got those two too.
Yeah, so far no news from the Dallas Cowboys moving up.
Couple up to get back into the late 20s.
But I'm sure right now they have a guy in mind that they want, and they feel really good.
Yeah, remember Chad
and they're going to sit back and relax.
That's right. And it seemed like Andy Reid every
I'm sure if they don't do any trading on the first night, the next couple nights they will be.
Mayor though, because he also blocks. Because then you're sort of solving some of that.
Yep, I agree as well, man.
We don't need to block.
I agree as well.
Dylan just going, BC guy. Dylan just going to run over people. Jones is just going to get out there. No need to do that.
Dylan's quads will just do all the work.
Okay, so all right, Dalton Kincaid.
Talk me out of Dalton Kincaid. I love him. How about them Cowboys? Are we worried about
That's right. How about them Cowboys?
Team Doc, how's his back? Is it okay? He said it's okay.
He said it's okay.
Yeah.
So of course the Packers, I think, are on the clock. They have lost Aaron Rodgers. He has gone to the New York Jets.
Pass catcher, excuse me, to
get him out of here.
He feels like he has the best
we won't have to face him
Love the contested catch
anymore. To you know, coming down to preventing us from moving on to, you know, closer to the Super Bowl anymore. Seemed like he had our number for a couple of years. And I'm going to go ahead and say it before he called this. Dez caught it.
13th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers select Lucas Van Ness, defensive end, Iowa.
Ooh, that's a surprise. Wow.
Okay, so Van Ness is a guy who, Coach, I'm curious your take on this. He
was
a full-time starter, but he got all of this notoriety as we're coming into
full-time baller.
Yeah, he was a full-time baller.
What a pick.
Absolutely right.
I didn't expect that pick from Green Bay.
Forecast that forward, especially with a defense that has a lot
Yo, man, slide on the side, slapping that girl's butt. Go ahead, man. We see you on camera. Trying to steal a little feel.
You didn't help out your passer. How do you explain this pick?
You know, he reminded me of George Karlaftis when I watched the film. He's big, he is long, he moves people. He pushes guys out of the way, he shrinks the pocket, plays with high effort. I wrote down the words long and strong when I watched. He is long and strong, he's physical, He could be a perfect 34 defensive end and 34 front, or he could play inside. He could play 5 technique, play 4 technique. This guy's just big.
I totally
he's
agree
physically
with you,
strong,
Edward.
plays
I
really,
totally
really hard.
agree. I was
This is not the pick that I would
on
have given
pins and needles
necessarily, but this
because
is one of those
I
guys I just love
was for
watching
sure
because he plays the game
he
right
was
way.
going to land one of those jobs this year because they was going after him last year. And so I was on pins and needles, and when he said that he was staying, I was like, wow, we get another chance. Don't know what's going to happen after this year, but I think we need to push the envelope, and hopefully we can make it to the Super Bowl. And I'll be happy, and win it. I don't want to just go there, but I want to go there and win it. But because I don't know how long he's going to stay there. I believe he wants to be a head coach, but I think he feels and knows that it's something special here in the Dallas Cowboy Nation, and that's what prompted him to stay.
Somebody, right?
If I'm not mistaken, even Michael Parsons even said that if he leaves, he wants to leave and go with him. I'm not for sure. I thought I heard that or seen that somewhere, and I could be wrong, but I could be right.
He looks like a Pittsburgh Steeler.
What makes him look like a Pittsburgh Steeler?
Now, being in Baltimore all
Yep,
those years,
I agree.
Especially when I watched
I agree.
David Castro play for the Steelers.
And I think those two off-season free agent signings showed that that JJ wants it. He knows he's getting old, and he wants another Super Bowl.
Whichever way he's pulling, he's a physical puller. So, but I love Roderick Jones. That's the guy that I had penciled in for the Steelers right here, and he's available. So I'm all on board with taking.
So in our division, we've got.
Again, thank you all for tuning into the Real Talk Cowboy Show. I'm your boy, Real Talk Cowboy, and I'm the host, and you all are my co-hosts. This is the Grown Man's and Women's Cigar Lounge, where we sit back, smoke a cigar, and drink your drink, relax, and talk Dallas Cowboy football.
We need the tackle, I think the value.
I agree, but I'm
Make sure you go and follow me on all of my social media platforms.
I mean, let's look at what Kenny.
And also,
here. I mean, we saw some real progress.
I have a podcast now, so the Real Talk Cowboy Show on all of your social media. Not social media, but all of your podcast platforms. Look me up, the Real Talk Cowboy Show. I'm a new up-and-coming Dallas Cowboys content creator. I have lineups from all of the other Dallas Cowboy content creators that's been in the game longer than me. They have already agreed to come on the show with me. Law Nation, Boss Cowboy. I gotta get with him and see if he'll come on. But Law has already, said he would come on. West Coast Cowboy said he would come on. Landlord said he would come on. Stargazer said she would come on. ATM and Sport, I have to reach out to him. There's plenty more. Not only the Dallas Cowboy content creators, but other teams' content creators I have reached out, and they will be joining, to get, their perspective on different things when we play them and things like that. I'm gonna make it fun, you all. I'm gonna make it fun, and I'm trying to bring nothing but the real truth content about our Dallas Cowboys. No hearsay, and if it's hearsay or rumors, I'm gonna let you know it's rumors or hearsay. But when I'm reporting news and items like that, if I say it, I have credible evidence that it is what it is. But if I know that it is, rumors, I will let you know.
I think we've got the coach. I know you're gonna get this.
Yeah, Pierre,
you're gonna get him ready.
He's gone.
This is a good football.
You said he wasn't gonna last.
He's physical. He's strong. He's played in the biggest.
I kind of knew it in my heart he wasn't gonna last. But I was just hoping at least that we moved up. Hey Edward, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you for your interaction, being my co-host.
14th pick to the Pittsburgh Steelers. With the 14th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Broderick Jones, offensive tackle, Georgia.
That was a tackle I liked.
Welcome, Mark.
I knew he wasn't gonna make it all the way down to 26 myself. But I don't know, Edward. I just got a feeling that JJ and the boys are gonna want to pull this move, this fancy move to get the how do I put it, marketing going. Like I feel like they're gonna pick a tight end,
Right, and with that, let's
Concave, someone like that that's gonna like have you talking. But like I said, I feel like Ferguson can hold it down, you know, and I don't want the Cowboys to pick a tight end in the first round. Like I said, I feel that for Ferguson can hold it down when he got the opportunities last year. He made the best of them. Of course, you know, he's gonna have a little work here and there, but he was behind Dalton Schultz, so he didn't get much, you know, opportunities as he will now, being the number one guy. So kind of nervous here, kind of nervous. Then also, I think too, they're very high on Zay Flowers, wide receiver. I think that we can hold off of wide receiver, you know, for a couple like this third round or so. But I don't know. We should see. Like I said, I'm nervous because I don't know what JJ and the boys are thinking or going to do.
Jeez, Red. We're still working, man.
Keep your back
still working. Gosh. All right. Well. Well, look.
What do
we just sold our souls for this quarterback. The GM. Let's just call him and see what he wants us to do. Can we do that?
Yeah, sure.
I tell you what,
Aaron, who should we
You have
take?
to FaceTime him. You have to FaceTime
He
him.
might not have reception, right?
Yes, you have to FaceTime him.
When I typed in Aaron Rodgers, the next thing I put next to him was no young tackles.
Oh,
no young tackles. We
Doesn't
need
like young
veterans.
tackles.
He doesn't like young football players, right? With this guy, he said it in the press conference, which people don't say.
Okay.
He said, "I want to win a Super Bowl."
Okay.
That's
we
why I
have a
went to the
pick.
Jets.
We got to
It
pick
shows
somebody.
We've got receivers. Gosh, is this the place for the tight end?
Look, he got mad at Green Bay for never taking a receiver in the first round. I think we should take another receiver.
Again, thank you all for tuning in.
Denzel Mims.
He's got Lazard.
And Pierre.
Corey Davis.
I mean, do we reunite Garrett?
We do need a running back. We needed a running back. Like I was explaining earlier, we don't know what Tony Pollard is going to be coming back or how long it's going to take him to get back to where he was. And we don't know when he's coming back, you know, so we're going to need somebody. We did pick up a running back or two, if I'm not mistaken, in the free agent, but man, I don't think they're going to cut it.
Or maybe, I mean, did they settle for a tight end? Are they figuring this out?
I agree.
We've seen
Pollard
make lots of
can't
moves
carry
that
the
really
load.
pushed all of their
Can't
chips
carry the
into
load by
table.
itself.
They're
I
wanting to
believe
win
this
now.
league has turned
And
into
by
a
the way,
two-headed
Aaron
monster,
Rodgers, whether
two
or
running
not
back system where you need that, man, because
he does
while
make
one
his
is on the
O-line
sideline
better.
resting,
So they still need to
you
beat
know,
him,
the
but
other
he
one is
does
in
make
pounded. Then you bring the guy that's rested in, and your defense is still a little tired. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you switch it up.
We feel great about what we have over there. We just changed our offense.
So Edward said, yes, I have been hearing scouts talking about the tight end. If we miss on B. John, yep, I agree with you. Yeah, so I'm kind of nervous, man. I just don't know what their thought process is, you know, and I don't think in
Aaron Rodgers put it out
the
there.
last
We're trying to go to the Super Bowl. You got to beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs have
10 or 12 season, I have to look that up. I don't think the Dallas Cowboys drafted a tight end in the first round.
Are we ready to just push those guys?
I'm gonna read. Let me
bring in up
let me
tight end receiver. We're going to help Aaron Rodgers.
We've got the best tight end on the board here.
We're definitely helping Aaron. Are we helping?
We obviously we're devoid of the tackles here. I'll forgive you for that later for not getting us in front of the Commanders and everybody else and the Steelers to make that. But I think we've got an opportunity to get the first player off the board at either one of these positions. That's value to me. I would have pounded the table for Kincaid if we were still at 13.
Yeah.
Moving back to 15, I feel like we have more value.
Why do we not like Mayer for the first tight end when you consider his blocking skills? Like, if we're a little bit worried about the O-line, like Michael Mayer has really great blocking skills. He's
okay. So I looked it up. The last time the Dallas Cowboys picked a tight end in the first round, it was 1997. David LaFleur. He was okay, but he wasn't all that. So yeah, 1997 was the last time we selected a tight end the first round.
We got Tyler Conklin.
I like Michael Mayer a lot.
Yeah,
I really do. Michael Mayer.
Yep, that's the guy. Elwood. We picked up Ronald Jones.
Kincaid's gonna
So
change games.
I mean,
yes,
it's a matchup night.
I don't
and
know
day
what
with
he got
defenses,
because I didn't
especially
really
with a
watch
quarterback
him
like this
last
and
season,
a pretty good
but
receivers outside. He's got his
you know, my
Brett
understanding
Lazard.
and from
Now you've got a guy
like
that can work
reading
the
up
middle
on
and
him
run
that
after catch.
he's okay. You know, I just don't know if he
I would
lost a
stand on the
step or
table.
not.
These next 2 picks, I'm standing on the table for Kincaid.
This is our guy.
Either way,
I'm with Coach. This side of the table.
Cynthia, talk me out.
Making this.
Yeah, man.
I don't think
You can tell, man.
always talk through all of my
I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, diehard.
That's what I said about Mayor's
But what I have to do is I have to give credit to the Eagles, man. They're showing that they want to win, man. Like I said earlier to you, Pierre, they putting the pieces around Hurts for him to succeed, you know, and then them moving up in the draft and getting that defensive tackle because that was a need. They knew that guy wasn't going to be there if they waited. You know, I like that, man. I really like that. They got that. They're in attack mode. You know what I'm saying? Even after making the Super Bowl, you didn't win, right? But they made the Super Bowl. Some teams will be like, okay, we good enough. We can, you know, don't have to trade up. We can keep some of our players and maybe make it back there again. They still in attack mode. So I really like that, man.
Because Carl Lawson,
I really like
put
that.
a lot of eggs in that basket. Look, unfortunately, the injury derailed that.
Once again, thank you all for tuning into the Real Talk Cowboy Show. I'm your boy, Real Talk Cowboy. Thank you for tuning in. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. Thank you all for tuning in. Now we just patiently here waiting for our Dallas Cowboys to pick. Now that Bijan Robinson is off the board, who do you think we should get? Who do you think we should get? Do we move up? Do we stay at 26? Do we move back? Talk to me.
We can still be really, really good without going too high on the. I would love to give the quarterback another weapon.
We have a window. We have a window.
We need to do it now.
I feel like I'm playing both sides
And just because we're diehard Dallas Cowboy fans, we all can talk football, right? My boy Pierre Johnson, he's a diehard Commander fan. We go at it every season. But hey, it's all in love. You know what I'm saying? We root for different teams. Just so happen that both of the teams are in the same conference. But hey, you know, we can talk football and learn from one another, man, and, you know, talk common sense football. But we still enemies when the season starts, Pierre. But you're right, man. The Patriots for years showed us that you don't need a team full of superstars to win a Super Bowl. I mean, Pierre, I totally agree. And then my thought process is like Brady could have broke the bank with that team, right? He was just that good. He's the GOAT, man. He's the GOAT. I'm going to say it, man. But he chose to get key cuts to make sure that, you know, certain players stayed with the team, man. And I like that about him. And now that, you know, Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson, with these big, huge contracts, man, it's going to change the game because think about it. These two don't even have a Super Bowl, man. They don't have a Super Bowl win. I mean, Jalen does have a Super Bowl appearance, but not a Super Bowl win.
Really strong
and they're getting all this money. So I'm pretty sure, man, it's going to be a lot more quarterbacks coming forth and wanting those big contracts, man. And these owners better hope the salary cap rises to accommodate this stuff, man. You know, it's just like a domino effect. When one starts falling, all fall, man.
Inside this beautiful draft theater in Kansas City.
So great there.
I think they're going to meet this with some serious applause. If they love people that catch.
Hey, Edward, I agree with the O-line, receiver, and defensive lineman. I don't know if I agree with the tight end. I would be sick in my stomach. No, you know what? I wouldn't be sick in my stomach because I know if we did get a tight end, it would be more like a, how do I put it? A fashion show with getting a tight end. If we get that big name tight end that's out there, you know. So I would be upset, but I wouldn't be mad. Like I said, you know, hold on, the Jets want to pick.
The NFL is proud to be part of the global community that supports the life-changing
Again,
wishes.
thank you all for tuning in. If you're tuning in from YouTube,
World Wish Day, only a couple days away.
Facebook,
I'm joined
Twitch,
by Kyle
or
Stickles.
Twitter, I see you
a
out there.
Make-A-Wish kid who battled and overcame bone cancer. Kyle's wish is to announce the first round pick of his favorite team, the New York Jets. I'd like all of you to join me in cheering on Kyle as his wish comes true. The floor is yours, Kyle. Go for it, buddy.
Thank you, Mr. Goodell. I'd also like to thank the NFL, the New York Jets, and the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Northeastern New York for giving me this opportunity tonight.
Oh boy, got a green tie on to support his Jets.
With the 15th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Will McDonald, linebacker, Iowa State. Let's go! Yeah! Let's go!
Oh, he hyped, man. He hyped. Whole Rodgers that brung back that intensity, man. I'm happy for the Jets, man.
Very defensive minded.
Hey, Edward, I love the passion as well, man. I love the passion as well, man. I love that. And I think, you know, I'm one of those guys, too, that's very passionate about my team, man. I can just remember in high school and middle school, my boys was 1-15, and the only team we could beat was the Washington Redskins. And, man, I used to get hot. I'd be ready to fight people in school, man. But thank God I have grown up, man. I ain't like that anymore, but I do get upset, and I'm very passionate about my Cowboys, man.
The quarterback and trying to help him in the short window that we have with him.
All right, you're right. What y'all gonna do, Pierre? What is the Commanders going to do?
This is a
Hey, Pierre, have the sale of the team been finalized yet, man? I haven't been keeping track of it.
To the NFL game, 34 career sacks. Benny, what do you have for us?
I was with you on giving Aaron Rodgers something he hadn't had. Instead, we might get deja vu here because after the Packers drafted him, they made 18 first-round picks.
Again, you all, thank you so much for tuning in to the Real Talk Cowboy Show, where I called this
the Packers.
Yeah. Okay, so the 15th overall pick by the New
I
York
call
Jets
this the grown
the edge rusher from Iowa State,
people,
Will McDonald,
women and men,
34 career sacks.
cigar lounge where we sit back, grab your favorite cigar and your favorite drink to pair with your cigar, relax, and talk that football talk, that Dallas Cowboy talk.
We have a new fresh start. We like our quarterback, but there are two quarterbacks on the board right
Yeah,
here.
okay, so it passed Goodell now, so now it's with the owners. I'm pretty sure they'll vote on it because
Christian Gonzalez
they ready for your
that
boy to
makes
get
all
on
the
out of
sense
there.
in the world. But we at least have to consider the quarterback position. Yes, of course, we need a defensive back, but think about the value here. We're starting to get into that area.
Commanders, what you gonna do, Commanders?
To take a swing, figuratively, whatever, and also literally with one of these two.
I would have shirts,
maybe we can
hats,
get a guy who's super
doing
accurate,
giveaways, raffles,
or we could get a little bit more of
different
a
things like that throughout the season, as well as the off season. Again, I'm new, upcoming Dallas Cowboy content creator. I'm new to the scene. I believe I'm the newest out of the bunch that I know about here on all of your social media platforms. Again, I want to thank Law Nation for the book you sent me, man, that was written by Boss Cowboy. It has a lot of information, man, and I didn't dive deep into it. I just breezed through it. I want to thank you for it, man. But Law Nation will be on the Real Talk Cowboy Show.
Guys, can I just direct our attention once again?
So stay tuned for that.
Room,
I noticed.
Where a potential top 10
Hey, Pierre, I think you all should go with a cornerback, man.
And Joey Porter is available to us. I mean, like, you even want to go down to Brian Branch and we could upgrade our nickel corner. You want picks. Like, look at this is the deepest of the position groups outside of the wide receiver room where we are set, by the way, with Jahan Dotson and Terry McLaurin. But, like, this is the deepest group out there right now.
Yep,
Okay,
I
so
think
who
your
fits in our
cornerback
division? Because we got to think about our division
needs to be
right?
picked up here.
So are you gonna? Does my scheme fit better with Christian Gonzalez, who to me has the most versatility and use in man and zone right away? A lot of these other guys haven't played in as versatile of a system. So Christian Gonzalez has change of direction speed. He's a very fluid athlete. He seems like a day one contributor, starter. Like this feels like a very commander-y pick. Is that a word? I'm not sure. But I do
We can
math,
make it
not
whatever we
talking.
want.
So team, we didn't pick up the 5th-year option on Chase Young.
Another great point.
So
With
should we
Nolan
start
out
looking at
there.
edge? Should we have someone to
Y'all
replace him?
chime in and let me know where you're watching from. Put in the comments where you're watching from. What state?
An edge.
Put in the
like,
comments. What state are you watching from?
Yeah.
You know,
Talk
so
to me,
do we want CB?
Dallas Cowboy Nation.
I'm just looking at all the ones
or any other
next to the
fans
names
that are
on our
here
depth chart. Montez Sweat,
watching the
Jerron Payne,
live
Josh Brown,
draft.
the money we have committed up there.
I invite everyone,
Alabama North.
everyone,
I have another
whether
question.
you're a Commander
Another
fan,
question.
Eagle fan,
We just
whatever,
the enemy is our offensive
yes.
49er fan.
Right. It's
Hey,
somehow, if
I
he's
invite
not
you
the
all
guy,
in.
then I'm great. Let's go Hendon.
Okay, the
Feel
good
about it.
old
Or do we
Virginia.
say we've got
Two up, two
really good
down.
receivers. Do we now add that tight end?
I'm here in
true
Virginia
Kansas City
myself.
Chiefs offense?
But Coach,
We've got 2 real receivers
Close,
and a great tight end,
a little close to
solid running game,
DC
and a top
in
5
Maryland.
defense on the defensive side.
We all know that
Coach,
DC
can
stands
I
for
just
Dallas
again,
Cowboy.
Appeal to your sensibilities. We know the type of play that you got and the type of boost you got on the defensive side of the ball from Josh Norman. We had him
Keep
briefly over
drinking
here.
his cup,
Did you
and
like Stephon Gilmore? Because that's who Christian Gonzalez
it
is.
ain't really nothing in there.
Make the pick.
New
there, Coach.
ownership. We got a new offensive coordinator. We need new hope. We need stability.
Hope.
We need maturity. And we need Hendon Hooker, quarterback, Tennessee.
Holy smokes. All right.
Okay,
Up in Detroit,
California.
down
There you have
there,
it.
My family and friends.
Welcome,
in
Edward.
DC,
Man, I appreciate
Virginia,
you, man.
waiting for a
You've been
quarterback.
keeping me
Forever.
up, man. I really
This kid
appreciate
can
you,
make
and
all the throws.
hope
He
to
can
see
make
you
the
all
deep
the
ball
time,
throw.
man.
Probably
If
the
you
best deep
can.
ball in the draft.
What's the
Look at
time
this
over
thing
there,
goes
man?
up
What is
and
like
I'm a
8
full
o'clock?
receiver. It's pretty.
9
There's no
o'clock?
wobble on it.
Which
You can
one?
get to where you want it. It's got some athleticism coming back off the injury. We watched a ton of Tennessee film this year, and he was special in every game he played.
Okay, so Hendon Hooker is our pick. We shall see what the
Okay.
commissioner announces as the 16th overall selection in the 2023
Okay,
NFL
Pierre, here you go.
draft. This will be the first pick under new ownership here of the Washington Commanders.
With the 16th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Washington Commanders select Emmanuel Forbes, defensive back, Mississippi State.
Okay.
Whoa.
No, from
That was a
from
whoa.
Mississippi State. Forbes.
That was a whoop.
There's
That
your
was a
wow
wow.
moment,
There's
yeah.
my wow. My man Emmanuel. Look, I love Emmanuel. He is
Okay,
quick,
7
he's
o'clock.
athletic, he is fast. He's
I'm
got the
tripping.
best ball skills in the draft.
I didn't pay attention in
So
school,
he's
man.
166 pounds, and he'll have to prove that he can
But
do
man,
it there.
thank
He
you for
bounced
tuning
around,
in
so
with
this
me,
was
Edward. I
definitely a little
appreciate
bit
you,
of
my
a
guy.
surprise, but we talked about the front that they've got going on there. in
I
Washington
appreciate
with
you.
all those guys. And now a corner for Ron Rivera's defense. Definitely a surprise. I love the player.
Well, just put Old Bay on
pick
it.
6 rate on pick.
What's that?
Like almost half of his
Again,
picks were pick
please
6.
make sure you all connect with me with all of my social media platforms, and I'm on all of the podcast platforms as well.
Let's set the stage with Mike
Again,
Garafolo. Mike,
new upcoming Dallas Cowboys content creator
we
right
did not
here.
expect
Your
him to
boy,
still be on
Real
the board,
Talk
especially since we
Cowboy.
didn't see the Commanders there. I told you to watch cornerback. I would have thought with Gonzalez there unexpectedly, perhaps he would be the pick, but he continues to slide down the Oregon cornerback. I'm asking a couple of talent evaluators why that's the case. They said just not an impact player. It's not a medical thing. It's not a character thing. He is great in both of those regards. It's just, is he really your flavor? He doesn't really jam receivers enough, well enough in the line of scrimmage. Sometimes not that impact tackler as well. So the slide has been on for Christian Gonzalez. You wonder how much longer it could possibly go, because this was a top 10 guy in a lot of folks' mind potentially, and here he is well outside the top 10.
Mike, thanks very much. And the NFL Plus draft room is now the
My guy, Edward, thank you so much, man.
Christian
Yes,
Gonzalez, how
let's
does that
stay
happen?
connected, man. Talk this football talk, and maybe you know, come on board and come on, man. We can get you on the platform, and we both can talk football, man. Like I said, if you all want to be a part of the show, just inbox me. I mean, we can make it happen, man. You can be right here where this draft area is. We can talk
With
football.
the 17th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, The New England Patriots select Christian Gonzalez, defensive back, Oregon.
Okay.
Can we talk about how good the
Hey,
NFC East is? Like
I was gone for
amazing
about
is this?
20
For the
minutes,
Patriots,
man,
this is like the
fixing my
perfect pick for
garage on
them.
my house,
And they traded
the
down,
garage
got more
door.
equity,
Has
and got
any
their
tight
guy.
end been
I think
taken off
he's
the
an
board?
impact guy. I think his back
I
and
don't
forth
think so.
shiftiness,
But
his
has
ability to
any
change
tight end
direction
been
is
taken off the
ridiculous. Look at
board?
that
Let me
overall
know. Put it
92
in the
score
chat.
per the Next Gen Stats draft score. Bill Belichick just
I
got
appreciate you,
exactly what
Edward.
he
Yeah,
wanted
we're gonna
and an
go
extra
get that
pick.
soon, man. You're gonna be the
Great
first
point.
one, man,
In the AFC, if you are
that I
not
get up here
supporting your
and talk
quarterback,
that football,
you better
man.
be trying to defend your
Inbox me,
field.
man.
That's
Some of your availability,
And he
and
plays
what
with
days,
and
man, so we
the
can make
Patriots
that
want to play
happen,
with.
man.
This guy is physical. He is competitive. He shows up every single game and gives it his all. This is a great fit for the Patriots.
Okay,
best value pick so far.
With that, let's move to pick number 18, where the Detroit Lions will be making their second selection here. Reminder that at pick number 6,
We have 8
they traded
more
out and took a
spots
pick then at
before
12
we
after that
select.
trade, and they picked Jahmyr Gibbs. So let's move into the Lions draft room.
Or am I? Or was it 9?
Brad, the public perception of our pick here on Jahmyr Gibbs has been like we reached a little bit. Did we get into panic mode? Let's make sure we get this thing right here at number 18. So
Brad,
what are we going to do?
So can we just go take Dalton Kincaid? I mean, we already
Okay,
decided
bet.
the
I
draft
thought
pick,
so.
We still have Dalton Kincaid.
I thought
He's
so.
available there. Or if you don't want to go with Kincaid, let me encourage maybe Kalijah Cansey. We need the guy in the middle. Stop the run. The Panthers showed
Pierre.
us we were deficient. We're really grateful to them to show us where
Yeah,
we needed to
Edward
fix.
is a Dallas
And
Cowboy
we didn't
fan.
address it necessarily in free agency. So one
If
of
I'm
those
not
two, either
mistaken,
this
he's a
tight
Dallas
end who's going to
Cowboy
be a difference
fan.
maker, or and we've got a good O-line because you did a great
I'm
job
for sure
building
he's
that
a
O-line
Dallas
through the
Cowboy
years. But one of those two, please and thank you.
Okay, I will consider it.
I'm all about Kalijah Cansey. I'm such a fan of the young
Hey,
defensive lineman that they took.
Pierre, I
out
would
of
not
Michigan a year ago.
be
I thought he played great.
mad with
Coverage is
that.
awesome.
I
love
would not
him
be
as a
mad with an
blocker
offensive
inside.
lineman.
So you
We
can't
need
double
it,
either one
man.
of those guys. This guy gets penetration. He's athletic.
Like I
he's
said,
quick, he's explosive.
that'll be my
He's
choice
not
to
the
be an
biggest
offensive
guy,
lineman.
but he's a dependable
Yep.
playmaker against the run and the pass. He's hard to block. He makes a lot of plays. And once again, we were last in the NFL in total defense last year. We need some help on the defensive side.
I agree with you, and I love the 4.6740 at 280 pounds. Like, we love that. I love the way he moves. I love some of the similarities in the way they play to what Aaron Donald has given the LA Rams. But, guys, we don't have a plan beyond Jared Goff here at the tail end of this contract. Should we be considering the fact that Will Levis, maybe we thought would have been gone by the 11th pick with the Tennessee Titans, is still sitting here for us, and we didn't even have to move to get him at 18. We can still stash him. Let's go to our guy who's been again keeping his ear to the ground. Mike, what are you hearing?
Has Anton Harrison,
Hendon Hooker
tackle from Oklahoma, been taken off the board?
Injury. We're now
I need
into
to.
a block
I need
of
to get
teams
to a
where
tracker.
Hooker did visit with before the draft, beginning with the Detroit Lions. The Minnesota Vikings are coming up in a bit as well. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He did pay a visit to Tampa Bay. He also had a private meeting with the Minnesota Vikings, by the way. So a bunch of teams did the homework when it came to Hendon Hooker.
Because,
So
man,
now
I'm
we're
doing
getting to the point where
bad job trying to
asking
keep
the
up
question.
with
Is
all
Hendon
the
Hooker
draft.
actually going to go ahead of Will Levis? That is a storyline to watch here, as Levis has not yet come off the board. Let's keep an eye on that over the next couple of picks here.
I think it's a good point. I appreciate our information guy always
Okay,
keeping us
got
abreast
it.
of what's gonna be
Draft
happening
tracker.
here. And look,
Let's
did we
see.
love what Jalen Hurts did last year for the Eagles? I mean, as you look at what he did in his collegiate career, it's strikingly similar to what Hendon has done during his. The question, I guess, being, and again, I don't mind the age. I really don't. I think he's going to come in mature.
Yep. I love that about him. I love that he's played a lot of football.
The same here, Edward. The same here, man. I'm getting anxious as well,
You don't look at
man.
these guys like they were projections. No, Jalen Hurts, for as good as he got, he was a rare, unique player at two different schools.
My man, Edward.
To me, was the third best quarterback in this draft. So it would not surprise me at all if he goes here real quick.
Yeah, you know, the people talk a lot about the triplets, Edward, but also, you know, can't forget about Alvin Harper,
I think
man.
the quarterback plan is a sound
My
one.
boy
I think
was the man too, man.
And Mark, look, ultimately, it's going to come down to you. If you see a potential face of the franchise here in a 10-year starter, we can't pass that up. We may not have that opportunity.
Okay,
again.
let's see
So
what
I would say
tackles.
this as a football coach, I can rarely worry about what happens 10 years from now. Right?
Exactly.
I got about.
I feel you.
Every coach in the league's got about 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, about a year and a half to really make it.
But I'm the
we were
GM, I'm gonna be-
32nd in the league last year in defense.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need help on the defensive side. If it's not Kalijah Cansey, it's somebody else that helps Aiden.
So I
pursue
believe
his
and I want
path to greatness.
my
But we gotta start
Cowboys
stopping people on the defensive side.
We consider
had
Joey
2
Porter
tackles in
after
mind.
We sent
Yeah.
Jeff
Anton
Okudah
Harrison
to
from
Dallas.
Oklahoma,
When a guy who's kind of meets our mindset
DeJuan
of a head
Jones
coach, right?
from
You love what you
Ohio
know,
State.
If we're talking about aggressive mentality, we love the way
PFF
that Joey Porter can
website
get up
ranked
there and press receivers.
Anton Harrison from Oklahoma,
Thought.
number 12,
Thought.
and
Big corner.
DeJuan Jones
arm,
is ranked
technique,
15.
disruptor on the
And both of them
inside,
guys
built
are
for the
still out
future
there and
with the
available.
quarterback. What do we think
I
of
would
this?
not be
Jimmy,
mad
future-
if
future
Jerry
us says,
Jones and the
"Don't worry about the
boys
quarterback."
selected
Okay,
one
you're
of
the-
them.
You're the resident lion. What are you thinking here?
Elijah Cansey.
Would be nice.
I look as much
This
as
is
I
wishful
think
thinking, right? It would be
an
nice if
opportunity here.
we
Coach,
was
I
to
agree
pick
with you.
at 26,
think
pick a
let's
tackle,
Let's go win.
and then maybe
We gotta
trade
get-
up
we gotta get 2-3
to a
years
higher
of
pick in the
James
second round and
Garner,
pick
but
another
James was playing at
tackle,
a high
and
level.
then be
Yeah,
through
he's
with it.
just
Double
great
back on the
passer.
tackles,
He's
man,
got some great
and
weapons
then
around
go
him.
ahead
Got a
about your
good
business
building
with the
block.
rest
He
of
just
them.
took our running back of the
And
future.
if it was
On
my
top of having
choice,
2
you
other
know,
really good
I
running
would
backs on the
do.
team. We've got good receivers. Love
Yeah.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Oh yeah,
This guy's gonna
oh yeah. You
chance to
can't forget
special.
about Moose,
Hey, let's
man.
go do something with this defense.
Yeah, he was my guy, man. And I don't think
Once,
most
'cause that
teams
guy
even
is a
run a
nine
set
pound. He's gonna
using a
come off.
fullback no more, man. But
Okay.
he cleared the way for so many things, man.
we
That
got?
Emmitt Smith,
Elijah
you know,
Cansey,
in them
defensive
yards,
tackle,
man.
Pitt.
And can't
And
forget about
Elijah.
shorthand
It's
Jay
gonna be- It's
Novacek.
gonna be terror up there, right?
That is. And
The
look,
good old
we're
days, man. But
advocating
hopefully we can
for,
put
you know,
together,
Jalen
man,
Carter
a
at
team,
number
man,
6
that
before
can
we traded out.
duplicate
We
what they
obviously
did
didn't get that
back then,
opportunity,
man.
But we did get some extra picks, which we do love. Give us
But
an
yeah, I was
opportunity to
saying,
continue building
you know,
this
I
team.
wouldn't
But
be mad if
Mark,
they
I
picked the
think
tackle
you
and double
set
back
us up for
in the
some
early second round,
dominance
picked another
on the
tackle,
defensive side of
and
the
then
ball.
go
A lot
with
of
your
things people don't
defensive
know about Aiden
tackle,
Hutchinson. He's really good inside also. So there are
linebacker.
times that you can move that guy
I would try to
left
get
side
2
to right side.
different
Now you put both
defensive
these guys
tackle, 2
inside,
tackles,
and there's a chance to
maybe
win
1 or
games.
2
And we
linebackers,
picked
a
so many mock
wide
drafts,
receiver,
Happy.
and a
This
cornerback.
has been so popular
That'd be
mock
good
draft.
with me,
Doesn't
man.
everybody really want to make mock drafters?
For sure.
That would be good with me.
And
Yes.
Elijah said he didn't have any visits, so there's a lot of teams in the weeds for this guy. I didn't want their intentions to be known that they were after Cansey. So this could be. He's a lion type of guy. The energy, the passion, the athletic ability. Seems like a lion.
Man, there's a lot of good options here, but I feel like we did the best we could for our defensive coordinator, Aaron Glenn. So with that, Elijah Cansey, our pick for the Detroit Lions here at number 18.
The wall is so cool.
And Commissioner Roger Goodell will
All right.
essentially confirm our suspicions or will give us a new direction. And all the while, we'll look fantastic doing it in front of that Honolulu blue. So here we go, back to Kansas City.
With the 18th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Jack Campbell, linebacker, Iowa.
Okay.
All right, Jack Campbell, the old school thumper from Iowa, goes to Detroit. First, the good news, guys. I was worried that after their last pick, the Lions might take a second running back in the first round. They didn't do that. That's good. Jack Campbell is going to Detroit. And listen, I don't think it was – I never thought it was going to be a quarterback. They weren't going to do it. Jared Goff ended the season going
Again, thank you all for tuning in.
They're not doing Lewis or Hooker.
Tuning into the
And
Real
listen,
Talk
watching
Cowboy
the
Show.
room after they got the pick in.
New and upcoming
Jay Campbell
Dallas
was actually
Cowboy
standing up
content
there with his
creator.
chest out, holding onto his blazer like this. He was really pleased about the body
Welcome
language
to
that he has
the
shown off.
grown
Jack Campbell brings all of that.
Men and women
Cynthia, what's the
cigar
matter?
lounge.
Your head is in your hands. What's the problem?
Will
Are
you
are you
sit down,
What's the matter?
have a seat,
right here. The positional
Get your
value
favorite
tweeted running
cigar
back and
and your
linebacker.
favorite
They actually
drink
match. We're back in
and pair it
1997 right now, but
with your
ultimately,
favorite drink
it's
paired
a
with your
very
favorite
interesting
cigar.
selection.
Relax.
Good year,
Take a
I
smoke.
believe probably a better year
Take
for
a drink and talk that
Now,
football
when
talk.
our
That
GM made
Dallas
the pick, we
Cowboy
talked about this being a
football
Dan
talk.
Campbell type of guy. Jack Campbell is a Campbell type of guy.
Is it his
Better
son?
believe it.
Is it his
Here where
long
we
lost
invite
son?
all fans of all
He's a
teams over to
downhill,
talk
physical,
that talk.
tough kid.
But know that where our focus is
Moving
here
on
on the
to
All
Dallas
right, we just got to get
Cowboys.
to Detroit. The second round begins tomorrow. As we move into the Tampa
So
Bay
tonight is just
Bucs
only the first
draft
round.
room, green room, rather, built
And
by
then
Lowe's.
tomorrow,
As
I
we get a
think,
look,
is what,
of
the
course,
second and
Will
third
Levis
round, if I'm
is
not mistaken.
still in there. Now, obviously, we are now making the transition to the Tampa Bay Bucs draft room. Obviously, guys, we got to do something about the quarterback. We felt like, Mark, you gave us
As
an
soon as we
opportunity
pick
to
our
find a
number
starter
one
with
pick,
Baker Mayfield. We
and that's
thought
when my
we
work
found a guy that
starts.
could potentially be our future in Kyle Trask.
I'm going to
We haven't
start doing my
seen him
research
hardly at all.
and hoping
Tommy
to put
was
some
great for us, brought
video
us to the
clips,
Super Bowl, but I think
game
now
analysis up on
this
that
is not
player.
the QB. Even though the value might be there here at 19, we've got way more priorities, right?
What's the pick? Go
Edge
for
rusher,
it. Gotta
Nolan
go fast.
Smith,
Gotta go
offensive
fast.
line.
Lions just gave you a.
Wow.
Go from a little bit of Tennessee orange to the Tampa orange.
Hey, it
there,
makes
you
sense.
know, that's.
Seems like it's just taking so long now to get to my
at the quarterback
boys.
position with Tom Brady to another mature player.
Anticipation.
I think this makes
Hendon Hooker.
sense.
Hendon Hooker. It's got
is
to be
the
Hendon
pick.
Hooker, quarterback from Tennessee.
Okay.
Let's do it.
We've tried to give him to other teams, but this certainly makes some sense. Tom Brady no longer there, and you don't have to thrust him into the action week one because we've got
Baker. You got him. Trask, give him a chance. A couple games if Baker can't get it done, and now we've got Hendon ready to take over.
I mean, Mike Evans, a good go route there. Like, I love that. And every team plays a spread now. So I kind of like, if I'm going to pick one of those two, love them.
Yeah. Okay. So Hendon Hooker, our pick here for the Tampa Bay Bucs as we get you back out to Kansas City for a dose of reality with Commissioner Roger Goodell, who will make this pick in a moment. Again, last 5 picks we have seen. Green Bay Packers took Lucas Van Ness. Steelers took Broderick Jones. Jets with Will McDonald. Commanders, Emmanuel Forbes. Patriots, Christian Gonzalez. And then Jack Campbell, most recently the pick of the Detroit Lions.
With the 19th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Kalijah Cansey, defensive end, Pittsburgh.
Okay. Okay.
Great pick. This is the one I wanted for the Lions.
Mama
This is
gonna
the one I
shout.
wanted with a couple other teams.
Oh, Mama is shouting. They got to catch her.
When you put
Somebody
the film
catch
on,
Mama.
This guy gets you out of your seat. His energy, his explosiveness,
Somebody
his
catch
excitement.
Mama. She's shouting.
A lot of Tampa Bay Buccaneer fans right
We
now.
made
going
it,
crazy,
baby.
right?
We made
Because
it.
This is their Warren Sapp. This is their guy that is a game changer from the inside position. He is so fast and so explosive. I'd say probably the top 5 guys.
Real talk. You gotta be ashamed of yourself.
Just as a football coach, put the film on. This guy makes you not want to
It's
stop
your
watching. You want
time.
to watch play after play after play. And much like quarterback that went number 1, I heard all the questions about size, and I put the film on, and I crumpled those things up and put them in the garbage because this guy can play, and he will change games.
I love the Warren Sapp comparison.
What about the Aaron Donald comparison from the combine? I mean, the numbers are eerily similar, all the way from height, weight, 40-yard dash. Kalijah even had a better three-cone, like much better, in fact. So fantastic.
comparing this
work
guy
there by the
to
Bucs. They
Aaron
got
Donald.
Kalijah Cansey to go up there with Vita Vea, Logan Hall, Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, and company there for that Tampa.
Kalijah next to Vita. First of all,
Man, the
it's gonna be
Seahawks
tough.
already.
You're gonna have the
Man, they
biggest
had
guy
a
next to the smallest
bunch of
guy.
picks,
But
didn't
two
they?
guys that you can't double.
Okay.
And you can't single block either one of those guys. You have to double one. The other one's going to get single coverage. That's going to be awesome.
The Seattle Seahawks are on the clock, and so are we here inside the NFL Plus draft room. Brett Lewis, Cynthia Freeland, Mark Ross, Coach David Shaw simulating.
Again, thank you all for tuning into the Real Talk Cowboy show. I'm your boy, Real Talk Cowboy. I'm new and upcoming Dallas Cowboys content creator.
Yeah, the
I
Seattle
think I'm the
Seahawks did
newest
not get
one
to slide back at
on the
number 5
platforms
position,
of
so
social
perhaps
media.
They slide back here. This is something.
Thank
that
you
John
all for
Schneider
tuning
likes to
in.
do in the drafts. If he stays put, I know wide receiver. We got to get some wide receivers off
You're
the
right.
board.
He came
here.
out of Pittsburgh.
At some point, wide
Yep.
receiver was a possibility for the Seahawks, as was Nolan Smith, the edge rusher
Go in.
from Georgia.
Connect with me on all of my social media platforms so you can stay connected.
Exactly.
You know
Can
when
we
I
get
go
some wide
live and
receivers
get the
off the board?
latest
Perhaps
and
that will
breaking
start here with the
news.
Seattle Seahawks, but again, also
Again,
Nolan Smith,
I will
guy,
be having
that has
shirts and
intrigued
hats
John
for
Schneider
sale.
and company.
Real Talk Cowboy. Doing raffles and giveaways.
Front and center.
So yeah.
All of these pro days. Saw our faces all over NFL Network as they were doing their pro day specials. Was that all just a smokescreen, or were we really considering it? Do we really want to take an opportunity here once again to get a quarterback? Something we could have done at 5, but Anthony Richardson was off the board. Do we believe in Will Levis enough here to make that value at 20? Or, as our info guy Mike said, like, is it time for a wideout?
Or should we keep building the D? Should we keep the Legion of Boom theme running and
Joey
up and
Porter?
running?
You think aggressive
No,
press
not
coverage
it.
is something we like? And Joey Porter, I think you might be onto something here. What do you got, Sen?
Just one note here. This could be a space where O-line could at least, we should consider just a little bit here.
We got 2 starting tackles last year.
Wait, Steve, we got some guards we could really, I'm just saying, just something to consider here, because we could think about adding JSN on the slot. We could.
Phenomenal 11 person.
That would be pretty.
That would be really, really
Is that something
scary.
you might be interested in?
That would be really, really scary. You've got 2 really good receivers outside that beat single coverage anyway, and now taking the best slot receiver in the draft. That
Again,
could really
thank
help
you all
your
for
quarterback
tuning in
potentially
tonight.
get a whole bunch of money too. That's giving you money.
Really appreciate you all.
That would be. I'm staring at Nolan
As
Smith.
the time nears for our Dallas Cowboys to pick our number 1 pick for tonight.
Here's another guy that is just
Still, I don't know what's in the mindset of Jerry Jones and the boys. Do we move up? Do we stay put? Or do we move down?
My top 2 receivers on the
And if
board
we
also.
stay put,
That'd be
or
number
move
one
up,
tight ends on the board. And then
who do we get?
Gino did a lot of work with that little play action going to the tight ends last year with Fant, and Disley had a nice year. But
And what I'm thinking now, I have a feeling that our Dallas Cowboys will pick Zay Flowers if he's available.
I don't feel a lot of consensus
A lot of
with the
ice
group
on
right
his
now. Do we don't have a lot of consensus. So we Nolan Smith, we go on receiver. We continue to Legion of Boom. Got Porter, Witherspoon, Tariq Woolen. Woo!
I think
we're
we're-
shutting
I think-
everybody down. We do that.
That's right. Yeah.
People just to make sure there's no one who maybe wants to trade with us, but just to make sure. I think
Yeah,
we're
no,
calling
I-
to make sure.
You know, the more we think about this, I feel good about our wideouts with DK and Tyler. We're going to invest a lot of money there, and we have. I think it's been a minute since we had a dominant tight end. You know, Jimmy Graham.
I agree with you, Edward. I agree. And I don't think I don't even think we would have to move up to get either one of these 2. I really think though that the Dallas Cowboys are sold on Zay Flowers.
3-9. But coach, you got 9 sacks out of Daryl Taylor last year.
I need to figure out. I'm thinking that the tackle, the offensive line
we got to get more
candidates or players are deep. I think they're deep.
He played a bunch of different places.
Bobby Wagner's back. He can like teach him some stuff too.
Be a great influence.
Yep. Like you said, putting those great players around him.
What do we do?
Like, setting him up
we got
to be successful and not to fail.
We don't like
Again, Jerry Jones in the front office kind of came out and said that they messed up by letting Amari Cooper go. You failed Dak Prescott. Not taking anything away from all the other wide receivers, but just couldn't get it done, and you failed them. So now it's time to put the pieces around them, continue to build our defense, and be great on both sides.
275 pounds. I love
All 3 phases, you need to be good in special teams as well.
That up and under move that he uses with that
It's time to go to the Super Bowl and win.
I mean, obviously, if we go Nolan, we're going in a different
Us
direction.
fans have been waiting so long to get back there.
Who's a better fit for what we
I know there's some teams that haven't been there, period. But when you spoil us like you have been doing, Dallas,
what he
Cowboys.
you know.
You got to continue to spoil us. We like
Miles kinda
spoiled
reminds me of a
brats,
little bit,
spoiled children.
You know, we got
You know,
Michael Bennett was one of those position
let's get back there.
players. He was not the biggest dude.
And
but
showing
we were
why
able to
we
move him
are the
inside from
Dallas
time to time. Maybe
Cowboys.
we can do that with Miles and, you know, pair him up there on the inside on
And
passing
why
lanes
every time we play, we
and still
set
let
record for
Daryl
the
Taylor
most
and Boye
watched
Mafe
game.
come off and rush off the edge.
Yeah.
We are America's team.
Picks in,
I
we
like,
gotta do it.
I like Miles Murphy, defensive line play all along the front.
That's right. It's the last Super Bowl, man, and it's time for another one.
Yeah,
let's go.
Time for another one.
He's another one who's fun to watch.
Okay, Seahawks, who you gonna pick?
His length is special.
That's a good man. I'm glad you brought him up. I mean,
that's why.
Who you gonna pick?
That's why they pay you the big bucks. That's why they pay you the big bucks.
All right, Coach.
Next year, I plan on being there wherever the draft is, live, reporting live from the draft. That's my plan.
We have again been going back, and we have trying to get back to our defensive dominance.
This is an educated fan base.
They really are.
Know,
very
went on-
smart.
They wear their 12 jerseys. that
With
say,
you all
"Let's do 'em all."
support, yep, I know I'll get there.
And so, I mean, we've got Daryl Taylor, we've got Draymond Jones. We are building a beast along this defensive line.
We need help.
Defensive line seems to be how you win. Look at all the teams who are able to rotate people really
Okay,
well.
the Seahawks are happy with their pick.
Right?
Eagles rotated all of the time. Niners rotated when they were healthy.
Yeah, and look, Miles again gives us, if we want to move inside. I mean, you go back and watch what he was able to do in a number of different games from a physical standpoint, and he's got that motor that we love here.
Please.
Okay, I love this. I love where we ended up here. So with that, we are going to take Miles Murphy's name off our board. Does the commissioner take it off for
More kids.
the actual board? Back to Kansas City.
The question is, are they going to be passionate like the other young fella?
The Seattle Seahawks are champions of growing the game of football at the youth and high school levels. Joining me on stage are local boys tackle football players and local girls flag players who are pioneers in flag football growth. These young men and women embody the NFL values of respect, integrity, resiliency, and responsibility to their teams. Congratulations on your accomplishments and your academic and football careers. Now to make the selection, please welcome Bethany Uribe. Go ahead.
With the 20th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Jackson Njigba, wide receiver, Ohio State.
Okay.
First receiver taken. Jacksonville. We always said he was going to be the first receiver. People talking top 15. So
Okay.
this is a great value right here. Help Geno out. You got DK. You got Lockett. You got the running back Walker from last year. The O-lineman, as Rhett talked about. This is just stacking it up for this offense. So
Shane Waldron's jumping for joy right now, the offensive coordinator. And also, I too am jumping for joy because we did that promo thing where you picked all these 6 things, and I picked that the first wide receiver would come up at around 20. So I win.
Nice.
We all win here.
City
Everyone.
wins.
W's all around.
I think our GM hit it on the head too. I mean, our 3 receiver set right now is pretty scary.
Yes.
You want to play too high. So many people would play too high, right? Try to run the ball. Now you play too high. We let our slot guy.
Yeah.
Right.
So, Edward, I got a question for you, man.
You play single high.
So if
we
you
got some
think
guys outside that
we
can
should
run
go
back.
wide receiver,
Kenneth Walker getting loose.
Yeah.
Yes.
what about tight end? Because Kincaid, I mean, he's basically like a wide receiver, man. So what do you think? Like, I know I wouldn't want to waste a pick. I ain't gonna say waste. I would want to use my number 1 pick for a tight end.
Right. We try to beat him by stopping him. We try to beat him by scoring. There you go.
But hey, you can look at it that way.
Okay, with that,
I don't know.
Jackson Smith and Jigba on our
You
first
get
receivers
nervous,
off the
like
board,
you
number
said,
20,
with each pick
and
going
the
by.
LA Chargers are now on the clock, and so are we right here in Los
So
Angeles.
21.
And so
Woo,
with that,
5 more picks.
let's see what we got here, guys.
5 more picks.
All right.
Look,
this is about our quarterback, right?
It's about the quarterback. And look, the first receiver just got taken. This is time for the first tight end to get taken.
Yes.
This is time for the first tight end to get taken.
Jumping on the table.
All in.
I think we have some company here. This is the time. This is the time. We need a pass catching tight end. We've got good receivers. We've got a heck of a running back. Hopefully we can keep them on board and keep them happy. We've got really good players on the defensive side. We just signed Kendricks. You got to love both. So hopefully he's back healthy. You got Khalil Mack. You got maybe the best safety in the game in Derwin James. We're making a Super Bowl run here. Let's give our quarterback.
You think they're going to pick him?
They have one more weapon.
This is your ticket.
Remember,
this
you're
is your
also getting
ticket to points in the
significantly healthier
playoffs.
along the O-line too. So you got Rashawn Slater coming back from the biceps. You got a lot of things. That team was unusually unhealthy last season. So they will get a lot of starting level players that they weren't playing with at the end of last season.
Let's make sure we got all of our ducks in a row here, though, because we didn't get to see Dalton very much during this pre-draft process. Let's see if we can get some info from Mike Garafolo.
Yeah, I know you're talking tight end, and that is something that the Chargers have explored. I believe it's going to wind up being a wide receiver. There was a block of receivers here that they felt good about, including Jordan Addison from USC, as well as Quentin Johnson from TCU. So that's my hunch right here. Wide receiver, you see the team needs right there on the screen. I think they're going with that first one.
All right, guys, if we're talking about building a basketball team as a wide receiver room, right, we've got our power forward in Mike Williams. Right, we've got our small forward, right, in Keenan Allen. Do we need that? Do we need that shooting guard? Do we need a
Josh Palmer too, who's pretty daggone big as well?
Zay Flowers still sitting there.
We got Zay would give you
talk about a burner,
a different element than what they have there.
Jordan Addison.
Jordan Addison.
He feels a little bit like Keenan Allen to us. You know, if we want to
a little Keenan Allen.
Right.
Well, a little.
Slight,
yes.
I mean, if you're going to only select for speed, Jalen Hyatt does actually enter the conversation.
Great point. We've had bigger surprises in this first round. I mean, guys, I still can't believe Will McDonald went at 15, but there he goes.
A lot of guys select for speed. That's something. It's one of the the principles that a lot of people go by, and it's an interesting one.
But Jordan Addison's at SC. He's in LA. Their Chargers are right there. They probably check them out a lot.
Yeah.
I have a little intel.
So here, let's assess this. If we can come back close up here on our wide receiver board, because I want to make sure that we understand what we have here. We have speed in Jalen Hyatt. We have smooth operator in Jordan Addison. We have a above the rim physical player with the ball in his hands in Quentin Johnson, who feels a little like Mike, right? Like Mike Williams.
A little,
Zay Flowers feels like the guy that we don't have.
Also, you saw that video of him with Patrick Mahomes.
All right, the
and
pick
Patrick
is
Mahomes
in.
calling him like maybe the biggest deep threat.
Let's
in the draft.
see.
And I'm sure.
Hopefully they
the
don't take
Chargers
Zay
also
Flowers
know
off the
I
board.
feel like he gives us Hyatt and Addison together in just a little bit of a different package.
I know Mike G is giving us the intel on the receivers.
But
But why are we passing up the best player on our board right now? And we do need a tight end, right? Gerald Everett's been.
I wouldn't hate it.
Journeyman a little bit. Is he really the guy that does the tight end, the playmaking tight end, give us more than a receiver at this point?
I think we got to consider it. But let's make sure, because like I mentioned to you guys earlier, like I love supporting our quarterback. But we've also got to defend some of the best quarterbacks in this league, this conference. Joey Porter Jr. still there. We got the best nickel corner in the draft that's still there. Or we have some of these edge rushers like Nolan Smith that maybe we didn't think we were going to be. Do you still feel good?
I feel good. Let's go.
All right.
Dalton Kincaid, tight end Utah for the 4th time. Let's go, Dalton.
All right. There it is. Maybe the 4th time's the charm. Dalton Kincaid, our pick for the Chargers at number 21. He was fantastic.
Skewing Mike G's intel. Sorry, we're doing our own, blazing our own path here on that.
We've been wrong before. We're happy to be wrong again.
We're about 90%.
What we love about this dude is he is a competitor. He does not care what your expectations of him are. He will exceed them. He did that his entire career. Started
All right.
Transferred
Again.
to Utah, and he'll do that
Here
here.
comes the commissioner.
With the LA Chargers. Let's see if Commissioner Roger Goodell makes it a reality.
With the 21st pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Chargers select Quentin Johnston, wide receiver, TCU.
Wow. Okay. So Quentin Johnston, some of the issues with him were surrounding will he be able to hang on to the football at the next level. There were some drops with a question mark. This guy is big. This guy is physical. This guy will throw defensive backs out of the way. He's very good against press. We've seen him be absolutely just like, I don't want to call him a possession receiver because some people think that's like a used in the pejorative, but he can come down with the ball in the red area very, very well. So it's a very nice, strong, it kind of feels like they're building a full basketball team of just really
Whole pop look like a pimp.
Small ball, they're doing tall
Whole
ball,
pops.
if you will.
Yeah.
And that's seemingly how they're going to fit him in.
He had some drops.
Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of drops,
But
not natural hands.
that you know what? Maybe that we can work that. Coach, can we work that out of his game? Let's hope so, right?
You can get that a little bit better.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what they're doing is they're creating matchups. They got matchup issues all over the field now. They got big guys all over the field, and there were times at Stanford we did the same thing. You know, if you can't find the fastest guy, find the biggest guys you can. You've got a great deep ball quarterback. You know that you got to hopefully you spread people out, get a bunch of one-on-ones. You've got one of the best running backs in the league. If they play single high, now we've got guys that can win one-on-one battles with size and athletic ability.
All right, and with that, Quentin Johnston goes 21, and now at 22, the Baltimore Ravens are on the clock. And hey, way to go!
Okay, Baltimore Ravens.
You got it done.
Sign that check.
Finally,
got our guy.
At the last minute, you know.
Yeah, I had to sign that check. But so with that being said, I don't want to hear about anything but receivers. We're going to
Again, thank you all for tuning into the Real Talk Cowboy Show. I'm your new and up and coming Dallas Cowboys content creator.
I thought with Rashad Bateman, we knocked it out of the park. We just need to get him healthy.
We need more.
All right, and so I really would have
Thank you all for joining. I'm your host, but you all are my co-host. I really appreciate you all for tuning in. I call this here the Grown and Sexy Cigar Lounge.
Coach, with your background, you've seen.
Come in, have a seat, get your cigar and your favorite drink to pair with your cigar. Sit down, relax, and talk this Cowboy talk.
When you watch 2 years
Football talk, that is. Dallas Cowboy football talk.
There's nothing
where I keep it real, 100. If I get some rumors or what I hear say, I will let you know.
And most of them are
Majority of my information will be real talk and just
available
my
wide
opinion.
Receivers.
You know, and that's why you all are my co-hosts, so we can talk it through together.
We could tell him the story.
So, but I thank you all for tuning in. If you have not done so yet, in the comment area, tell me where you're watching me from.
I think that's what you do, right?
Tell me where you're watching from, what state.
You pair him on the.
And Edward said, I think at 26 pick, we have options at offensive line, offensive side and defensive side of the ball.
After to kind of complement in later.
I agree, Edward. My question is, some of those offensive picks that I like, will they be available when we come back around for us to pick? That's my only question and
And then let
concern.
the quarterback run. The Steelers passed on you, bro. We didn't.
Yeah.
We would never do anything like that.
We do have a new offensive coordinator.
We do.
So
What are
our
we gonna do,
offense is
Coach?
going to change.
What's our offense
Our
gonna
offense
look
is going to
like?
change. What LSU did, what they do, sat back, spread it out, boom, boom, boom.
Well, I think when you watch the history of this coordinator, there's a lot of versatility. They've done a lot of different things. Utilize the quarterback run, quick play, quick action pass, RPOs, play action deep shots. There's a lot of things that they've done. This
So
now that we got the deal done, thank you very much.
Way to go.
we got a
Way to
pretty
go.
high
Have a
pick
special
on
player,
the
but
second
in my
round,
opinion, what team can
58.
take some pressure off. To me, that's the receiver.
Yeah, and
To me, that's
And a
receiver.
very
We
high.
traded away Hollywood Brown for whatever reason.
I
that
think
didn't
we
work.
in the
Trade
high
Odell
second
Beckham,
round and
wants
the
to
high
be here,
third
wants to be
round.
there.
So
We got a tight end.
third
We
round,
got a
the
solid
90
running back.
pick,
I would say let's give our
the
quarterback one
90th
more weapon.
pick,
Let's take one
fourth
more player
round,
off
129,
game off of his legs.
the
I
fifth
don't
round,
mind- I don't, but I
176,
feel
and
like
then the
we kind
sixth
of got a
round,
guy who feels like Madison already. not
212.
just
And we
'cause of
don't
the
have a
skill comp, but we ended up going- we
seventh
got us
round
Nelson
pick.
Aguilar too.
Yep.
So we have some depth.
But
We're
yeah.
counting on Tylan Wallace to give us a little more. Devin Duvernay. But I just look at what Cynthia was saying, and do we view Joey Porter Jr.
Again,
an
thank you all
upgrade
for tuning
over
into the
Brandon
Real
Cephas?
Talk Cowboy Show.
Do we view
I'm your boy,
Brian
Real
Branch
Talk
an
Cowboy,
upgrade over Demarion Williams?
new and up and
I
coming
think you can make a strong case
Dallas
for both.
Cowboys
I like Brian
content
Branch a lot.
creator
And
here on your
He loved
social
Alabama
media
folks, didn't he?
platforms.
Baltimore Ravens, They love defensive players and they love Bama boys.
Make sure if you have not done so
I
yet,
think Brian Batch is
please
a
go and
day one
connect with
starter.
me on all of my
Let it
social
go.
media
Let's take Kyle
platforms
Hamilton last
so
year,
that you
sort of
can
the
stay
hybrid guy as
connected to
well.
me,
So,
know when
yeah,
I go
different hybrid.
live,
That's a little bit of concern. We have two
see
different
the
kind of hybrid
information
guys
that I
out there.
post,
I love
and
the
also
spite angle with the
what's
Joey
new.
Porter. That's would be an amazing
I'm on
storyline there, but
podcast now, so all of
our
your
receiver room
podcast
right now,
platforms,
Odell
you will find the
coming off the
Real
knee. Can we
Talk
count on him?
Cowboy show.
Aguilar has shown he is
The
not
same
the
live
guy.
shows that I put on will
Rashad
be
Bateman hasn't really lived up
also
to expectations.
in
We
podcast format.
We've got to
I'm
get
looking to
more at
go
the receiver
live over
position
there
for
as
this
well
guy we just
sometime.
gave all this money.
Also, you know, I have t-shirts and hats coming. We'll be doing raffles and giveaways.
Again until 86.
I'm gonna make this fun, you all.
Third round.
I love my Dallas
You have
Cowboys.
a new coordinator.
Been a fan
The new
since
coordinator, different
1980.
system. That last system
I was
a
able to
ton
see
of
3
gun
Super
run, which is
Bowls,
great.
so I am
Took us to the
spoiled.
brink.
I want more.
Now,
Uh,
if we're gonna do something a
time
little bit
out for
different, let's give the
relaxing.
quarterback another weapon.
I
Another
want
something to
more.
take off his legs. We'll still do the gun run stuff. That's going to be great for us. But we need our quarterback.
And Edward says he has a gut feeling we are picking a tight end at 26.
Okay. We're
The
gonna
top
play
2
like that,
tight ends
where
that
he
were
needed to run
on
all over.
my
He
list
ran
are
when
still
he needed to
available,
run,
Edward.
but we're
And
gonna
I
help
have
him
a
with the
feeling as
receiver,
well.
and
Wait, we've got some info coming in. Let's make sure we want to get this thing right. Let's go back to Mike. Mike, what do you have?
Yeah, somebody get A.J. Brown on the phone. The run on wide receivers is going to continue here. The Baltimore Ravens have used the draft to build their wide receiver room. Remember, in recent years, not this year, Odell Beckham, who, by the way, should be happy with this pick that's coming up here, they have had trouble signing wide receivers. So I'm told they're going to go wide receiver for this pick. Let's see which one it winds up being.
Are they going to take my boy Zay
We want
Flowers?
to be. So thanks for pointing us in the right direction here, Mike.
we didn't listen last time.
I don't know if they're going to take my boy.
Now we are going to go with the
That's going to be hard, Edward, if Zay Flowers is still there as well. It's going to be hard.
The last 2 years.
I think we can get a defensive tackle in the late rounds. At least double back as well.
We're going to hit on the receiver.
Political award winner.
But I think we need to go offensive lineman.
Pickett, and so now we get it. So we get him here in the AFC.
I don't know.
And
I don't know. This
caused
is
some
hard.
Steelers some problems back there in their
This
secondary.
is hard.
So Jordan Addison, the pick from us here inside the NFL Plus draft room as the Ravens at 22 would be the 3rd straight receiver off
So
the
we
board.
have 6 picks total.
Down and
I would do 2
right
tackles,
there.
2
Get him up
defensive
to
tackles,
180, you know, plenty of crab cakes.
You know what? I
a
love
linebacker, and a running back.
I think the Vikings had.
Where do I pick
Ryan
them?
Madison. So
That I
feel
don't know.
We've really stepped in front here and gotten this done. Let's go out to the commissioner now for the pick live in Kansas City in front of that beautiful draft deal.
With the 22nd pick in the 2023 draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Zay Flowers, wide receiver,
That makes
Boston
the
College.
that makes the
Okay, so Zay Flowers.
whew, that makes the decision making a little easier.
What the Reigns feels about, right? We talked about him being elusive in his ability to get open and create separation. Not the most purest route runner, but the ability to create separation can't be overstated. This would be one of those like really interesting situations.
I would say tight end
once the
now.
Chemistry with Lamar
Or
Jackson
offensive
forms,
lineman.
because this could be home run, catch and run.
Or they might
and
feel
him and Odell
they can wait
together.
till the second round to get an
Yikes, it
offensive
looks like
lineman.
a lot of yards after the catch, and by the way, it makes Mark Andrews fantasy relevant again. I had to
Yeah,
say
man.
because we do love
So it makes my decision making a little easier.
This was my favorite.
So
receiver
I'm
in the
thinking
draft.
you right,
Yeah,
man.
his
Tight end.
athleticism, his run after catch, his attitude.
Because a tight end like this caliber, the 2 that's on my list,
He doesn't care how big
they
he
won't
is
be there
compared to
second
whoever's
round.
going against.
I can
This guy's a
guarantee
good
you.
player.
At our pick,
Good player. I like Zay. This is a great fit.
you also have
They
Michael
needed a receiver.
Mayer
They needed to
as
help
well
Lamar.
from Notre Dame tight end.
Okay, so before we reset our scene inside the
So-
draft room and put the
Oh, this is
Minnesota
it.
Vikings on the clock at 23.
23,
let's
so
check in with
3
your
more
follow-up.
picks.
This is a
Are
really
you all
interesting
getting
spot. I talked
nervous?
about Hendon Hooker and the work that the Minnesota Vikings did on the Tennessee quarterback. Now, the Vikings and Kirk Cousins did have discussions about a potential contract extension this offseason, but it wasn't the kind of contract extension with the security that Cousins was looking for. So they just restructured the deal, and Cousins now set to play on the final year of his contract. So is this a quarterback selection with Will Levis still out there as well, as the Vikings potentially look to a future without Kirk Cousins in 2024? Let's see if Minnesota decides to make a move on the quarterback here.
Mike Garafolo setting the scene for us as
I
we now
agree.
take you
I
inside
agree.
the
Both of them
Minnesota
are
Vikings
very good
draft
tight
room
ends.
here on the NFL Plus.
And they won't be
All
around
right.
round 2 by the time we
quarterback,
pick.
I think, is definitely a
I can
consideration.
guarantee you that.
We have essentially committed a ton of money on relatively short-term deals to Kirk Cousins. I think he's given
Time
us
is near, folk.
a steady hand
Almost
at
at
that
26 picks. So
do we need to start
I
thinking
can guess or say it's safe to say right now that our Dallas Cowboys will stay at 26.
Definitely, we need to look this
That's
route,
what I'm
but
thinking.
we
They
also
will
Adam
stay at
Thielen, too.
26.
If we want to take another shot with Kirk to see if he can do it, do we replenish the receiver position? Corners, we have no corners.
Yes, yes, I would love to get one.
So we got a lot of options here.
Jordan Addison, guys, is still there. I do feel like they're, while in a little bit different body types, there are some similarities to what Justin already gives us.
Then if you pick a tight end, that means you don't trust
So I
Ferguson.
don't hate it. And
It's
think
hard.
we can
It's
make some
hard,
real-life
folks. It's
comparisons
hard.
that make this thing make sense for us. But I agree with you. We either need to decide we're going all in on Kirk Cousins this year and maybe for an additional year or two beyond that and take Jordan Addison, or we need to.
I'm the second-year GM. I didn't bring Kirk Cousins in here. I
You
want
have an
my own
analytics
guy.
GM.
I want my own guy. I'm a Princeton guy, as Kwesi is as well. My brother in there, he's smart. I'm going to build for the future here with a quarterback.
Then
Get my
tell
own
us.
quarterback in here with another mature, smart guy.
Tell us what we should be looking at. here.
Who are you pointing at over there?
I'm pointing at Joey Porter Jr. or even Brian Branch, maybe, but Joey Porter Jr. Why? Because when I'm looking at physicality and playing in the NFC
but
North, you need to
bringing in
also
one of
stop
those
the
top 2
run.
tight
Stop the
ends,
run. We saw the Lions, they selected a running back very
Jerry
high.
can use that as a marketing
He's fallen
strategy.
too
You know,
far when you have a huge need. Third down,
it's more of a
off the
sexy
field, Minnesota
pick
Vikings.
versus a
I say give your defense a little bit of
need
help.
pick.
Joey
You
Porter.
know,
Okay.
All right.
So to
Coach,
go
what are you
along with
thinking here?
Andrew Booth and a Caleb Evans.
Yeah.
So we just hired Brian Flores to run the defense. Right?
Brian Flores, my college friend.
Yep. We're 31st in the league last year in yards per game, which is not good enough to win any games. So we got a new defensive scheme. Kirk Cousins is coming off of 4,500 yards, so it wasn't like he was just limping along last year. He played really well last year. T.J. Hawkinson goes to the Pro Bowl. Would love a receiver, but we are hurting on the defensive side. We need to stop some people. So I may be on board
Guys,
with the DB here.
Who do we have, like outside of Daniil Hunter? I mean, Zadarius Smith has been a nice piece for us when healthy. I mean, did we expect to see Nolan Smith's name? Did we expect to see Miles Murphy's name?
A lot of teams really like BJ Ojolari too.
BJ Ojolari. I mean, even
a lot of teams really like him.
I know we went.
We have a lot of. So basically, we are addressing. We have a lot of needs. We need a lot.
It's kind of strange for a
We need
team
a lot.
that won the dang division last year, right?
Also, quarterback seems like a luxury here when you have all these other needs.
Agreed.
We won 13 games last year. And
Oh,
we've lost.
and
we've
we have a lot of
pieces.
And Aaron Rodgers is gone.
Let's seize this opportunity.
I'm telling you, the time is now.
The
right?
time
Like,
is now
that
for
division. Like it doesn't. Aaron Rodgers leaving doesn't happen very often.
Who's our top-rated guy on the board on the defensive side?
Hey, it's got to be Nolan Smith, right?
I think it would go Nolan Smith and then Miles Murphy and
Joey
Joey Porter would probably be the order.
so we had 3 more picks after this.
Different
Now, beloved Dallas Cowboys will be
we
picking.
got a lot of options here.
And if you're just entering
doesn't
the Grown and Sexy Lounge, this is the Real Talk Cowboy Show. I'm your boy, Real Talk Cowboy. Welcome to the Grown and Sexy Cigar Lounge.
Jumping up and down.
Yes, he is, man. Yes, he is. And when he is smiling. This is the Grown and Sexy Cigar Lounge.
Is it orange or coral?
Come in and have a seat, get your cigar,
thing I'll say about it is
and
let's
your
just
drink.
judge whether we're going to
Sit
get an
back,
upgrade.
relax, and
Do
talk
we
this
feel
cowboy
like Joey
talk.
Porter is an upgrade over a Caleb Evans?
But yeah, he's smiling,
We
man,
picked in a
and
fourth
along
round
with
last year.
OBJ.
You made that pick.
They are
and you
loving
also
it.
made the pick of Andrew Booth in the second round, so
They
you
did.
gave us some
Yeah.
pieces.
So it's safe to
I'm
say
not
that they're
mad
going to be
at trying to
throwing
upgrade.
that rock.
His value.
They're going to be throwing that rock
I
a
think
lot.
it would be hard to. I think quarterback, the value isn't there. I think you're either going to me, the cornerback is probably.
And again,
right
the same
here
thing what the
best
Eagles
value,
has done.
although I could
The
argue
Baltimore
that
Ravens
Miles
looking
Rooker
like
and
they're
Nolan-
putting
Nolan
pieces
Smith have a
around
lot of value.
Lamar
Andrew,
Jackson to
outside of
succeed.
that,
They gave him
I
that
mean,
big
Nolan
contract,
Smith, maybe
and so
based
they
on the
want
type of
to
defense that
put
they
pieces
run,
around him. So
but it's how's it going to look now?
kudos to the
Brian Flores a
Baltimore
little
Ravens.
bit. I know he is a defensive backs coach. He is a defensive back himself. I think he can.
Yeah, we got our head coach is an offensive guy.
I
that
think
we
with
bring
our
in.
system that works too, but Jalen Naylor, KJ Osborne, we traded for Jalen Rager.
Why does this pick
still
seem
come
like
back
it's
to
taking
Jordan
so
Addison,
long,
guys.
folks?
I still come back.
All the
You got
pictures
a
in.
hard.
There's hugging. There's my man Quasey.
Yeah.
Man, this was a tough one. All right. I love the passion. Joey Porter Jr., corner from Penn State. Got to support you there, Cynthia.
Trying to make the defense a little better.
Yes.
All right. So Joey Porter Jr., who is, I mean, I think we could make the argument best press corner in this draft.
I think so.
Now, can we get him, Coach? Do you feel like with that kind of skill set, if we need to play some off coverage and some vision coverage, do you feel like we're going to be in a good spot to bring him along in that?
Yeah, I think it's easier to teach a guy to play off than it is to play up in people's faces. With the caliber of people in this league, we feel very confident with him going in and playing day one in people's faces and be able to run with those guys. And if that's his comfort level, hey, let's let him do that. Let's start your rookie year with the most thing you're comfortable with. We'll protect you as best we can. But we've got a porous defense. We won all those games on the offensive side last year. We got to start slowing people down.
Like in the last possession.
Absolutely.
Those single possession games, those are going to go either way.
Would love the receiver as well. And as Cynthia said before, maybe that's a luxury.
Come on, get this pick out of the way. 26.
We need to slow people down on the defense.
I think Jordan Addison would be a day one starter for Minnesota.
Yes.
I think Joey Porter Jr. also gives them that. I think Nolan Smith could be as well, although they run, running a 4-3. Well, no, they I don't know, 34. It's good. There's a lot of choices
How
here
will B-Flow
on the board. I think
You know,
34.
B-Flow will
Yeah.
switch it up based on who they have. He
Yeah.
doesn't. He doesn't need them to fit his system. He will fit using whatever player.
Okay, and with that,
Okay,
let's get
here's
the
the
actual
pick.
pick from Commissioner Roger Goodell.
With the 23rd pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Jordan Addison, wide receiver, USC.
Look, we got the best wide receiver in the game in Justin Jefferson, and now we have added another piece to that puzzle, and we are committing to Kirk Cousins and putting all of our eggs in that basket to move us forward. As Coach Shaw mentioned, we won 13 games primarily on the offensive side of the ball. Adam Thielen is gone. Jordan Addison, who is as silky smooth a route runner as there is in this class, steps in and immediately helps us kind of get ourselves back on the offensive side.
All right, we have
so
picked,
throw
what,
that now with TJ
24?
Hawkinson at tight end, with Dalvin Cook at running back. We've got a scary group of targets for Kirk Cousins to continue what many people thought was going to be an MVP campaign from Kirk Cousins last year. And at times he was really good. I think this
More
helps
picks.
keep him on that trend line.
There's no question. This is a league where you have to score points. You want to beat the Chiefs. You want to beat the 49ers. You got to score a ton of points. You want to beat the Eagles?
Yeah.
You better score. And the Minnesota Vikings told us right now, hey, we're 30
Not long
defense last year.
before our Dallas Cowboys pick at number 26. Zay Flowers is off the board.
Now we have another
Of
trade,
course.
and so
We got another
New
trade.
York Giants. After watching
Ooh,
receivers
the
go in
Giants
first
has got in the
round,
mix.
or in 4 consecutive picks in this first round for the first time ever in the common draft era. That courtesy of our stats and information, Benny McWilliams over here. We now have the Giants moving up a spot. Do they covet the 5th wide receiver? As they move up from 25 to 24, we are now the New York Giants.
So they couldn't wait
These
one more
receivers are
spot.
flying off the shelves here, guys. What are we doing?
Yeah, well, you know, if you watch the Giants last year, I mean, they were pulling guys off the street to play receiver and everything. So this has to be a receiver here, and we know they need tons of speed. So Jalen Hyatt right here would fit both of those. I thought the fastest guy on the field playing receiver, just for as far as game speed, and this would make a ton of sense. They got Darren Waller now. Of course, Saquon, everything's going to run through him, but this just gives them a threat they haven't had in a while since Odell.
So who are they trying to? Who are we trying to get?
Hey,
in
they're
front of
very happy
here,
over there.
GM, are we trying to get in front of the Cowboys?
It looks like
maybe we're thinking wide out too, or you know.
Yeah. Well, we were already
in front of the Cowboys, right?
We were already in front of there.
Well, we were blocking essentially.
Unless the Cowboys,
maybe the Cowboys
were trying to get up there as well.
Yeah. Man, you know me.
So we were right there. We were only a pick away. So they were just thinking someone else was going to jump in front of them to get. Could have been Dallas. Could have been Buffalo.
Well, you know who's just sitting there.
Again, thank you all for tuning in to the Real Talk Cowboy Show.
Guys,
I appreciate you.
He might be going to Dallas in a couple picks.
Right. So maybe we felt like we needed to make sure they didn't jump up there. And
This is just wrecking my brain, folks.
With having Ingram
What are the Giants up to?
So I think this was a great move.
They don't need a tight end because they got a tight end in the offseason.
We just invested heavily in an opportunity to
Well,
find.
I mean, this is the offseason, but you know, free agency.
Also true.
Who's a Pro Bowl caliber tight end who's healthy now.
Watch the Dallas Cowboys pick a tight end.
But if they do,
Watch.
if we do go,
I want an offensive lineman though.
Daniel Jones was at his best when we talk about one.
But I'm trying to
that's
think
when he's at his best.
as
You've got two tight
JJ,
ends
Mr.
that
Jerry
just get open
Jones
quickly
would
for
think.
him. I think he would thrive in that sort of system.
He's a
And we know
marketing
Brian Dable
guru.
is a magician at moving guys around and
And bringing on a big name like one of those tight ends
Guys, can we
would
also just think
be right
briefly
up
about
his
our offensive
alley.
line, which
we have no center.
It's been
We
an
actually
issue.
have no center.
We have an opportunity to take the best center here. Who maybe the Cowboys were thinking about there too. We could. Who's our best center? Do you like Joe Tippmann or you like John
Tippmann's
Michael
the best
Schmitz?
center.
Yes.
Or
Yes, he lives for the splash, man.
Avila, I know Coach likes Avila.
You want that
Just
flashy
fortify
pick.
the O-line some more, but we do not have a center. We need tons of help with receiver. Tight
I
end's
like
not
the
out of
center
the
from
question.
Penn State later.
Corner as well.
Juice
We need help at
Scruggs?
corner as well.
I think Juice Scruggs would be available later, and I think he'd be.
Okay.
We need help at corner as well. We
Yeah.
Yes,
we
that's what
were
I was thinking.
struggling at corner
To me,
last year.
I think the Jags. Here's what I think the Jaguars did. They called and said, "Hey, somebody else wants our corner. You want to trade?"
And
Okay.
think about this: Wink Martindale defense, bringing that.
It's
blitz.
not long, folks.
We need guys.
Number
man up front
26
guys,
is
and
right around the corner.
jam 'em up.
Or is Brian
Joey
Branch?
Porter.
Is Brian Branch in the conversation as well?
Yeah.
Yep. They took
Pick number
McKinney
26
from
by
Alabama.
our beloved Dallas
Darnay Holmes
Cowboys
has been
is
in
right
our
around the
course.
corner.
I know we want to help Daniel Jones as much as possible, but
We have to. We
corner,
just
the
spent that
corner was
Again,
struggling.
to all you
What are
newbies
we
coming
doing
in,
at receiver?
welcome to the Real
Are we counting
Talk
on Paris
Cowboy
Campbell to
Show.
be our number one wideout?
Thank you for tuning in.
Wandale Robinson's going to work the
We're
slot.
doing this
Yep.
live
Jalen Hyatt, stretch the
NFL
field.
draft
Waller's in.
coverage,
Boom.
waiting for
You
our
got
beloved
Waller.
Dallas
I
Cowboys
think I'm
Hyatt
signing
stretching it
off here
to
on Jalen
pick
Hyatt.
their pick.
It just feels.
It feels they need speed.
They need speed.
GM Ross, you may just talk me into it.
I am the host, Real Talk Cowboy,
Yeah,
but you all are my
we do.
co-hosts.
Need
So
for
feel
We
free
do.
to
And
talk,
so,
interact
that,
with
let's
me
just remind ourselves of
in the
what's
chat.
happened here for the first time in the common draft era. We had wide receivers.
We are on pick number 24 now. The Giants just moved from 25 to 24. I think they were trying to block us from moving up or block somebody, but yeah, we're at pick number 24. The Giants moved up from 25 to 24.
with Jalen Hyatt. All right, are we missing anything here?
Let's just.
Hey,
we missing
Eastside
anything
Harold,
that we're not talking
I
about?
give it to you, man. Your boys done a deal today, man. They got their quarterback and they came back and got their linebacker, man. So kudos to your team, man. Like I was telling the boys earlier, or whoever, telling the people in here earlier, that the Texans gave everybody a hard time last year. Nobody just walked over the Houston Texans when they played them, especially my Cowboys, man. We struggled. Even though we won, we struggled. Yep.
Here's our best available
And,
receiver.
and,
So,
and I
okay,
agree,
think we're
man.
all in agreement. We like
I
this.
agree. They're having a great
We're gonna
draft,
go
man.
Jalen Hyatt,
Doing what they got to
receiver,
do.
Tennessee.
They're showing that they want to win and build something.
Fired up in the draft room,
You know?
folks. If I know Mark doesn't like to get fired up in the draft room, but we're fired up. We got speed, baby.
We got speed.
Hey, Edward.
This guy was
Yeah,
the most
I think
explosive
so.
receiver that I scouted.
And
I think so,
And
man.
obviously, you having done all the work and been to the games and seen him, you know that the offense didn't make him just a fluke, right?
Yep.
His speed is what generated that.
Eastside Harold, you're right, man. I totally agree, man. And thank you for tuning in, man. Please connect with me, man. Stay connected, man. Let's talk that football talk, man.
And he went deep and got the
All right, let's see where the Giants are going with this.
play after play.
And I feel like it's so fortuitous that the fifth wide receiver off the board was our wide receiver. So here we go.
The Jacksonville Jaguars have traded the 24th pick to the New York Giants. With the 24th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Deontay Banks, defensive back, Maryland.
Okay.
Wow, Deontay Banks. I love Deontay Banks. We talked about Joey Porter Jr. possibly fitting there, but this fits what Wink Martindale does. Deontay Banks, maybe the most physically talented corner in the draft there.
Oh,
Crushed at
that
the
lets me
combine.
know
But when you watched him play,
a few
especially that
things
Ohio
that
State game, when
what
he
are they
was
doing
locked
with
in,
Saquon
he
Barkley?
shows you everything you want in coverage.
Hmm.
This guy's a big athletic guy that
Yeah, I don't
think
know.
is in the
That's
perfect
very
system now for
interesting.
him with Wink Martindale and him going out there just pressing guys, press and run. That's what this guy can do.
You know who my comp for him is? James Bradbury. He used to be a Giant and then obviously went to the Eagles. So
I don't know. He seemed like he ain't happy. You okay, brother?
Kind of a good proxy there. Bradbury was great.
Okay, so Deontay Banks is the next corner off the board. It goes to the Giants.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's a running back. I'm tripping. I mean, he's not a running back. He's a cornerback. I'm tripping. I thought he was a running back.
Before we head
I
inside
was like,
the
what
Bills
are the
draft room, let's
Giants
check in with Mike
doing?
Garafolo.
Yeah, so the Jacksonville
I am
Jaguars
tripping.
make
No
a
one
couple
even
of
told
moves
me I was
back here,
tripping.
trading with the
Y'all was
Giants and then
leaving me
trading
out
with
there
the
like, what
Bills
is
and
wrong
the
with this
Jaguars,
dude?
along the way, pick up
Okay.
130 from the Bills, by the way, for Buffalo to move up 2 spots, 160 from the Giants, and 240. So a 4th-round pick there, a 5th-round pick there, and 240 is what, in the 7th round, I believe?
7th, yes, sir.
So
Yeah, I'm
Jaguars
nervous
picking
too,
up,
Edward.
3 later picks to move back a couple of spots here.
Man, how interesting.
Shout
for a
out
team
to
that
my
used to be
mom.
living in the
Hello,
top
Mom.
10,
Thank
now
you for
getting a
tuning
chance to
in.
work the back end
I
of the draft
appreciate
board
you.
based on their
You
success,
tune in just
last
the
year.
right
Mike
time.
Garafolo,
The
thanks so
Dallas
much.
Cowboys have,
Now the Buffalo
what is this,
Bills are on the
25?
clock,
So they
and
have
we are
this
inside the
pick and
Buffalo
one
Bills
more
draft room here
pick,
on
and then
NFL
we'll be
Plus.
picking.
All right.
We're on the
No, hey,
25th
look, I love the
pick, I
aggressiveness,
believe,
GM
and we're
here,
picking at
and going out
26.
there and making sure we
So
get
thank
our
you for
guy.
tuning in, Mom. I appreciate you for your
Hold
support.
for a second. Say, did Jack
Again, if you all tuned in, thank you for tuning into the Real Talk Cowboy Show. I'm your boy, Real Talk Cowboy.
So I don't need to get a step
I
ladder
appreciate
to
you.
talk about our board.
I call
That's
this
out
the
here, and we're looking
Grown
at
and
it,
Sexy
what I'm
Cigar
seeing
Lounge.
here again is an
Come in and
opportunity
have a
to
seat.
upgrade our defense.
Get your
We got
favorite
Von Miller
cigar,
last year. We
your
didn't see him a
favorite drink
ton.
to pair with your
I think
cigar.
we've got opportunities here with
Smoke,
bigger body players.
and let's
Miles
talk
Murphy,
that Dallas
Keon
Cowboy
White.
football talk.
We still have a tight end on it. We love Dawson Knox. We love him.
Like I
But we've
said,
got an
I'll
opportunity here to
be
get
having
another pass
shirts and
catcher in
hats
Josh Allen.
for sale. I'll be doing giveaways, raffles. We're gonna make this fun. Having other content creators, not just of the Dallas Cowboys, but of all of the teams in the NFL to come and join me and do interviews and talk, as well as some of you all, whoever wants to get on, are already locked it in. I don't know the exact date, but I'm locking it in with Edward from over in California, who's a Dallas Cowboy fan, will be joining me. So, you know, if you want to join me, you can be right there where that draft video is right there, live feed. Your face will be there. You can talk to me and we can talk. Just inbox me at any of my social media platforms. And we can get that popping.
Here's 2 questions. Helping our quarterback, we got a possibly disgruntled Stephon.
Thank you for tuning in to
Diggs.
everyone that's
So should we
on
go that
Facebook
route? And
side,
also,
everyone
last
that's on
in the playoff
the
game, Cincinnati was
YouTube side,
completely
everyone on the
steamrolling
Twitter
us.
side, and everyone on the
About a
Twitch
team like
side.
Maisie Smith in there. We
Mozzie is big.
Soon I will be able to get connected to the TikTok side as well.
let's check in down at the Anchor Bar with
And
a guy who's been
Instagram
putting
side.
away chicken wings literally all day and all night waiting for this moment. What do we think here, Kyle Brandt?
Thank you for tuning in. You could have been tuned in somewhere else, but thank you for tuning into the Real Talk Cowboy Show.
Listen, Rhett, I was at
I
that
am
Bills
new
Bengals game.
and
That thing was
upcoming
over in
Dallas
5
Cowboys
seconds.
content
3 and
creator.
out, 3 and out, touchdown,
But I
touchdown,
encourage
Burrow
everyone
right
to
down
come
the
over
field. This team has their season's end because
and talk with
Mahomes is
us.
too good and Burrow is too good. They need defense. They
Indy
need
and Boogie.
stoppers. I would go Nolan
What's
Smith
up?
right
How
now.
about
I
them
would not
Cowboys?
hesitate. They've been trying to fix this pass rush
Let me give you one of
problem
them. How
for
about
the
them
last few
Cowboys?
years. They tried to throw money at Vaughn. He got hurt. They've thrown guys like a pass rusher, get to the Super Bowl. I love Dalton Kincaid too. They would have tight ends named Dawson and Dalton. I think Josh Allen would be into that. I think he'd be into having a pass rusher more, and I hope.
Okay, y'all, it's getting close.
Okay, live from the bar.
Who do you all think the Dallas Cowboys are going to select?
With,
Me and Edward,
and some good food for
we
thought
feel
there.
that they're going to pick a
Again,
tight end.
I don't think any of us
Even though I
expected
don't
Nolan
want
Smith
them
to
to
be
pick a
here. I
tight end,
appreciate the
I want
move
them to
up.
pick
Is
an
that- is
offensive
it-
lineman.
Is that what you had in mind here, Mark, when you made this move?
The wide receiver that I wanted is off the board, Zay Flowers. And you all know that Bijan Robinson has been all off the board for a while now. So my want is to get an offensive lineman. But with the 2 top tight ends of the draft still on the board, and they can also function as wide receivers, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard.
So we're not a
It's
bad
kind of
defense.
hard.
We're
Hey,
a good
Edward,
football team. There are 2 teams.
I'm going to give you a how about them Cowboys.
How about them Cowboys? We can play offense with
That's
anybody.
right. How about them
Do
Cowboys?
we need to invest in the defense? Now, every time we've said that,
Been a
teams
fan
have
since
taken
1980.
but we're
My
looking right
father
now and
was a
saying,
fan. My
we need to
mother
stop
is a fan.
Cincinnati. We need to
The
stop
whole
Kansas
family
City.
is a
We
fan.
can go point for point with pretty much anybody.
Welcome back, Mr.
Can we get a
Pierre.
stop or two? I love the.
He wants me to give him that too.
Yeah.
Nolan Smith would be here.
Hold on, y'all.
How about them
That's right, Pierre.
We need to make sure that we.
That's
hit
right,
this big.
Pierre. That's
All
for
right,
you,
Mark.
buddy.
Still up there too.
You're just in
Opportunity.
time.
Still there.
Yep.
We're about to pick.
But I'm going to go
The
with
next
you guys,
pick.
Our resident fan, Nolan Smith, Edge, Georgia.
There he is.
We got to make the fan. We got to make the fans happy
Look,
with this one.
Not a traditional edge
Not at all.
frame at
Got it.
240 pounds.
They don't need.
Right? But he is untraditional in his speed. at
Milano's not
4.39.
traditional, the linebacker. He's a pretty good
Pierre?
player, So now we go with the untraditional route with Nolan Smith.
You have a couple more months till this war.
I'm into it. And so with that,
Not even gonna put this up for long.
Ready to celebrate, to break some tables with this pick. Announced now by the
It's all love, brother. It's
The
all
Jacksonville
love.
Jaguars have traded the 25th pick to the Buffalo Bills. With the 25th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select Dalton Kincaid.
Oh,
tight
look
end,
at Honey Ice
Utah.
Tea. Woo! Oh, man.
All right. Dawson and Dalton, the tight end room in Buffalo. Guys, they are
Oh,
bringing some safety to
man.
the beach, and the Bills are taking Dalton Kincaid. Quality pick, value and everything. I promise you, Dalton Kincaid does not sack Patrick Mahomes next year. He does not sack Joe Burrow. He does not sack either, by the way, Aaron Rodgers, who's now in the division on a team that beat the Bills last year with Zach Wilson. Listen, I don't want to sour on Dalton Kincaid. Looks like he has a beautiful family.
I
and a
know,
nice
right?
home.
I
I'm
know.
very surprised at
I
this
know,
pick. I
right?
thought they would go defense, but they're just lining up toys for Josh Allen. He may have 7,000 yards next year. I just hope it's not an early exit. I'm surprised.
Yeah,
Every time
that-
we've said
that- I
teams
was
stop
hoping.
people, teams have said no.
I was hoping. Like I'm torn. I'm torn. I wanted the offensive lineman, but I also was wanting him.
For tight ends, with the top
And it's
tight
bad
ends,
that he
you
went
have
right
to
in
catch.
front of
You have to
us.
catch. This guy gets down the field down the middle, but he also, you can throw him a shallow cross and he might go for 50. He might hurdle somebody. He might break a tackle. This is a special football player. And now
All right.
Josh Allen might throw for more
We
yards
should
than
be on the
anybody.
clock, folks.
I imagine a bit more reaction from Kyle Brandt, who is
We
now
should be
gonna
on the
hit
clock.
that pillow as he gets ready for GMFB.
I
in the
really thought
morning,
that we was
when
gonna
we
get
check
him.
out Good Morning Football tomorrow morning. Certainly looking forward to what you and the gang have to say about this pick and a ton of surprises throughout this first round. Kyle, thanks for being with us, dude.
Yes, the alarm goes off in 20 minutes. Thank you for having me, guys. All
You're
of
welcome.
you. Mark, Cynthia, Coach, Red. You guys were like the sitcom, and I'm the wacky neighbor who runs in, like Stanley Roper. And it's a pleasure to be here. The draft room is a blast. You guys are doing a great job. Finish, Coach.
I expect more outfit changes tomorrow in GMF.
Yes, or just wear that one. 'Cause that one.
I will.
Yeah.
Prayers up to my wife who has to do all this laundry. I love you, honey, and I love the 4 of you guys.
Thanks, Kyle Brandt, with us tonight on the NFL Plus Draft Room. And now we head into the draft room of the Dallas Cowboys.
Woo!
So with that, we don't really have to do anything.
Love Notre Dame players.
Owner's making a pick, right? I mean,
so we just sit back and just relax. Let him. It's out of my hands, everybody.
No, this is interesting because I think this was
It's
part of
showtime.
Bills, this is part
It's
of the Bills' philosophy to get in front of the Cowboys to take Dalton Kincaid. So now what do we do?
Yeah, well, look, we got to score. And when we saw with the Cowboys outside of CeeDee Lamb, they didn't have many options. Dak didn't have many options. Dak hasn't really shown he can raise everybody else's level. So we got to help Dak here, team. We got to help Dak.
Yeah. I don't know if any of us can properly simulate the legend Jerry Jones here. I don't even think we're going to try.
Again, some information I put out there earlier. The Dallas Cowboys have not picked a tight end in the first round since 1997.
Some input.
So we going
since 1997.
We with tight end, we lost Dalton Schultz. Where are we
And
going
the
what position?
tight end that they selected in 1997 first round was David LaFleur.
Because they do actually have one of the
David
best
LaFleur.
analytics staff in terms of figuring out offensive linemen in the league. So if there's one that they really liked, this might be the spot to get him because you're not going to be able to get one of those top, interior guys the next go around. So this would be the spot for that.
Maybe
And
Michael
they
Mayer.
also probably like the tight end because Michael Mayer is such a good blocker. So
Mayer.
that would probably factor into some of
thinking
their
that's- I'm thinking-
calculations as well.
As we
Hey,
assess this
Edward, I'm
offensive
thinking that's
line,
what
again,
they're going
we have
with.
Tyron
What you
Smith,
think?
we have Tyler Smith. Do we like Tyler at left tackle? Do we feel good about that? Do we feel good with Tyron moving to the right side, or do we feel like there's a potential upgrade, or do we have a hole now at left guard? And do we love Tyler Biotish at center? We know we got Zach Martin at right guard.
Zach Martin's the only one
The one with some serious intrigue here, to me, is Cody Mauch from North Dakota State, who, again, has played up and down that offensive line.
Edward says, real talk, Cowboy. Maybe Cowboys have faith in their young tight end.
Fargo and then put on 80.
Edward, I have faith in
eating off the
Ferguson.
there,
I really do. The way
ended up
he
being one of the
played,
best
and like I
players at that
said,
level.
when he got the opportunities,
We're talking guards.
I felt
I think
he
look no further
capitalized
than
on
Steve
most of
Avila,
them.
who we know
So
Coach
I
loves
have faith
already.
in Ferguson.
Plug him into left guard, keep Tyler Smith out at left tackle. Do we feel good about that?
I would feel great about it. That guy's going to be there for 10 years. He's probably going to go to a couple Pro Bowls. This is a long, physical, athletic interior offensive lineman. But I'd have a tough time passing on the tight end here for me. With Dak, whatever we can do for Dak, can we help Dak, give him that what he's used on the inside, even before they had Dalton Schultz. He loves working the middle of the field, getting the ball out of his hands, on top of having the big receivers outside. I'd have a tough time passing.
Michael Mayer, certainly a serviceable blocking tight end, right, at the next level, and did a nice job at that in Notre Dame. Maybe the best of both worlds, receiving and blocking. But we're talking about a potential sixth offensive lineman here in Darnell, Washington. If we are considering an offensive lineman, does Darnell give us a little bit of that if we want to run, if we want to have him in the game to help open holes for Tony Pollard and company?
But are we creating a spork then? Like, are we compromising on too many things and not picking, deciding we want one or the other?
Spork was a terrific coach.
It can be great for some, but
he's very versatile.
Try having soup with it.
encapsulates-
Not great.
Fair.
I'll say this: the difference between the two, though, honestly.
Pick is in. The pick is in, folks. Here we go.
Michael Mayer, for his
The Dallas Cowboys
may
pick
not be the
is
fastest
in.
guy. His short area quickness is impressive. We played this guy multiple times. He creates separation. He makes every difficult catch you can make one-handed, people draped on his back. He's made all those plays. If you don't need him to flex out and play receiver like we like Dalton Kincaid to do, to play the true wide tight end, this guy is really, really good.
Michael Mayer would certainly be an attractive choice for us. I would just come back to the idea of if we are still considering offensive linemen and we want position flex, Malk might be somebody we could consider that's been a part of a bunch of different lineups there at North Dakota State along the offensive line. Mark, which way you leaning?
We got to help Dak as much as possible, and that is we signed. Well, I signed. You guys didn't sign them. Signed Brandon
I didn't
Cooks,
do anything.
Signed Brandon Cooks, but we still need more. We got Gallup. We got Cooks.
Do we take
We
the
got
home run?
Lamb.
Jalen
I
Hyatt's
don't
still
think
there for us,
Hyatt's
folks.
right there. I think Michael Mayer makes a lot more sense losing Dalton Schultz. Give Dak that safety net. I think Michael Mayer makes more sense.
We're going to see,
I mean,
folks.
we
The
got-
pick
we
is
got-
in.
Look, Jake Ferguson was a good player for us. We got an absolute steal from Indiana as an undrafted free agent with Peyton Hendershot last year. Played some great football for us. Shout out Peyton.
Shout out IU.
But
keep having that. Michael Mayer, tight end, Notre Dame.
There it is. Okay.
I'm saying tackle.
Let's see. He is our pick.
I'm saying tackle.
Michael Mayer from
Cody
Notre Dame.
March,
I
if
think
I'm
the
not
only
mistaken,
tight
that's his
end
last
in
name. Am I
major
pronouncing it
college
right? That's what
football
I'm saying.
The last couple of years with 800 plus yards receiving. Fantastic player. And
a lot of people's comp for him is a future Hall of Famer that played in Dallas for a long time, Jason Witten, who I watched him very similar.
Here's the
With the 26th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Mozzie Smith, defensive tackle, Michigan.
Huh?
Okay.
Huh?
All right, so Mozzie Smith's an interesting one. A lot of people were talking about him. I did a little extra work on him after we talked about his rise.
So what we can tell by this pick that they have confidence in our tight ends, right?
Clearly, you have a lot of money spent with guys like Marcus Lawrence, and they really need to address stopping the run. It's an interesting note here because I guess we all thought that we were clearly very keen on helping Dak Prescott out. But again, stopping the run and giving Dak Prescott some defensive relief could be one way to play more complementary football. I like Mozzie Smith's upside. It's going to be all about if Dan Quinn can optimize for the things that he does best and teach him really, really well. We've seen Dan Quinn be a really effective and efficient teacher before. So you got to kind of give him his due here because.
So here you go, folks. I don't know if you can see it, zoom in a little bit, but the PFF website gives him an overall grade of 79.9. And they expected him to go first round 27th, which he only went one round before. So yeah, not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all.
In what we moved down for. And we basically netted ourselves like a free early third round pick. So congrats to us. We did nothing but move down twice and netted an extra third round pick.
All right. Good night, Mama. Thank you for tuning in. I'm about to be out as well. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I will be back tomorrow for some time. I will also get some tape and edit some videos of Mozzie Smith. I think it's a great pick. I would like to have an offensive lineman. But hey, I'm pretty sure that's going to be deep and we can pick one up in the second round. But thank you all again for tuning in. I appreciate you. I appreciate you all. And it's your boy, Real Talk Cowboy. And I'm out.